completely pitiful. How could Lu Xing dare to say no to Liu Ruyan? You have to know that Liu Ruyan's words are as important as the sky. She is a pregnant woman and Lu Xing has sweetheart. Okay, my wife's love, I have to carry it with me even if it means carrying a heavy burden. Lu Xing coaxed Liu Ruyan. It immediately made Liu Ruyan laugh. Okay, you're right, I did prepare too much. Let me relieve your stress. She picked out some things and asked Lu Xing to take them with him. Lu Xing carried a backpack which was full. It really has everything. Lu Xing fully felt Liu Ruyan's love for him. Having such a wonderful wife can reduce half of my worries. When Lu Xing arrived at the starting point with his backpack, his brothers were shocked. What are you carrying? Why are you carrying so many things? That's right, wouldn't it be better to travel with simple clothes? Lu Xing took out the things his wife prepared from her bag. A small fan, water, a sun hat. These are all prepared by my wife for me. He was very proud. Anyway, the most important thing is to participate. I won't interfere. I believe in my ability and I will have no problem reaching the end. This made several brothers cry with envy. It's great to have a wife. Exactly. As a single person, I'm about to cry. Hey, just looking at me makes me want to get out of being single. Lu Xing felt a little embarrassed when he saw his brothers making a fuss. By chance, he saw Liu Ruyan standing under the shade of the tree. She was wearing a light blue and white long dress and had a charming smile, as sweet as a snow pear. When she saw Lu Xing's gaze sweeping over to her, she simply waved her arms at Lu Xing, and the smile on her little face became even more charming. Lu Xing's heart was about to melt. Who doesn't like sweet girls? Now everyone went to draw the tickets for forming a team, and everyone won one. When Lu Xing went to draw, the name on the note made his face look very ugly. It was Sumo. He suddenly looked somewhere. Her eyes were filled with deep meaning, and she deliberately showed goodwill to Lu Xing and nodded. Lu Xing's expression darkened. Chapter 194, I didn't do anything. I just gave her a small warning. Huo, let's switch partners. Lu Xing handed the note to Huo. He was not interested in having too much dealings with Sumo, not to mention that Sumo was now Huo's girlfriend, so he naturally wanted to avoid suspicion. After hearing Lu Xing's words, the smile on Sumo's face suddenly disappeared. Boss Lu, do you hate me so much? Sumo lowered her eyes and whispered with her red lips. Do you dislike me for holding you back? Actually, I like fitness and I often go hiking. As soon as these words were spoken, all the strange looks from the surroundings were cast at Lu Xing. Lu Xing was completely furious with Sumo. It is obvious that Sumo is inciting everyone's emotions and is trying to discredit herself. Just when Lu Xing was about to reply, a soft white hand wrapped around his arm. Okay, then I hope you won't hold my husband back. Come on, cheer for me in the mountain climbing competition. Lu Xing was surprised to hear the familiar voice. He suddenly looked at Liu Ruyan beside him and found that the corners of Liu Ruyan's lips were slightly raised. She is a little jealous. She actually agreed to team up with Sumo. He must have seen it right. Can a jealous girl change her personality? She's a Yandere. After seeing Lu Xing's ridiculous expression, Liu Ruyan felt relieved. She leaned close and smiled softly into Lu Xing's ear. Don't worry, nothing you worry about will happen. Her narrow eyes were smiling, but there was no gentle warmth in them. Lu Xing could even feel the danger hidden behind her smile. As expected, when the mountain climbing competition was about to start, Huo's panicked call was heard. Senior, what's wrong with you? Lu Xing looked in the direction of the sound. Sumo, who was originally normal, suddenly had beads of cold sweat on her forehead. She seemed to be in great pain. She hunched over, clutching her stomach, and groaned in pain. It hurts. This made Huo very anxious. I'll take you to the hospital. He immediately picked up Sumo like a princess and hurried out. If something happens to Sumo, she will definitely not be able to be Lu Xing's partner anymore. Lu Xing looked at Sumo, who was normal just now and now in unbearable pain, and suddenly thought of Liu Ruyan's expression just now. His heart sank violently. He suddenly looked at the girl who was sitting on the chair with her lips raised and a victorious attitude. When she noticed his gaze, her eyes curved and she smiled smugly, like a cunning little fox. Lu Xing didn't even have to think about it. It must have been her who did it. Lu Xing walked over and asked her, "What did you do?" Liu Ruyan gently stroked Lu Xing's palm. While she smiled, every word she said revealed her paranoia and darkness. I didn't do anything, I just gave her a little warning. Her beautiful fingertips touched it, leaving a tingling sensation that made people shudder. You are my only one. How could I allow other women to touch you? My intention to attack you is to make her life difficult. If there is anything you don't like, I will definitely get rid of it. Liu Ruyan's tone dragged out, and she met Lu Xinghe's gaze with a frantic, maddened look and a strong smile. It was handled cleanly. Lu Xing couldn't remain calm anymore. Did you poison me? He was really afraid that Liu Ruyan would be implicated. If Sumo was really dead, the police would also cause trouble for Liu Ruyan. Liu Ruyan smiled faintly and said, I won't die. Lu Xing was breathing a sigh of relief. Then Liu Ruyan said, it's useless at best. Lu Xing didn't even dare to breathe. This is no better than death. Seeing Lu Xing's unhappy look, Liu Ruyan narrowed her eyes. She asked Lu Xing with a curious look in her eyes, what's wrong? Are you worried about her? With a bit of anger, she grabbed Lu Xing's wrist tightly. Lu Xing could feel the dominance of her shackles. Her soft fingers could actually burst out with such great strength that it pinched Lu Xing's wrist so hard that it hurt a little. Then I'll kill her. Liu Ruyan's smile completely disappeared, replaced by the coldness and bloodthirstiness of the Black Lotus. She became arrogant and her eyes turned red. She wanted to possess Lu Xing completely. Let Lu Xing, only let her touch him and only think of her. No girl can snatch Lu Xing away from her. She would be willing to pay any price. As long as she could get Lu Xing, make him belong to her forever, that would be enough. Lu Xing's heart trembled. He suddenly shook off Liu Ruyan's hand and said, can you be more mature? Stop being so childish. Lu Xing's reaction surprised Liu Ruyan. Her eyes widened in disbelief. What did you say? You are a mother now. Have you ever thought about the baby in your belly? Lu Xing's anger was aroused. You said I was worried about her. Yes, I am worried. I'm afraid that something will happen to her and it will affect you. We live in a society ruled by law. Although Liu Ruyan will not go to jail as a mental patient, she will be put in a mental hospital. Then all previous efforts will be in vain. Lu Xing also didn't want to see the child unable to see his mother after he was born. By then, his normal life will be completely affected, and he won't be able to feel any better. Seeing Lu Xing's bloodshot eyes filled with tears, Liu Ruyan immediately felt ashamed. She was just a child who had done something wrong, with her fair and pretty face lowered. The lips that were originally bloodshot were now trembling and moving. I'm sorry. The voices were all babyish and choked with sobs. I just don't want to lose you. I was just trying to scare you. That won't ruin her. At most, it will make her suffer a little. Lu Xing looked at the poor little thing in front of him with tears in its eyes, and his heart couldn't be hardened. Not to mention that she is pregnant. His anger subsided immediately. Looking at Liu Ruyan, he reached out and pulled her into his arms, coaxing her softly. Okay, then tell me, what did you give her? Liu Ruyan was like a little kitten, greedily sucking the breath from Lu Xing's arms. She was reluctant to let go of Lu Xing's waist with her little hands, rubbing it tightly. I just gave her some enzymes for weight loss. They cause vomiting and diarrhea, that's all. I just gave her a few extra packets. Lu Xing almost cried with laughter after hearing this. Sprinkle a few more packets. Some people can't tolerate that stuff and it can cause problems. Liu Ruyan angrily replied, she deserves it anyway. If she wants to cling to you, then you should let her know the seriousness of the matter. You are indeed a little Yandere. You don't care about anything when you are jealous. Lu Xing fully believed that Liu Ruyan could kill a group of people silently, and she would kill them with blood-red eyes as long as the other party tried to touch her. Chapter 195 is settling accounts our marital hobby. But they didn't poison me, they just added enzyme powder. You really showed mercy. As soon as Lu Xing finished speaking, he saw Liu Ruyan was very excited. Right, you really were too gentle. If it were me before, I would have put him in the ICU. Don't, this is fine. Lu Xing was afraid that Liu Ruyan would go crazy and really send the other party to the intensive care unit, which would be terrible. He could fully believe that as long as he agreed, she would reveal the explosive information. Liu Ruyan looked at Lu Xing eagerly, feeling a little disappointed. Well, she got it for free. Lu Xing touched Liu Ruyan's hair and said, however, I'm still worried that she will realize it was you who did it. After all, Sumo is also a suspicious person. If she really suspects Liu Ruyan, she will probably be in trouble. If I notice it, I notice it. I'm not afraid of her. Besides, I have your husband to support me. Liu Ruyan hummed and hugged Lu Xing tightly. Looking at Liu Ruyan's deep attachment to him, Lu Xing also felt a sense of accomplishment in his heart. He hugged Liu Ruyan lovingly and smelled the pleasant peach scent on her body. Then he coaxed Liu Ruyan and said, okay, dear, you are right, I will be your backer. Liu Ruyan raised her eyebrows and smiled seductively. Ding, I'm rewarding the host with a secret kit. You can choose any person and obtain her inner evil secret, which is absolutely unknown to others. After receiving the reward, Lu Xing comforted Liu Ruyan and said, I still have to go to the hospital now. No matter what, I need to know the situation there so that I can deal with what's going to happen next. Liu Ruyan hugged Lu Xing and said, You don't have to deal with it, I'll handle it. After hearing this, Lu Xing didn't know whether to laugh or cry. You come and solve it. That's really a loss of life. Listen to me, I will be your backer and help you settle it. Liu Ruyan pouted her red lips. But I can handle such a small matter myself. I don't need to rely on your strength, and I don't need to worry you. Liu Ruyan hated causing trouble for Lu Xing. If sumo wasn't so difficult to deal with, she wouldn't have attacked her. Lu Xing scratched Liu Ruyan's nose lovingly. I know how powerful my Yandere wife is, but I'm not weak either. If I don't even have the ability to protect my wife, I'd be too weak. He paused. I enjoy standing up for you. After hearing Lu Xing's words, Liu Ruyan's eyes sparkled. As expected of my carefully chosen husband Tilda, he's just so charming. No, carefully selected. Didn't you say that I was the first one to come for a blind date, and you chose me directly? Lu Xing narrowed his eyes and looked at Liu Ruyan. As a result, Liu Ruyan's eyes wandered around. Speak clearly. Lu Xing lifted Liu Ruyan's chin, preventing her from looking elsewhere. Do I have to say it? Liu Ruyan could act cute and look innocent. But Lu Xing didn't buy her trick and nodded without hesitation. Yes, explain it to me clearly. Liu Ruyan's big, watery eyes were like a little deer's. You are the first one to come for a blind date. So you mean carefully selected? Lu Xing felt something was fishy. It can't be that simple. Okay, you're so smart. I can't hide it from you. So I'll tell you I did pick you on purpose. You were just on the blind date list, but you didn't make it through the previous interview, so I passed you. I considered all the conditions before choosing you for the interview. Liu Ruyan looked at Lu Xing very frankly. Lu Xing was shocked. I don't know any of this. There are still many things you don't know. Liu Ruyan snorted. Lu Xing continued to pinch Liu Ruyan's delicate, fair face with his fingers and said seriously, So you've been hiding a lot from me. Liu Ruyan immediately became delicate, and her eyes seemed to be filled with tears, which made her look pitiful and full of love. I'm wrong, Tilda, it's not many, just a few. Just a few, are you sure? Lu Xing asked Liu Ruyan with his narrow eyes. Liu Ruyan seemed to have shrunk all of a sudden, and became very tiny in front of Lu Xing. Really, there are only a few. It's normal for girls to have their own secrets. Don't you have any secrets? Then I do. Lu Xing nodded affirmatively. Who would have thought that Liu Ruyan would cry, catch the thief? Great, you're hiding a secret from me. Tell me, what is it? Seeing Liu Ruyan's self-righteous look, Lu Xing looked at her with disdain. You didn't tell me, and you still want me to tell you. It's normal for couples to have little secrets, so there's no need for me to tell you. After hearing Lu Xing's firm words, Liu Ruyan pouted her tender red lips in grievance. You're bullying a pregnant woman, Tilda. Who bullies a pregnant woman? I'm a good man. In order to win back the favor, Lu Xing looked at Liu Ruyan seriously and said, If this first blind date doesn't work out and you don't like me, will you date other men? I'm curious, besides me, who else do you plan to interview? Liu Ruyan deliberately counted on her fingers in front of Lu Xing and said, That's a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can't even count them on my fingers. I can use the phrase tens of thousands of troops and horses to describe it. Lu Xing has said with a forced smile, It really is a nationwide marriage search. He pinched Liu Ruyan's lips with a hint of jealousy and said, You're really fickle. Liu Ruyan felt a little pain and stared at Lu Xing with round eyes. I heard that I'm not the only candidate for your blind date. I heard that in addition to me, the Lu family will arrange several rich daughters for you. Am I ranked first? If I don't choose you, will you also have to go on blind dates with the ones behind you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? Listen, there is a hint of jealousy in his tone. Even Lu Xingha understood what she meant. Yeah, I was planning on meeting 4 or 5 people a day, and you just happened to be the first one in line. Lu Xinghe just said harsh words to make her angry, but he didn't expect that Liu Ruyan would bite his finger with her teeth. Oh, it hurts, Lu Xinghe gasped. Liu Ruyan looked at Lu Xinghe with resentment in her eyes. I'll make you die of pain. This is really too much. She was angry and her eyes were red, like a little rabbit looking very pitiful. Lu Xing even wanted to continue to ravage her. You know, when she gets angry, her face turns red and her body becomes plump. The way she whines in anger and then cries because of her own torture is so cute. Just thinking about it stimulates hormones. Lu Xing felt like there was a fire burning inside him. Ha ha ha, you little jealous girl. Humph, you're such a jealous person. As soon as Lu Xing said that, she fought back. Now it's like a spicy pepper, spitting fire everywhere. Lu Xing deliberately fooled her. You know, the girls I went on blind dates with were all more beautiful than the other, each one more beautiful than the other, incredibly beautiful. They were also sexy, sensible, and generous, like 100 flowers blooming and 100 schools of thought contending. It's a pity that I didn't get to meet them in person, so I could only satisfy my curiosity by looking at their photos. P.S. Liu Ruyan is hiding a huge secret. I won't reveal it for now, Tilda. Chapter 196. So cruel, my wife. As soon as the words fell, Liu Ruyan reached out and pushed Lu Xing. Okay, go find it now, I won't stop you. She said angrily, but if you dare to divorce me, I will make you marry in the afterlife. Let them lie in the coffin, and let you have 3 wives and 4 concubines, and 3 palaces and backyards. After hearing Liu Ruyan's harsh words, Lu Xing was stunned. So cruel. Liu Ruyan glared at Lu Xing. I'm glad I gave you a complete body. You should be thankful that I didn't make you into a specimen. After saying that, Liu Ruyan turned her back to Lu Xing, crossed her arms over her chest, and didn't want to pay any attention to Lu Xing. Lu Xing had looked at Liu Ruyan, who was so angry that he laughed out loud. How could she be so cute? She looked so anxious and angry, as if I had really done something to betray her. Lu Xing put his arms around her waist from behind. She was angry and refused, deliberately pushing Lu Xing's arm with her ribs. Don't touch me. Seeing Liu Ruyan's disdain for him, Lu Xing deliberately fooled her. Okay, then I won't touch you. I'm leaving now, okay? Lu Xing subconsciously wanted to leave. Liu Ruyan looked at him with helpless eyes, like an abandoned woman. Looking forward to it. Lu Xing even saw Liu Ruyan stamping her feet in anger. Ha ha ha, they are really a pair of bickering lovers. He clearly couldn't bear to leave me, yet he still said such cruel words. I'm back. Lu Xing had deliberately moved closer. She was secretly happy, but then put on a cold face. Why are you coming back? Aren't you going to leave? I want to find out who wants to go on a blind date with you and who is the young master behind you. I want to see how powerful my competitors are. Lu Xing looked at Liu Ruyan with a smile. Liu Ruyan glared at Lu Xing and said, Don't worry, he's very powerful, you can't defeat him. Really? Then why did I marry you? Lu Xing moved Junyan closer and deliberately blew on her neck. You know, she is very afraid of being tickled. After being blown, her little face turned red immediately. I consider yourself lucky. Don't do this. No matter how lucky I am, I still want you to like me. You are lying. Lu Xing had deliberately blew another breath, and she became very embarrassed. The translucent skin was as hot as a furnace and very red. She was very proud and obviously couldn't stand it anymore. The corners of Lu Xing's mouth suddenly curved up. Wife, tell me who it is. Liu Ruyan's face flushed bright red. It was already full of collagen, and now it was even more charming. Then tell me, who are you going on a blind date with? Lu Xing said to Liu Ruyan. Is there a possibility that after I go on a blind date with you, I won't go on blind dates with anyone else? Lu Xing is a person who traveled through a book, and he knows very well what the original owner's ending was. Therefore, it is impossible for Lu Xing to refuse this business marriage, and it is even more impossible for him to refuse to marry Liu Ruyan. After all, he is a smart man, especially after seeing Liu Ruyan, who has good conditions in all aspects and is so beautiful. If he continues to like Jiang Mengmeng, he will be asking for trouble. Lu Xing definitely wouldn't be such an idiot. Especially since Liu Ruyan is so cute and has 2 personalities, she can give him the happiness of having 2 wives. If this feeling is applied to other beauties, can the experience be so good? Besides, he and Liu Ruyan are very compatible in every aspect. Given Liu Ruyan's physical conditions, there is no one else more suitable than Liu Ruyan. That is impossible. Although Liu Ruyan only played a supporting role in the book, the description of her appearance was stunning. Lu Xing knew from the beginning that this was definitely a supernatural character. It turned out that Lu Xing's guess was correct, and he also gained a lot of benefits. Why, just because I'm beautiful, you fell in love with me at first sight? Not yet. What are you talking about? I'll give you a chance, you can say it again. Liu Ruyan raised her index finger and pointed at Lu Xing. Lu Xing smiled and nudged Liu Ruyan's white neck, coaxing her. Little fool, if I fell in love with you at first sight, wouldn't that make me the kind of person who is attracted by beauty? He said, but I have grown fond of you. Liu Ruyan counted on her fingers. The more we do it, the more we love it. We've done it several times, once, twice, 3 times. Lu Xing was about to laugh and cry when he saw her confused behavior. Good man, what are you thinking about? Is your brain full of yellow garbage? It's like I'm a lunatic and I have to lust after your body, like we've developed feelings for each other. Liu Ruyan snorted. Then you are just greedy for my body. Liu Ruyan pointed to her stomach and said, Isn't this the evidence? Lu Xinghe laughed out loud. Yes, yes, it is evidence of guilt. Blame me for making you have a bump in your belly. Chapter 197, No Second Thought. He leaned over and put his face on Liu Ruyan's belly. It's so strange. You're almost 3 months pregnant, but your belly isn't getting any bigger. It's such a small one, flatter than me. This evidence is not obvious at all. Liu Ruyan snorted. I don't know why I'm not showing my pregnancy. If you want to have a baby, I will nourish you well. I heard that durian is particularly helpful for pregnancy. Lu Xinghe replied with a smile. Liu Ruyan pouted her red lips and complained. I ate so much durian before and it stinks. I don't want to eat it anymore. Then I'll make you some tonic drinks in different ways. No, I'm afraid of drinking them, and some supplements taste weird. I don't like them. You're already a mother. Why are you still so picky about food? Lu Xinghe sighed helplessly. When the baby is born, you will be setting a bad example. The baby will follow your picky eating habits. You won't even have time to cry then. Liu Ruyan, however, started to gloat. You're the father who can correct him, right? Or maybe he'll just follow your foodie nature and eat everything, and won't necessarily inherit my traits, Tilda. You are really optimistic. Lu Xinghe shook his head and doted on Liu Ruyan very much. While Liu Ruyan was laughing, she seemed to have thought of something and said seriously, Don't just start a conversation. You didn't even explain the blind date clearly. Just because I hit you on the first date, you're already determined. She narrowed her eyes and said, You know this is my first time playing another personality. Are you sure you like me and not her? Lu Xinghe. Oh my goodness, here comes the issue of death. When a girl gets pregnant, does she like to get to the bottom of things? Especially this little Yandere, she's super jealous. If she gets jealous, the consequences will definitely be very serious. A small problem will be over-understood by her and may even backfire. Lu Xinghe said to Liu Ruyan, If I wasn't your first blind date, would you have never gone on a blind date with me? Would you have just chosen the first one? Liu Ruyan replied unconvincedly, How could that be? What are you imagining? This assumption doesn't even exist. Out of so many people, I chose you. You don't have any other blind dates arranged? Lu Xinghe was slightly surprised. Liu Ruyan nodded. I didn't arrange any other blind dates, I chose you, and if I want to escape from the mental hospital, then I also need to marry you. Lu Xinghe asked curiously, What if I don't plan to marry you at that time, what will you do? Liu Ruyan replied confidently, You will definitely choose me. Are you blindly confident? Lu Xinghe laughed. How can this be considered blind self-confidence? Do I have a good-looking face? Liu Ruyan asked Lu Xinghe seriously. Lu Xinghe said, It looks good. This cannot be done against one's will. Liu Ruyan's appearance is 1 in a million. If she didn't have split personality, such a stunning beauty would never enter the blind date market. There is no need to arrange a family marriage at all. I guess the large group of suitors around her have already won her over. How could it be his turn? Do I have money? Rich enough to rival a country? Then why do you think you have the capital to refuse me? If you don't want to, the Lu family will definitely send you here. If I want to, believe it or not, you will be kidnapped to my bed that night. Liu Ruyan's pair of beautiful, sparkling eyes looked at Lu Xinghe meaningfully and with interest. After hearing what Liu Ruyan said, Lu Xinghe felt that she was speaking the truth. Indeed, a snobbish couple like those two are capable of anything. Even if they don't, I will do this. As long as I like someone, I won't let him get away. Liu Ruyan's lips curved into an arc. Not to mention I'm offering you such tempting conditions. Wait, the keywords were triggered, and Lu Xinghe immediately stopped. He thought of the past, especially the ambiguous scene when they first met, and he felt a fire rising all over his body. You've been eyeing me since you saw my picture. You don't plan on meeting anyone else except me, so you've done everything you can to deliberately capture me, right? Even trying to bite me, all to seduce me. Lu Xinghe smiled mischievously and glanced at Liu Ruyan. Liu Ruyan's face flushed. Is that considered seduction? Isn't that seduction? You're so heartless and ruthless. My shoulders are all covered with bite marks from you. Lu Xinghe himself remembered that it took several days to remove the bite marks. I accidentally saw it when I was taking a shower, and it felt very hot when I washed my hands. Liu Ruyan hummed happily. It wasn't seduction anyway. If it was, I would have hit a home run that day, and you would have walked out lying down. Lu Xinghe thought about it and felt the same way. According to Liu Ruyan's personality, it is true. Just eat yourself up. Do we still need to wait that long? Then what is your purpose? Lu Xinghe was still very curious when he thought about it now. Aren't you afraid that you will scare away a male college student like me who is not very experienced in the world? I am very innocent. Your actions are so bold. What if I think you are a very cheap and slutty girl? Liu Ruyan, however, lifted her hair and glanced at Lu Xing. Don't boys like innocent girls? Just flirt in front of them, right? I don't believe 9 out of 10 would refuse. The one who actually refuses is probably an idiot. Lu Xing thought about it carefully. It's true. Boys like pure and sexy girls. Liu Ruyan is so beautiful and has such a great figure. The action is so seductive. It's really hard for a guy to refuse. Lu Xing almost lost control, but fortunately he had strong self-control. Then why did you bite me? It's simple. I want to see how much you can endure. What's the meaning? Lu Xing didn't think this was a good thing. You can endure the pain. I think playing games is more fun. Do you think of me as your little toy? It seemed like something terrible had happened to Lu Xing. Liu Ruyan snorted. After all, being in a mental hospital is quite suffocating. If I want to discipline you, then you have to endure the pain, otherwise it would be so boring. Aren't you afraid that if you play too hard, I'll lose too much blood and die? Yandere is really scary. If he didn't have the system, he would have been like a mouse in front of Liu Ruyan and would have been easily killed by her. Liu Ruyan's red lips curved slightly. How could that be? I know that even if you bleed to death, you won't die. Otherwise, I'll lose my little toy and all my efforts will be in vain. Lu Xing finally seemed to know something extraordinary. You marry me just to play with me. Chapter 198, I'm no match for you. That's not the case. Besides killing time, I still want to live a sweet life with you. It's just that I hate people betraying me, so I will definitely use some tricks to discipline you. Then you'd better not discipline me. I will stay by your side, but I also hope you don't go crazy. Lu Xing looked at Liu Ruyan seriously. Liu Ruyan lay on Lu Xing's shoulder, acting coquettishly and cutely. With you here, how dare I do this? I am no match for you. She muttered, you're like my nemesis. I can't do anything to you. She sighed, what a pity I can't be the queen anymore. Lu Xing, do you still want to be queen? Even if I don't want to be a queen, I can still be the master. Liu Ruyan replied playfully. Lu Xing pinched Liu Ruyan's little face. Then you are really rebellious. Liu Ruyan is like a fox, revealing her cunning side. Is it okay for me to dream? But I'm still very satisfied with the status quo. If I can't be your master, I can be your little pet. Seeing Liu Ruyan acting coquettishly, Lu Xing felt sweet to the heart. Who doesn't like a wife who is cute and loves to act coquettish? But this wife is not ordinary. She has an extra Yandere button compared to others. If this button is triggered, things will become serious. However, Lu Xing was confident that he could control her, and it was easy for him to control her. After the two of them spoke their hearts out, Lu Xing felt very relieved. It turns out that he and Liu Ruyan were each other's first choice. No wonder they got along so well. It can be said that this is what is called fate. They are destined to be together. He sent the letter over as if it was a deliberate arrangement so that he could get to know Liu Ruyan. Otherwise, as they were in different dimensions, they might never have the chance to meet each other in their lifetime. Lu Xing also did not forget the situation on Sumo's side. No matter what, he had to go there. At this moment in the ward, Huo was very anxious. After all, his girlfriend had just been transferred to the ward, and her condition improved after she had an injection. Are you still feeling uncomfortable? Huo asked Sumo with concern. He never leaves Sumo's side, completely acting like a good boyfriend. Sumo gave Huo a faint smile. I'm fine, I'm much better now, just a little uncomfortable in the stomach, but it's okay. It will probably be better in a while. Huo blamed himself. It's all my fault. I didn't take good care of you. I didn't know what you drank, and you got acute gastroenteritis and vomiting and diarrhea. I didn't eat anything, I just drank water. Sumo suddenly thought of something, and her face turned pale. She suddenly grabbed Huo's hand and said, Don't blame them. They definitely didn't mean it. They just wanted to play a little joke on me. I didn't expect it to be so serious. After Huo heard what Sumo said, his face turned very ugly. Could it be brother Xing and sister-in-law? I didn't say anything. I was just guessing. Sumo pretended to be very pitiful. After all, she hates me the most and doesn't like to accept me, so it's very likely that she would do something like this. But it's also possible that I'm just imagining things. Sumo's eyes welled up with tears as she shook her head. But I only drank from a bottle of water, and I saw her standing right next to the water I put in. She's the only one who could have handled my water cup. How about we check the surveillance? Huo nodded. I will investigate it and will not wrongly accuse anyone, but if my sister-in-law really did something to you, I will not let it go easily. Sumo looked at Huo with tears in her eyes. You are so nice, Tilda. She grabbed Huo's hand, her eyes filled with deep thought. Huo covered Sumo with a blanket and asked caringly, Do you want anything to drink? I'll buy it for you. I'm fine with anything. I'm not picky about food. I like everything you buy. Sumo looked at Huo tenderly. Huo's lips curved into an arc. Okay, then I'll go take a look. Just when Huo was about to get up, his eyes met with the man and woman who walked in from outside. Huo was very surprised. Brother Xing, why are you here? His eyes fell on Liu Ruyan, and he was clearly a little angry. What's the matter? Seeing Huo's hostility towards Liu Ruyan, Lu Xinghai subconsciously stood in front of Liu Ruyan and asked Huo, Is Sumo okay? Huo choked out, Thanks to you guys, I'm fine. Lu Xinghai looked at Huo's reaction, then at Sumo, who was cowering, and knew that it must be Sumo who said something. Sumo is a green tea bitch who loves to exaggerate things. If it weren't for her instigation, the relationship between him and Huo wouldn't be so strained. Sumo, let's talk alone. Lu Xinghai's voice was cold. Sumo immediately trembled and grabbed Huo's arm. Huo, I'm scared. Huo immediately looked at Sumo tenderly. Senior sister, don't be afraid, I'm here, no one will hurt you. He looked at Lu Xing unhappily. Brother Xing, can't you just say it here? We are all brothers, there is nothing to hide. Lu Xing glanced at Sumo, who was pretending to be weak, and said unhappily, Oh, I'm afraid she won't mind what I'm going to say here. After all, some of her things in her hometown are only suitable for us to talk about in private. Sumo's body trembled, and her expression became very ugly. She bit her lip and stammered, not daring to meet Lu Xinghai's eyes. Hometown? Huo looked confused and didn't understand. Sumo was afraid that Lu Xing would say it directly, so she anxiously glanced at Huo and said, Huo, please go out. I'm thirsty and want to drink some rock sugar and snow pear. I just wanted to chat with them. It seems that there is a misunderstanding. Huo was somewhat reluctant to leave, but Sumo kept urging him to leave. There was no other way. Huo could only leave. Lu Xing met Sumo's gaze and said, I hope you don't say a word about your stomachache today. Sumo looked at Lu Xinghai's stern face and smiled. It's you guys. It's not us, it's me. Liu Ruyan looked at Sumo and was very unhappy. She didn't want to implicate her husband. I'm responsible for my own actions. I just gave you some weight loss enzymes. What's wrong with that? I saw you were too fat, so I gave you some for your own good. Liu Ruyan turned a disadvantage into an advantage. Sumo's face turned pale, but she was unwilling to give up this rare opportunity. But it's too much. Even if you didn't do it on purpose, outsiders will definitely think you did it on purpose, which will not be good for your reputation. Sumo smiled and said, I am also an open-minded person. I won't be petty with you, not to mention that Mr. Liu is my boss. She looked down at her slender red fingers and said meaningfully, I don't ask for much. I want a local household registration and an apartment in the city center, no smaller than 200 square meters. Of course, if you're willing to give me 5 million as compensation as hush money, I can accept that. This shouldn't be difficult for you, right? It won't make things worse, and your relationship with Huo will be restored. It's a sure win for you. P.S. I'm terrible at naming. Are there any talented people who can come up with some book titles for me? I'll give you a red envelope if you're accepted. The title should be within 15 words. Chapter 199, The Goddess is a Hypocrite. Lu Xing wanted to laugh when he heard this. Not asking for much. This is definitely a huge ask. Even if it's extortion, no one would ask for so much in one breath. You don't seem to be qualified to make any demands on us. Lu Xinghai's eyes were cold. Killing you is as easy as crushing an ant. Huo is very naive, but we are not as simple as you think. You portray yourself as a goddess in public, but what kind of dirty things are you doing behind the scenes? You hooked up with a married man in high school, and he was your classmate's father, a university professor. It was because of him that you had the opportunity to cheat your grades and go to college. If it is discovered that you cheated on your college grades, do you think you can still graduate successfully? When Lu Xing revealed the truth, Sumo's face became very ugly. She never expected that Lu Xinghai would know about this. You know, this matter was almost settled with money. No more than 3 people knew about it, so it was impossible to tell anyone else. Otherwise, they would be implicated. I just didn't expect Lu Xing to know. What are you talking about? There is no such thing at all. Sumo's eyes rolled around guiltily, and she was definitely unwilling to admit it. However, Lu Xing was very calm. as he had expected Sumo to say that. Oh, really? Then I'll report it to the Education Bureau directly and you'll know if it's true. Lu Xing learned the secret through the secret bag, so it must not be false. After hearing Lu Xing's words, Sumo became anxious. She immediately said to Lu Xing, "Don't. I promise you, please don't tell anyone about this." Lu Xing nodded. "Okay, it's settled." In fact, this was Lu Xing's delaying tactic. Will he let Sumo go? Impossible. He had to get someone to find evidence. Without evidence, there is no way to do anything to Sumo. Someone as love-brained as Huo would definitely not believe Sumo. But if we get the evidence, Huo will probably give up. He can also bring Sumo to justice. Let Sumo relax her guard now and be happy for a while, and then let Sumo cry and regret it. Did he really think he was afraid that Sumo would tell others about Liu Ruyan administering the enzyme? With just some public relations, he could crush Sumo to death like an ant. It would be that easy. It doesn't affect me at all. After hearing Lu Xing's words, Sumo breathed a sigh of relief. That's good. I will definitely not push the blame onto you, and I will definitely do something that benefits you. Sumo is very well behaved now. How could she dare to go against Lu Xing? However, Liu Ruyan was very dissatisfied. She tugged at Lu Xing's sleeve, obviously very dissatisfied. Really? Lu Xing could see Liu Ruyan's reluctance. Yes, for her, this is definitely not the best way to deal with it. Lu Xing clasped Liu Ruyan's fingers tightly and said to her in a voice that only the two of them could hear clearly, "Don't worry, leave it to me. I know what's going on." Liu Ruyan looked at Lu Xing's confident look and finally understood. Lu Xing has extraordinary abilities and will definitely satisfy himself in the end. As for Sumo's end, it must have been tragic. Now Liu Ruyan no longer felt uncomfortable, and her little face was filled with happiness. Seeing that Liu Ruyan was happy after being coaxed, Lu Xing's mood also became brighter. If she is happy, then naturally he is happy too. Ding, interaction value detected +23, rewarding the host with super sharp ability. After pulling down the system panel, Lu Xing opened the door. It just so happened that Huo came back from shopping. He glanced at Lu Xing meaningfully. "Are you done talking?" Lu Xing nodded, "Yes." Sumo, who was inside the room, immediately smiled brightly at Huo. "You're back. It seems I misunderstood Lu Xing. I thought it was really a prank by them, but it turned out that I drank probiotics recently and my stomach was upset." Huo frowned and asked doubtfully, "Really?" Sumo nodded. "Why not poison someone with probiotics? I shouldn't have suspected anyone so easily. This is my fault. I just confirmed it with them. Frankly, this is just my fault." Seeing that Sumo didn't intend to pursue the matter, Huo could only give up. "Fine. This matter is over." However, Huo was obviously still very worried about Lu Xing. When Lu Xing went to the toilet, Huo followed him. "Brother Xing, I have something I want to ask of you." When Lu Xing heard Huo's uneasy tone, he guessed something. "If it's about Sumo, then don't ask." Huo lowered his eyelids. "You know I won't ask you for help except for Sumo's matter. I have never asked you for help before." Huo, can you wake up a little? Do you think she's worth it? What exactly do you like about her? Do you think she really likes you? I'll introduce you to some more girls. There are many girls who are better than her. Lu Xing really wanted to scold Huo to wake him up. Why do you have to be a bootlicker when there are so many good things to do? Now the bootlicker has come to power and is also wearing a green hat. No matter how good a girl is, if she's not me, I won't like her. Lu Xing was dumbfounded after hearing what Huo said. "You think you're looking for a piece of white paper? No, it's a newspaper." Lu Xing felt a little disappointed. Huo's eyes turned bloodshot. He gritted his teeth and said to Lu Xing, "I didn't expect her to be a blank slate. She said she was just practicing on others. It's impossible that she has no experience at all. After all, this is my first time in a relationship, and she has to be responsible for me." Lu Xing almost fainted when he heard Huo's words. A bootlicker acts like this and doesn't care about anything. Sumo is really charming. She turned a male college student with normal IQ into a mentally retarded person in seconds. Huo, you are hopeless." "Yes, I am beyond help, and there is no turning back." Huo sighed deeply, hesitated for a long time, and then said to Lu Xing, "I know you hate senior sister Sumo, but the problem is that she and I have already cooked rice, and she is pregnant with my child." I originally wanted to persuade Huo to turn back, but who knew that I would hear the shocking news that Huo said? It was like a bolt from the blue, and Lu Xing's face suddenly became very ugly. "What did you say?" "I'm going to be a father just like you." Are you sure? Did you take her to the hospital for a checkup? Is there something wrong? I went to the hospital for a checkup and it turned out that I was pregnant. It's been 2 weeks now. Lu Xing had just wanted to say, come here, someone. Please tell me whose urine is sweet, please wake him up. Huo said to Lu Xing, guiltily. That's why I reacted so strongly when she was hospitalized this time. I'm sorry, it's for this reason that I agreed to let her join your company. Chapter 200, I'm pregnant. He stammered, this time it's probably because of my sister-in-law. She got gastroenteritis, so can we call it even? Lu Xing took a deep breath. Huo, you are confused. He paused, what do you think? Are you sure the child is yours? Huo said, it is certain that she has not had any contact with other boys in this period of time. Just because you've seen it and haven't touched it doesn't mean it really hasn't touched it. What if? Lu Xing really didn't want such a bad thing to happen to his brother. It's so painful to watch. Huo is such a simple guy. There are so many beautiful girls he could pursue, but he chose to fall for a green tea bitch. Still a green tea bitch with a bad record. Originally, Lu Xing wanted to wipe out this green tea girl in one fell swoop, but he didn't expect that she was pregnant. Moreover, Huo insisted that the child was his. This is where things get really tricky. Huo said firmly, I believe she wouldn't lie to me. She has changed. She's not like before. Before, she approached those boys just to make money. After all, she's an anchor. She only did it for fun. She never had any real feelings. We just watched movies and had dinner together. Playing on every occasion. No real feelings. Just watching a movie and eating a meal. Lu Xing now looked at Huo with a silly look in his eyes. It is said that love makes people stupid for 3 years. Lu Xing feels that if you hate someone, you really have to let that person have a wrong relationship. You see, Huo has become a fool. I'm not going to scold you because my words are harsh. Lu Xing took a deep breath. This green tea is really good. I just played around outside for a while, and then found an honest man to take over. Lu Xing was originally wondering why Xia Aluacha wanted to go to work instead of being a good anchor. Now I finally understand. Just find a job to support your retirement. After all, a respectable company can give her paid maternity leave and reimburse her maternity insurance. But if she becomes a host, how can she broadcast live if her belly gets bigger day by day? Those big brothers will definitely not pay for it. Huo's eyes turned bloodshot. I know I'm a jerk, but I really have no choice. I believe she will change her ways, and I also want to take responsibility. Lu Xing couldn't bear it anymore when he saw Huo, a strong man, crying. He has the memories of the original owner, and these scenes are flashing through his mind. If you say that he is not moved at all, that would definitely be a lie. Lu Xing is not a cold-blooded animal. He took a deep breath and said to Huo, all right, I get it. I don't mind her entering our company to defraud our salary. I can let her in, but I won't show her any leniency just because she's pregnant. She's in her internship now. If she doesn't do well, she won't be accepted. If you want to beg me for this, there's no need. Huo was very grateful for Lu Xing's words. I know you didn't cancel her internship qualification directly. I'm already very satisfied. She just wants an internship certificate now so she can put the school off. When she's further along in her pregnancy, she'll definitely go home to take care of the baby and won't need to work anymore. After hearing this, Lu Xing did not feel relieved, but instead broke into a cold sweat for Huo. So what are your plans for the future? You're only a sophomore now, so there's no need. What do you think? I'm not old enough to get a marriage certificate yet, so the time for getting it will definitely have to be postponed. But we have to have a wedding and give her a status, right? Huo said sincerely. Lu Xing said obscurely, have you really decided on this? Get married. Huo nodded and smiled innocently. Actually, being able to marry my first love is also a very happy thing. I have decided on her. Seeing Huo being so frank, Lu Xing didn't pour cold water on him. In that case, I won't object. After all, love is something you know only too well. Now that it's come to this, you just need to arrange the next steps. He paused and said, if you need money, just tell me. I'm always here, brother. Lu Xing knew very well that if a family wanted to have a child, it would cost a lot of money. Huo nodded. My family owns a factory, so it's okay for me to inherit my father's business. Hearing Huo's tone, Lu Xing had a bad feeling. You don't want to drop out of school, do you? I'm considering it. This time Lu Xing couldn't help it. He immediately kicked Huo. Are you an idiot? Your parents worked so hard to get you into college. You worked so hard to get into a 211 university, but you didn't cherish it. Now you're going to drop out just because a woman is pregnant. In that case, I'll just give you the money and you can take Sumo to get an abortion. I don't want to see her yelling at you either. Lu Xing was very angry and disappointed with Huo Huo. Huo Huo didn't dodge and said helplessly, I also want to finish my studies. I'm just thinking about it and haven't made up my mind yet. I'm afraid that I won't be able to balance my studies and family, so. Lu Xing looked at Huo Huo seriously and said, You are not allowed to drop out. If you dare to drop out, I will break up with you. I can find a confinement nanny to take care of the child. After all, there are always more solutions than problems, right? Lu Xing really didn't want to see Huo Huo fall. In fact, Huo Huo is an upright person with good conditions in all aspects. It's just blindness. But he fell in love with a green tea bitch. But it's done now. No matter how hard you try, Huo Huo can't be killed. Huo Huo is also a love-brained person. It's useless. Huo Huo showed Lu Xing a youthful smile. I am very happy to have you as a brother. Don't give me that. When will you take Sumo home? Lu Xing asked. That's why I came to tell you this, Huo Huo said to Lu Xing. It's easy to talk to my parents. After all, they don't mind having a grandchild. It's just a formality to come over. What I'm afraid of is. Lu Xing followed up on Huo Huo's words and continued. Are you worried that Sumo's family will object? Huo Huo nodded. I am ready to propose marriage, but I have no experience. You are a senior after all. I want to learn from you. Lu Xing, good fellow, I really have no experience in going to propose marriage. Impossible, Huo Huo stared. Lu Xing shrugged. Really not, we just arranged a blind date and got married right away. I still met my father-in-law at the wedding. Huo Huo, I am so envious. However, Huo Huo now has to face such a difficult situation. It's not easy to propose marriage now. After all, we have to discuss things like the betrothal gift and some details. Can you go with me? Huo Huo rubbed his hands and looked at Lu Xing expectantly. After hearing what Huo Huo said, Lu Xing was very surprised. Let me go. Huo Huo nodded. You're the only one in our dormitory who has a little experience and you're also smart and clever. If you talk to me, it might help. It's my first time visiting someone's house and I'm not bringing my parents. I'm unsure about what to do alone, so I want to leave a good impression on them. After hearing Huo Huo's consideration, Lu Xing hesitated for a moment and said, I have to think about this. After all, I have a lot of things to deal with. As soon as the words fell, he saw Huo Huo's disappointed eyes. Okay, I'll face it myself. Lu Xing felt an indescribable feeling in his heart. What numbers? After hearing Lu Xing's words, Huo Huo's eyes suddenly lit up. Next Saturday. Okay, then I'll be back in 2 days at most. My wife won't want to leave me. In fact, he couldn't bear to leave his wife. P.S. I can't bear to leave my handsome brother, my stinky brother, my beautiful sister, my cute sister. When will they get angry? I'm making a promise. If you tip me over 300, I'll post 5 chapters. I mean it. If you tip me over 1,000, I'll post 10 chapters. I'm the donkey of the production team. I love to write. Chapter 201, Enemies Meet. Okay, no problem. Huo Huo was very happy and hugged Lu Xing fiercely. You are really my good brother. Lu Xing was almost strangled to the point of suffocation. He didn't know whether to laugh or cry. I really can't do anything with you. I really want to reject you. Let's see what you can do in this case. He is a person who is easily influenced by others. He was really afraid that if he didn't go, Huo Huo would be controlled by the Su family. In this case, Huo Huo is in real trouble. However, after Lu Xing brought Liu Ruyan back to the villa, he received a call from the hospital. Excuse me, is this Mr. Lu Xing? Your mother is receiving treatment in the hospital. Lu Xing frowned. Something happened to Jiang Meiwan. Lu Xing took into consideration that Liu Ruyan was pregnant and asked her to rest at home. Then he drove to the hospital alone. When Lu Xing rushed to the ward where Jiang Meiwan was, he saw Jiang Meiwan with a plaster cast in the ward. Jiang Meiwan was originally eating an apple and watching TV with relish. However, when Lu Xing arrived, he cried out, "Ah, it hurts, it hurts." Lu Xing, the Oscars really owe Jiang Meiwan the Best Actress award. Lu Xing ignored Jiang Meiwan's acting and asked directly, "What's going on?" Jiang Meiwan looked at Lu Xing bitterly and said, "It's good that I live alone in a big house. The hourly maid can come anytime, but I'm an old woman after all. I was taking a shower and my foot slipped and I fell. I broke my left foot." After hearing this, Lu Xing said, "Then I'll find you a few servants, okay?" How could he not hear the hidden meaning in Jiang Meiwan's words? No need for that. There are too many servants and they restrict my freedom too much. But I did find a nice girl, a nurse that the hospital found for me. She was taking care of me just now. She is very meticulous and serious. I like her just by looking at her. Jiang Meiwan smiled and made a request to Lu Xing. I have already decided on her. When I am discharged from the hospital, she will accompany me home. After hearing this, Lu Xinghe did not object. Anyway, it wouldn't be a bad idea to find a servant to serve her and keep her quiet. Besides, no matter what, she is still the original owner's mother. It was impossible for Lu Xinghe to really treat her harshly. Okay, I'll listen to you then. Also, since I'm living outside, this living expense is definitely not enough. Can I? Jiang Meiwan gestured directly to Lu Xing, obviously asking for money. Lu Xing understood what she meant. This is a VIP black card. It has a total value of 3 million. There's no limit. You can use it, but the amount of each item must be under 2 million. Otherwise, you can't buy it. Lu Xing gave his supplementary card to Jiang Meiwan. As long as Jiang Meiwan spends money, she will be reminded, which is also a way to control Jiang Meiwan. As soon as Jiang Meiwan saw Lu Xing's card, she was overjoyed. My son is still the best. He knows how to love me. Lu Xinghe replied, Then is there anything else you need now? Jiang Meiwan was about to speak when she heard a familiar voice outside. Aunt Jiang, if you want to eat my fruit, I bought it. The durian buds are big and sweet. Lu Xinghe's body trembled violently. He looked back in disbelief. Then I saw a girl carrying fruit. Her long black hair was draped over her shoulders. Maybe because the weather was hot, she was wearing a beige halter dress. She had black eyes and red lips. There was some sweat on her skin, but she looked healthy and gentle. After meeting Lu Xinghe's gaze, her eyes curved slightly. There wasn't much surprise. Long time no see, she said. Lu Xinghe's heart sank. Hey, Meng Meng, you're so fast, but you came at the perfect time. Let me introduce my son to you. This is my son, Lu Xinghe. He's so handsome, isn't he? Jiang Meiwan smiled and waved at the girl. This girl is Jiang Mengmeng. Lu Xing hasn't seen Jiang Mengmeng for a long time, but I didn't expect to meet Jiang Mengmeng in this way. Aunt Jiang, no need to introduce him, I know him. Jiang Mengmeng smiled at Jiang Meiwan. Know each other? How did you know each other? Jiang Meiwan was very surprised. Jiang Mengmeng explained. We were classmates. We used to be very familiar with each other, but then some problems arose in school, so I stopped studying. She nodded to Lu Xinghe. Right. Lu Xing hummed indifferently, then asked Jiang Meiwan, Is she the nurse you mentioned? Jiang Meiwan smiled and nodded. Yes, she is pretty and hardworking. She takes good care of me. I like her very much. I just happen to have a fracture. It's perfect for her to be my personal nurse and take her home. Lu Xing said expressionlessly, Change it, I will find a suitable one for you. He never expected what would happen after Jiang Mengmeng left school. He could actually see Jiang Mengmeng again. Lu Xinghe felt that meeting with such a plot was too melodramatic. Jiang Meiwan said seriously, Why? Don't you know that finding a good caregiver is harder than climbing to the sky now? Jiang Mengmeng said to Jiang Meiwan, Lu Xing has high standards. Maybe he thinks I'm not professional enough, but with so many professionals out there, it's normal for him to look down on me. She comforted Jiang Meiwan and said, Auntie, it's okay. I'll make you some fruit slices of whatever you want to eat. I'll leave after I'm done. It won't take up any of your time. Jiang Mengmeng's thoughtfulness made Jiang Meiwan even more reluctant to leave. How can this be possible? You are such a sensible child. It's all my son's fault for being so careless. While Jiang Meiwan felt sorry for Jiang Mengmeng, she also said to Lu Xinghe in a very tough tone, Listen, even if you are mean to me today or blame me, I just want to keep this girl. Otherwise, I will come to your house every day to make trouble and keep you from having any peace. You're so petty you can't even tolerate a little girl. And you're the CEO? Tusk, how could I have a son as stingy as you? Hearing Jiang Meiwan's complaints, Lu Xinghe stared at Jiang Mengmeng fiercely. Jiang Mengmeng is good at retreating in order to advance. I don't know how she did it, but she could make his mother fall completely in love with her. Since Jiang Meiwan had said such harsh words, Lu Xinghe naturally had no choice. He said to Jiang Mengmeng, Okay, you can stay, but if I find out that you are lazy, not working properly, or have other thoughts, then I will fire you immediately. Jiang Mengmeng smiled and said, Don't worry, I will work hard to make money and repay someone's debt. She deliberately emphasized the word someone. The connotation is obvious, but Jiang Meiwan obviously likes Jiang Mengmeng very much. This also gave Lu Xing a headache. He didn't know what Jiang Mengmeng was thinking. He didn't know whether she was being low-key or had other ideas. But he is not afraid of Jiang Mengmeng. If she really wanted to do those despicable things, he would definitely not show mercy. Chapter 202, How about you show me how to do it? Jiang Mengmeng was very happy. After all, she could stay with Jiang Meiwan. As long as she can stay, it means she has a chance. Lu Xing didn't want to deal with them either. thinking that Liu Ruyan was still at home. He went home without stopping. Wait until he returns home. I noticed a slim figure leaning on the sofa. She huddled up in a ball, feeling insecure, her fluffy curly hair sticking to her fair and delicate face. Her little hands were clenched into pink fists, and her tender white thighs were twisting the thin blanket. It makes people feel heartbroken when they see it. Lu Xinghe's eyes were full of tenderness. He didn't expect that Liu Ruyan would wait for him until she fell asleep. He sat down quietly next to Liu Ruyan's sofa, afraid to disturb her. At this moment, Liu walked over with his head and tail wagging. Just about to jump onto the sofa, Lu Xinghe stared at Liu seriously and warned her with his finger. Originally, Liu was taken back home, but his father-in-law was busy with work recently, so he was taken back. It was Liu Ruyan who asked to bring him back. When he is bored, he uses Liu as a toy to entertain himself. For example, when eating, she deliberately gnawed bones in front of Liu, and Liu had nothing to eat, which must have made him very anxious. Or you could catch a pair of dog lovers and let Liu be a single dog. However, Lu Xinghe knew that this was just Liu Ruyan's excuse. In fact, Liu Ruyan is just hard on the outside, but soft on the inside. She is very nice to Liu and loves Liu very much. Lu Xinghe saw her secretly making chicken breast to feed Liu several times. She would also hold Liu and wipe away its tears. But when he was in front of her and saw that he was nice to Liu, she would just talk nonsense and pretend to be jealous. Liu warned Lu Xinghe about the conditions during this period, and he was quite sensible. He simply bent down and lay on the floor, not daring to cross the line. Lu Xinghe breathed a sigh of relief when he saw that Liu did not wake up Liu Ruyan. He gently pulled out a thin blanket and covered Liu Ruyan's fair, smooth body with it. She was sleeping soundly, her pretty face as delicate and elegant as a water lily, yet tender and tender. After all, the sofa is still small, and she would probably feel uncomfortable lying on it. Taking this into consideration, Lu Xinghe decided to wrap her in a thin blanket and carry her upstairs. Lu Xinghe had just stood up holding Liu Ruyan when he suddenly noticed that Liu Ruyan was moving. Her curled eyelashes blinked, and her beautiful eyes slowly opened, with the laziness of a Persian cat. Lu Xinghe's heart skipped a beat, and he suddenly asked Liu Ruyan, "Did you wake me up?" "No, I just woke up." Liu Ruyan's eyes were filled with tenderness, and her voice was calm, which startled Lu Xinghe. "I got it. This is not Yanyan, it is Liu Ruyan. The personality has changed. Oh, then you still have to take good care of yourself now. Go to bed when you are tired," Lu Xinghe said softly. There was a faint smile on the corner of Liu Ruyan's lips. Her slender and charming body rubbed against Lu Xinghe's arms a little longer as if to keep warm. A tingling sensation, like an electric current, ran through Lu Xinghe's internal organs. His whole body felt like it was in a steamer, and her fragrant breath confused his will. "I fell asleep accidentally. It wasn't intentional, Tilda." She raised the corners of her lips slightly and replied, "Allow me to make some small mistakes." Lu Xinghe actually heard a hint of cuteness in her voice. He felt his heart beating fast. "I'm not blaming you, I'm just giving you some advice." Lu Xinghe tried hard to suppress his disordered breathing. Liu Ruyan's eyes were very bright, as if all the stars in the sky had merged into them, gently raising an arc. "You care about me, I understand." What do you know? I'm just doing my duty as a husband." However, Lu Xinghe's explanation seemed very pale to Liu Ruyan. The corners of her lips curled up, more like a suppressed smile. "Are you sure you want to hold me like this now? Do you want to put me down or take me upstairs?" Liu Ruyan also knew how to tease Lu Xinghe, especially after she no longer hated Lu Xinghe's physical contact. She felt much more relaxed both physically and mentally. Liu Ruyan really liked the pleasant scent on Lu Xinghe's body, which was a bit like woody musk, mixed with the freshness of the ocean. Instead of rejecting him, Liu Ruyan became attached to him. Compared to the foul smell of those people, Lu Xinghe smells so much better. Only then did Lu Xinghe realize that he was still holding Liu Ruyan. His face felt a little hot. He coughed and said, "That's up to you. Are you awake? If you still want to sleep, I'll take you upstairs now." After hearing Lu Xinghe's words, Liu Ruyan said softly, "That also depends on you." "Depending on me?" "Yeah, if you want me to sleep, I'll go upstairs and sleep. If you don't want me to sleep, I'll stay here." Liu Ruyan's words were full of interest, and she looked at Lu Xinghe meaningfully. Lu Xinghe even wondered if the two personalities were somewhat confused, or if the main personality was being led astray by the secondary personality. Why was he becoming more and more like a Yandere? If the little Yandere is bullying me on purpose, he may be a bit naughty in his actions. Lu Xinghe didn't know whether to laugh or cry. I'm really not very good at coaxing people to sleep. I don't mind if you study hard, Liu Ruyan joked. Why don't you show me how to do it? Lu Xing teased her. Are you setting a trap for me? Liu Ruyan was still very smart and glanced at Lu Xing. No, if you put it that way, then does that mean you're setting a trap for me? At least I didn't bury you, or do you think putting me to sleep is a trap? Liu Ruyan paused, deliberately emphasizing. I'm your wife, wouldn't you agree? Lu Xing smiled and said, Of course I am willing. How could I not want to? But I'm afraid that when I coax you to sleep, you'll have a nightmare and won't be able to sleep. Then I want to see it even more. I'm a frightened person, and I want to see if you will give me a nightmare. Liu Ruyan replied meaningfully. Lu Xing really felt that Liu Ruyan was teasing him. Is this considered play between husband and wife? Okay, if you insist on doing this, then I don't mind. I'll carry you upstairs and coax you to sleep. Lu Xing smiled. Liu Ruyan asked, Wait a minute, let's at least have dinner first. You probably haven't eaten yet. Lu Xing nodded. Well, I didn't eat it. Then you are lucky. After hearing Liu Ruyan's words, Lu Xing continued. Did you cook for me? We have a tacit understanding. I didn't even say anything, but you understood what I meant. Liu Ruyan smiled like a flower. Lu Xing felt that the distance between the two of them was suddenly shortened. He put his hand on his chin. Otherwise, I'm your husband after all, otherwise it would be in vain. Liu Ruyan nodded. Okay, since you guessed it right, then I won't hide it from you. I did cook for you. Let's go to the restaurant. I'll heat it up and we can eat it. The system now reminds. Ding, interaction value detected plus 32, rewarding the host with Xiaobai technology ability, the brain automatically Beidou, pretending to be a cheating baby. Lu Xing thought that with this skill, he wouldn't have to search on Beidou at all. He instantly knew through his thoughts that this would make him a very smart person. There are so many surprises in the system that I don't know about. Lu Xing followed Liu Ruyan to the restaurant. When looking at the table full of dishes, Lu Xing was still shocked. P.S. I'm currently planning a new article and opening it on both platforms. I'm going to write about something new that hasn't been mentioned on Tomato. There are currently 2 themes. 1. The male protagonist encounters a face-blocking situation, and 2. The male and female protagonists accidentally swap toilets. Which type do you prefer? Chapter 203, Without you, without her, I can't become Liu Ruyan. This isn't a meal, this is a banquet. It's enough for 5 or 6 people. Liu Ruyan smiled gently and said, I've prepared a little bit of everything for you. After all, you've lost weight recently, so you definitely need to eat more. Lu Xing laughed and cried. Then you probably want me to become a fat man, but I don't have such a big appetite. But he was still drooling with greed. It's good to have a wife who can cook. Look, the table is full of delicious food, with good color, aroma, and taste. The little sickly girl can't cook, so either I cook for her myself or rely on the cook at home. But Lu Xing still misses Liu Ruyan's cooking skills. After all, Liu Ruyan is very good at cooking and is a top-notch blue-collar chef. She can even open a restaurant. Her cooking class was witnessed by her brothers, and the food she cooked was so delicious. After hearing Lu Xing's words, Liu Ruyan curled the corners of her lips slightly. Don't worry, it won't be wasted. We can even feed the servants at home. If that doesn't work, have you forgotten that we still have Liu at home? As she spoke, Liu Ruyan pointed at Liu, who had already hurried over. Liu subconsciously jumped onto the dining table and wanted to eat. Lu Xing certainly doesn't want all the delicious food to end up in the other person's mouth. Otherwise, what else would he eat? Hey, Liu, behave yourself. Lu Xing patted Liu's head and looked at Liu seriously. But Liu was still eyeing it hungrily, and it wanted to launch a sneak attack, subconsciously wanting to take away a big chicken leg. Lu Xing was anxious. You silly dog, you are so unruly. I will prepare something for you later. Just as Liu was about to bite off the chicken leg and leave, he heard a scolding. Luleh. The serious reprimand made Liu tremble. It was like a tiger's body shaking. After seeing the threat in Liu Ruyan's eyes, he groaned in grievance. It is as pitiful as it can be. Don't look at me, I can't do anything about it. After all, my family status is not as high as my wife's. Lu Xing shrugged helplessly and said to Liu. Liu's round eyes were full of innocence. Lu Xing almost softened his heart, but reason prevailed over me. However, Liu Ruyan heard Lu Xing calling her wife all the time. Beneath her calm expression, she was secretly suppressing her happiness. The look in her eyes when she looked at Lu Xing was so affectionate. How about giving it the chicken leg? I can give it without eating it, Lu Xing suggested after careful consideration. Liu Ruyan placed her hand on her chin and replied meaningfully, Are you afraid of your wife? Lu Xing didn't even think twice and replied, I'm not afraid, but I respect and love my wife. Although Liu Ruyan is a little Yandere, Lu Xing has already mastered the method of controlling her. I understand respect, but how do you love someone? Liu Ruyan raised her eyebrows and immediately became interested. Lu Xing replied, "It's not suitable for children, so I'd better not say it." Liu Ruyan replied slowly, "You've already eaten me up completely, and now you're telling me, or are you not going to say anything more?" After hearing Liu Ruyan's teasing, Lu Xing felt a little embarrassed. "Anyway, I'm afraid if I tell you, I won't be able to control myself." "Are you afraid that I can't control myself?" "I'm afraid I can't control myself. I'm a man. Don't underestimate a man who hasn't had sex in over 3 months." Lu Xing's ears were burning, and he stared at Liu Ruyan seriously. Just this one sentence made Liu Ruyan's face burn. No matter how cold she is, her cheeks are still rosy and full of life. Lu Xing could see with his naked eyes that Liu Ruyan's small and delicate ears had become pink and tender. Is she shy too? This discovery made Lu Xing secretly happy. He felt elated all over, with a warm current flowing through him. "Let's eat, the food is getting cold." Liu Ruyan changed the subject and emphasized, "You don't have to be afraid of me. I won't do anything to you, and I don't want you to be afraid of me. Besides, your status at home is not that low and—" She lowered her head, holding the chopsticks, and almost buried her head in the rice bowl. "I basically listened to you." Lu Xing was stunned when he heard Liu Ruyan's soft voice. He felt the heat rising from his body. Especially Liu Ruyan's words were very sincere, and it didn't seem like she was just trying to get him to accept the situation or to evade him. It must be a great pleasure for Lu Xing to have his status in the family affirmed. "It feels great, and I'm very happy. Come, Liu, eat the chicken leg." Lu Xing was secretly happy and threw the chicken leg into Liu's plate. When Lu Xing turned back, he found Liu Ruyan eating beef. Lu Xing stopped him immediately. "Don't eat it." Looking at the serious Lu Xing, Liu Ruyan was stunned. "Why?" "Beef and chestnuts can cause vomiting. You just ate chestnuts from the chestnut chicken, so the two will clash. It's great to have an intelligent brain like Beidou." The search results immediately appeared in Lu Xing's mind. For Liu Ruyan's health, Lu Xing must be careful. Also, don't add perilla to crucian carp soup, as it can cause abdominal pain. Tuna cannot be consumed with tea, as it will affect the body's digestion and absorption of nutrients. Lu Xing looked at her meaningfully for a few seconds before saying, "Especially now that you have a baby in your belly, you should be more careful." Liu Ruyan's eyes flickered. "I didn't even notice this." Lu Xing scooped a spoonful of fish soup for Liu Ruyan. "It's okay, don't you have me as your husband? Then you don't have to worry so much. I will remind you anyway." "You won't leave me?" Liu Ruyan asked back, which made Lu Xing's heart skip a beat. He could see Liu Ruyan's insecurity. He didn't know why Liu Ruyan, who came from such a family, would be so worried. It is possible that it is because of her radical mother that Liu Ruyan has become restless. "We already have a child. Besides, we're a de facto couple. Why would I leave you? What's wrong? Are you regretting what you said?" Liu Ruyan lowered her head and ate her rice. "You want to marry Yanyan more, not me. You two are the same person. It was her and you who held my wedding. What a spoiler. Without you and her, I wouldn't be Liu Ruyan." Lu Xing looked at Liu Ruyan with sincere eyes. After hearing Lu Xing's words, Liu Ruyan's eyes became moist. Her red lips curled up slightly and she nodded to Lu Xing. "Okay. Come, drink the soup." Lu Xing placed the scooped fish soup in front of Liu Ruyan. Liu Ruyan was happily drinking her soup when she heard Lu Xing say, "Don't cook for me anymore." Liu Ruyan drank too quickly and started coughing suddenly. She looked at Lu Xing in disbelief. "Why?" Those beautiful eyes widened, not quite understanding why Lu Xing said that. Chapter 204, Various Postures for Coaxing People to Sleep. Lu Xing told Liu Ruyan, "Being pregnant is hard enough for you. If I make you suffer even more and do this to me every time, that would be too much." He sincerely suggested, "Just stay home and take good care of your pregnancy. Let me or the servants do everything. Neither they nor I are just decorations." Liu Ruyan lowered her long eyelashes, feeling somewhat moved. "But it will be very hard for you too. I'm not afraid of hard work. I'm willing to do it for you and for the baby in your belly." Lu Xing raised his eyes and met her beautiful face. "As a man of integrity, this is what I should do most." Liu Ruyan's thin, crimson lips curled up slightly, creating a charming curve. She nodded. "Lu Xing, you are so nice to me." Lu Xing rolled his eyes, reached out and tapped Liu Ruyan's forehead, almost leaving a red mark. "I am your husband and you are my wife. If I am not good to you, who should I be good to? Do you expect me to be good to other women?" "You dare?" Liu Ruyan immediately became majestic, and her eyes were filled with murderous intent. Lu Xing laughed out loud. That's right. Liu Ruyan's eyes softened considerably. After she finished her soup, her secretary came over and handed her a document. Boss Liu, what you requested is ready. Liu Ruyan nodded, took the document and started reading. Lu Xinghe asked curiously, what is it? Liu Ruyan glanced at him and asked, do you really want to know? Lu Xing nodded. I want to know, but if it's inconvenient for you, I don't have to know. He respected Liu Ruyan's privacy and could not interfere and want to know everything just because he was Liu Ruyan's significant other. Liu Ruyan handed the document to Lu Xing. I did it for you originally. It's okay if you know it. After seeing the document, Lu Xing was shocked. Are you sure? Yes. Liu Ruyan leaned back on the sofa, looking at Lu Xing leisurely. I wish to bankrupt the Lu family, but you want to make it revive. Lu Xing couldn't understand Liu Ruyan's actions for a moment. Liu Ruyan said lazily, why do we have to bankrupt them? If they go bankrupt, at most they'll cry for a while and will feel good for a while, but we won't gain anything. But we can find something on them and make them profit for us. Turning their disadvantages into our advantages is much more interesting, isn't it? She said calmly, it's too easy to bankrupt him, but if we bring him back to life, seize his company and make him work hard for us, then we will be the real beneficiaries. This is also the reason why Liu Ruyan asked the companies under her name to invest in Lu's company. He even persuaded Lu's father to sign a bet agreement by threatening him with a large investment. As expected of you, I never thought of this. You want him to dislike us but not be able to kill us and even make money for us. Lu Xing felt that Liu Ruyan's idea was absolutely correct, allowing Lu's father to make money. But in the end, he was just an employee who made money for them. No matter how much money he made, it had nothing to do with Lu's father. The money all went into their pockets. If Mr. Lu doesn't want to, the Lu Group can still be his. Yes, so I asked someone to reach a cooperation agreement with him. He must reach a transaction volume of 500 million within a year, otherwise everything he has will become ours. And not only that, he will have to pay us back. Liu Ruyan was completely in control of the situation and took into account many things for Lu Xing that he had not considered. It was like Father Lu getting a false hope, thinking he could reach the sky in one step. In fact, they were in control of us. Wonderful, it's really wonderful. The corners of Lu Xing's lips suddenly rose. This is okay. As expected, she is the main character when she has problems, and a Yandere when she has nothing to do. He married one wife, but experienced the happiness of having two wives. Liu Ruyan is definitely the strongest assistant. With him helping him manage his career, he can just lie back and do nothing. Seeing Lu Xing's happy expression, a hint of satisfaction appeared in Liu Ruyan's eyes. She raised her eyebrows and smiled seductively. Don't worry, this is just the beginning, as long as it is what you want. Her smile took on a bloodthirsty and dangerous tone. I'll kill everyone and get it for you. Lu Xing felt that it was great to have a sickly and delicate wife who was devoted to him. This is much more reliable than hiring 10 talented people. It also saved him a lot of salary, and most importantly, Lu Xing felt safe. But you are pregnant now, so I don't want you to worry too much. You should rest when you need to and don't overwork yourself. Lu Xing comforted Liu Ruyan. Liu Ruyan smiled softly at Lu Xing. Don't worry, I'm not as weak as you think. This is nothing. Compared to the previous ones, this is nothing. Actually, there is one more thing I need to inform you. Lu Xing had thought of something and said firmly. Liu Ruyan asked, what? I have to go to City B on Saturday. Why? Because Huo is planning to propose marriage. I have to accompany him. I'm going too. No, you're pregnant, and it's not good for you to travel around with me. Just rest at home. I'll be back soon anyway. Liu Ruyan's mood did not improve much after hearing Lu Xing's words. After all, when her personality appears is all up to fate. Often, another personality takes over. So since it was a rare opportunity for her to come out, she naturally cherished the hard-earned time she could spend with Lu Xing. Liu Ruyan took a deep breath and said to Lu Xing, actually, I'm fine. I'm not as delicate as you think. I know, but I'm afraid of any mishaps. Be good and listen to me. Don't be willful. I'll be back in a day or two at most. As long as the work is done, I won't delay anything. After hearing Lu Xing's promise, Liu Ruyan felt a little reluctant, but had no choice but to obey Lu Xing's wishes. After finding out that Liu Ruyan agreed, Lu Xing had breathed a sigh of relief. After notifying Liu Ruyan, Lu Xing had to think carefully about how to deal with Sumo's parents. After all, he had never seen Sumo's parents, but to be able to raise a daughter like that, they must not be simple people. They were not mentioned in the novel, and Lu Xinghe was completely unfamiliar with them. Don't understand. When Lu Xing frowned, Liu Ruyan asked, "What are you worried about?" Lu Xinghe told Liu Ruyan what he was thinking. Liu Ruyan said to Lu Xinghe meaningfully, "Now that we are here, let's make the best of it." Lu Xinghe didn't understand at first, but before going to bed, Liu Ruyan sent him a document. He was stunned and looked at Liu Ruyan in surprise. Here is the information about Sumo's parents. Knowing yourself and your enemy will ensure victory in every battle. Liu Ruyan explained to Lu Xing that Lu Xing was very happy to get the document, just like finding sweet dew after a long drought. "You're so thoughtful, you even thought of this." Lu Xing opened the file and saw that the investigation was very comprehensive. Even the preferences of the Su couple were clearly understood. "It really saved me a lot of trouble. I just want to do something for you. If I, as your wife, can't help you share your worries, it will be even harder for others to do so." Liu Ruyan is very smart and knows exactly what Lu Xinghe wants, so she could easily share Lu Xinghe's worries. Lu Xing was very grateful and looked at the information carefully. Then he heard Liu Ruyan say with interest, "You didn't forget to coax her to sleep tonight, did you? P.S. It's very exciting to coax someone to sleep, hee. Just sit back and wait, tilde." Chapter 205, You can sleep with Yanyan, but not with me. Lu Xinghe suddenly understood, meeting Liu Ruyan's expectant eyes. Unexpectedly, she was still waiting for this. "Are you really interested? Are you not afraid of nightmares?" After Lu Xing finished speaking, Liu Ruyan placed her hand on the other side of her arm and said, "Why should I be afraid of nightmares? Don't you still have the peacemaker? Why don't you sleep with me tonight?" Lu Xinghe panicked. "You want it. You sleep with Yanyan, can't you sleep with me?" Listen, the tone really seems to be trying to win favor. Lu Xinghe felt as if his whole body was immersed in a furnace. Since she said so, he naturally agreed. Who doesn't want to be with his wife? In particular, Lu Xing felt that Liu Ruyan was not so difficult to accept. He had always been a little prejudiced against her, but after really getting to know her, he found that she was actually a little girl who lacked love. The misfortunes of her childhood traumatized her, so she was afraid and rejected others approaching her. "Okay, if you want, I'll accompany you." This was not the first time Lu Xing slept with Liu Ruyan. So after Lu Xing and Liu Ruyan took a shower, Lu Xing put his hands on the back of his head, supported his head, and lay on his side leaning towards Liu Ruyan. The two of them were not very close to each other, but when they were lying on the same bed, he could feel any slight movement on her side. And it was quite a commotion. "Be good, it's late, go to bed early. The early bird catches the worm and the early riser gets the meal." Lu Xinghe gently patted Liu Ruyan's back, which was full of soft curves. But he didn't notice that Liu Ruyan was asleep. Instead, she tucked her head into Lu Xinghe's chest, trying to suppress her laughter. Lu Xinghe looked at her smiling face and was confused. "What are you laughing at? Are you sure you are trying to coax me to sleep and not wake me up?" Liu Ruyan's lips curved into an arc. Lu Xing replied helplessly, "I already picked it up, didn't you notice?" Pinch, Liu Ruyan didn't understand. "The sound of a clamp. I think only those skinny guys on the internet do it, but for my wife, it's okay if I clamp it once. But it's too hard to do. I always feel like I'm constipated when I clamp it." Lu Xinghe shrugged. How did those guys with clamps on the internet do it? It was very difficult for him to do it. "That's not what they yell, but don't they all like yelling that?" "What?" Lu Xing was curious and didn't know what Liu Ruyan meant. "I like to call you sister," Liu Ruyan smiled. "If you want a clip sound, shouldn't you call me sister? We are about the same age, right? Should I call you sister? But I'm a few months older than you, so it's normal for you to call me sister, isn't it?" Liu Ruyan said meaningfully. "Are you kidding me? Don't call me that anymore. If you don't want to have nightmares at night, then it's okay for me to scream," Lu Xinghe said with a thick smile. "I didn't say I was cheating, right? It's you who thinks so." Liu Ruyan raised the corner of her lips and said, "I'm all ears. I'd like to see if I'll have a nightmare tonight." "Okay, since you want to challenge me, then I'm happy to accompany you." Lu Xing leaned close to Liu Ruyan's ear and gently called out, "Sister." This shout made Lu Xing feel hot all over. It's really shameful. After all, Lu Xing had never done this before. Now after hearing what Liu Ruyan said, I just felt a little wronged. After shouting, I really got goosebumps all over my body. "Pucha, it's too soft, I didn't hear it clearly." Liu Ruyan looked at Lu Xinghe with a smile. Lu Xinghe said firmly, "No, I think you heard it clearly, and now you are pretending with me." "How could that be? I really didn't hear clearly. Besides, as your wife, can't I ask you to call me sister a few more times?" Okay, as long as you want to hear it, I'll shout tilde. What else could Lu Xing do? Since he was the wife he married, he naturally had to listen to her. Elder sister, Lu Xing roared. Liu Ruyan immediately covered her ears. It was as if his ears hurt from being yelled at, and tears welled up in his eyes. How fierce! Where's the promised clip sound? Lu Xinghe. This must have been caused by the bad behavior of that little Yandere. Where's the cold and aloof female Chabal? Is your character broken? Now she is looking at herself with watery eyes. Are you going to act pitiful too? But Lu Xinghe just likes this. Lu Xing's heart couldn't help but ache, and he felt sorry for Liu Ruyan. It's my bad. Is your ear feeling better? Does it really hurt? Lu Xing coaxed Liu Ruyan, and Liu Ruyan's eyes were filled with soft and shimmering light. The corners of her lips rose slightly, and she said, "If you can pinch the sound again, I'll definitely be fine." Lu Xing, you really put a lot of thought into trying to trick me. Liu Ruyan snorted. Just tell me whether you will or not, Tilda. Sister Tilda. Lu Xing recalled the sounds of the clips, imitated the feeling of constipation, and tried hard to squeeze out 2 words. After calling out sister, I found that Liu Ruyan burst out laughing. Her cheeks were rosy, and her fair little face was steaming with joy when she smiled. With her head resting on the pillow, the part below her mouth was exposed, but Lu Xinghe could still see the corners of her lips curled up high. He was obviously laughing very arrogantly. Lu Xinghe stared at Liu Ruyan helplessly. You're still laughing? I've made a huge sacrifice. Liu Ruyan raised her delicate and beautiful face, and with a serious yet doting look she coaxed, "Why are you so cute?" This one sentence instantly made Lu Xing feel energized all over, as if all the heat was concentrated there. He also didn't expect Liu Ruyan to speak so softly. It made his breathing quicken. Cute has nothing to do with me. I should use handsome. So cool, harahaha. When Liu Ruyan heard this, she was instantly overjoyed. She slumped down on the bed again. Seeing how happy he was, Lu Xinghe said, "Can you please stop being so cool? Where's your supposed aloofness? Is it possible that I'm cold to others but warm to you?" Liu Ruyan showed her rosy little face and looked at Lu Xinghe seriously. Lu Xinghe felt as if his heart was being hit hard by a small hammer. She was really amazing. Just a random word from her could make his heart race. Lu Xing was truly captivated by her charm. He couldn't help but raise the corners of his mouth and said to her, "I will take it seriously if you do this." "Do you take it seriously? I just want you to believe me. Give me an example of who I have treated so well." Liu Ruyan propped herself up and looked at Lu Xing seriously. After hearing Liu Ruyan's words, Lu Xing thought about it carefully. Really not. Liu Ruyan is very friendly to me, but to others, she is a devil. Her methods were extremely cruel and vicious, and she had no intention of leaving any way out for others. As for me, apart from a few warnings out of spite, she never did anything to me. Lu Xing could probably regard her little actions as possessiveness. Chapter 206. So you are such a wife with such a fetish. After hearing Lu Xinghe's words, Liu Ruyan raised the corners of her lips. She continued to lean on the pillow, assuming a more comfortable posture, and then said to Lu Xinghe, "Okay, continue to coax her to sleep, I'm waiting." The corners of Lu Xinghe's lips suddenly curved up. He fell down beside Liu Ruyan and said seriously, "Aren't you afraid that if I tell you a ghost story now, you won't be able to sleep?" The corners of Liu Ruyan's lips curved into an arc. What ghost story could be scarier than mine? After hearing this, Lu Xing laughed out loud. I felt like I was inexplicably amused. "Hey, why are you laughing?" Liu Ruyan was puzzled and didn't quite understand. "I've never seen anyone using themselves as a negative example. Do you know that you are terrible?" Lu Xinghe replied with a smile. "Are you afraid of me?" "Why should I be afraid?" As Lu Xing spoke frankly, he felt a heat on his lips. Lu Xing trembled slightly. He could feel the dense heat between his lips and Liu Ruyan's teeth, which was running around like a flame, giving him an indescribable burning sensation. She was impulsive, but also very young and inexperienced. After the kiss, her cheeks were red and hot. She was obviously shy in front of Lu Xinghe, but deep down she exuded the coolness of "What if I kiss you?" Lu Xinghe felt that the fragrance of her kiss still lingered on his lips. Not like the cherry flavor of the Yandere one. Hers is more like a sweet and astringent red wine with a sweet aftertaste. Lu Xinghe felt that all his breath was trembling, crazy, and wild because of her kiss, and all burst out. Lu Xinghe's face was hot. "I have kissed the Yandere many times, but rarely the main personality. I don't think I have ever kissed her. This should be the first time. Okay, go to bed." She buried herself in her arms, put her left hand on Lu Xinghe's shoulder, and coaxed Lu Xinghe to fall asleep quickly. Lu Xing was startled and asked, "Don't you want me to coax you to sleep?" Liu Ruyan closed her eyes, lowered her curled eyelashes, and said to Lu Xing, "You have already coaxed me. I will sleep. That's enough." The corners of Liu Ruyan's lips lifted slightly, with a slight arc. After hearing Liu Ruyan's words, Lu Xing's mood suddenly became sweeter. He rubbed Liu Ruyan's shoulders and fell asleep listening to her shallow breathing. Ding, interaction value detected plus 53, rewarding the host with a luxury yacht. The system's reminder had been ignored by Lu Xing. Lu Xing was immersed in the gentle embrace and gradually lost consciousness. Soon it was Saturday. Today Lu Xing has to accompany Hugh to Sumo's house. When Lu Xing was about to close the suitcase, a figure suddenly came out with great speed. I found that the other person sat down on Lu Xing's suitcase, with his long legs spread out and his hands on his knees. "What's wrong?" Lu Xing saw clearly that it was Liu Ruyan. However, her actions still confused herself. Liu Ruyan had a long, curly ponytail. She pulled it towards Lu Xing and then smiled with her eyes like sweet wine, making people feel a little drunk. "Did you forget to take me with you?" As she spoke, she deliberately lifted up her beautiful legs, and her tender little pink feet stepped on Lu Xing's chest. She has a condescending command, but without losing her unique cuteness and innocence, she can be said to be both sweet and domineering. Men are particularly susceptible to this. Lu Xing is naturally no exception. Looking at the cute little sickly girl in front of him, Lu Xing chuckled softly. "I have to go out, and I can only take the bus to get there. You're already having a hard time with your pregnancy, and you're going to be so uncomfortable with your morning sickness." Liu Ruyan looked at Lu Xing aggrievedly. "I'm fine, I'm strong enough. I'm not as fragile as you think, just take me with you." She held her cheeks with both hands and blinked her eyes. "Just think of it as a trip, Tilda." Lu Xing didn't know whether to laugh or cry. "What kind of tour? Don't be ridiculous. There's nothing interesting to see over there. Don't you want to spend a honeymoon with me? We didn't have a honeymoon after we got married," Liu Ruyan said with a very aggrieved expression. "It's really heartbreaking to watch." Lu Xing sighed helplessly. "I want to go on a honeymoon with you, but your belly is so big that it's inconvenient to go anywhere." "Right. After the baby is born, we will go to the beach for our honeymoon. Don't you want to see the sea?" Liu Ruyan lowered her pretty face, her curled eyelashes fluttering as she whimpered in grievance. "I don't care about the honeymoon or anything like that. I just want to be with." Lu Xing looked at Liu Ruyan's aggrieved expression and coaxed her. "Okay, I know." He reached out and pinched Liu Ruyan's face. "We have more than half of our lives together anyway, so there's no need to worry about it for a while. I'll be back soon." Liu Ruyan was still throwing a tantrum like a child, but seeing Lu Xing's helpless expression, she stopped. She just opened her arms towards Lu Xing and said, "Give me a hug." Lu Xing will definitely comply with this request. Now Liu Ruyan was hanging on Lu Xing like a koala, with her arms around Lu Xing's neck and her ankles around Lu Xing's waist. She was so obedient that it made people feel distressed. She innocently put her little head on Lu Xing's shoulder and rubbed it with her pink little face. Lu Xing's heart was about to melt. He coaxed Liu Ruyan. "Wait for me, be good at home, don't make a fuss, don't be picky about food, and don't touch knives or fire. What if you get hurt?" After hearing Lu Xing's words, Liu Ruyan nodded. She looked at Lu Xing with a pair of bright eyes and said in a wronged voice, "I know, woo-woo, then you have to come back soon, otherwise I miss." Lu Xing gently tapped Liu Ruyan's forehead with his finger. "Have you forgotten what your cell phone is for? If you miss me, just call me, okay?" After hearing Lu Xing's words, Liu Ruyan nodded obediently. "Is video not possible?" Lu Xing smiled and said, "Of course." Liu Ruyan danced with joy. "Okay, I got it. Then I'll wait until you take a shower every day and call you on video." "Hey," Lu Xing looked at Liu Ruyan with a meaningful look and a smile. "So you are such a wife with such a habit." Liu Ruyan's face suddenly heated up. "Yes, I just have this habit, so what?" The gentle smile in Lu Xing's deep eyes grew even more intense. He pinched Liu Ruyan's chin lovingly. Okay, sure. I'll do whatever you say. You're my wife, so you have the highest status." Liu Ruyan giggled and rubbed against Lu Xing's neck coquettishly. If Lu Xing hadn't asked her to stop, the situation would have gotten out of control. Ding, interaction value detected plus 45, rewarding the host with a bottle of truth spray, only one chance. Lu Xing felt that this truth spray was very useful. After all, in today's materialistic society, it was really difficult to hear the truth. After Lu Xing had packed his things, he put the suitcase in the trunk of the car. When he was about to get in the car, he found that Liu Ruyan was running very fast. Chapter 207, Are you marrying your daughter or selling her? She really ran up like a little hamster. She just stretched out her hand and rummaged through Lu Xing's pocket. Lu Xing was very confused. Wife, what are you doing? He totally didn't understand Liu Ruyan's actions. Liu Ruyan smiled and said, it's a secret. When Lu Xing curiously stretched out his hand to feel something in his pocket, Liu Ruyan slapped his hand. Don't touch, don't look. Lu Xing was confused. So mysterious, then I will know sooner or later. Whatever, I said you can't look at it. Liu Ruyan puffed up her cheeks unrulyly and ordered Lu Xing. After hearing what Liu Ruyan said, Lu Xing smiled and shook his head. Okay, whatever you say, if you say I can't watch it, then I won't watch it. After hearing Lu Xing's words, Liu Ruyan's lips curved into a satisfied arc. She waved to Lu Xing reluctantly and said, bye, but you are not allowed to play around outside. If I find out. Liu Ruyan used her fingers to make the gesture of digging out her eyeballs. But underneath her willful expression, there was no sense of terror, but rather playfulness and liveliness. Lu Xing couldn't help but laugh out loud. I think she is so cute like this. I will definitely not play around outside, don't worry. Lu Xing smiled at Liu Ruyan. Liu Ruyan nodded reluctantly. Go in and remember to get more rest. Lu Xing coaxed Liu Ruyan and went back into the house to rest. Liu Ruyan was quite obedient. She followed his instructions and went back into the house. In fact, Lu Xing also couldn't bear to part with Liu Ruyan. After all, who would be willing to give up his wife? Too bad, there are important things to deal with right now. After saying goodbye to Liu Ruyan, Lu Xing took something out of his pocket. Upon closer inspection, it turned out to be motion sickness medicine. This little guy is quite sensible. I'm worried that he will get carsick if he sits for too long. A warm feeling rose in Lu Xing's heart. Afterwards, he drove to pick up Huo and Sumo. Although Lu Xing didn't like Sumo very much, this was about his brother's happiness, and Lu Xing didn't want to make trouble. Sumo's hometown is a small county town. After getting off the plane, she took a bus for an hour before arriving. Fortunately, it is not in a remote mountain village, otherwise I would have to climb the mountain. The house is a self-built house on the street of a small county town. The environment is not as good as other hotels, but it is quite standard. It is also a 3-story building with simple decoration. Dad, Mom, we're here. After returning to her friendly home, Sumo was obviously much more relaxed. As soon as she called out, the Su couple, who were busy at home, stopped what they were doing and came to greet her. Mo, you're back. Suma looks quite young, and there are no signs of aging on her face. If you don't know her, you might think she is Sumo's sister. The mother and daughter do bear some resemblance to each other, but Suma can see some shrewdness in them. Mr. Su was quite honest, but he looked thin and hungry, a bit like an osprey. When he saw them coming, he touched his sleeves a little at a loss. You must be our Moore's son-in-law. Aunt Su smiled and immediately grabbed Lu Xing's arm, staring at Lu Xing eagerly. Lu Xing was stunned and pointed at Huo. No, Auntie, you have the wrong person. My name is Lu Xing. I am his friend, and he is Sumo's boyfriend, Huo. Huo was obviously embarrassed. He didn't expect to be mistaken for someone else. Really, the smile on Suma's face disappeared in an instant. Originally, he was quite happy, but now he looked at Huo with a bit more indifference and even a bit of a cold face. Oh, it's you. Huo instantly lost his spirit. He was actually looking forward to this visit. Now I am actually a little nervous and at a loss to what to do. Okay, sit down. It was still Father Su who smoothed things over and asked everyone to sit down. After sitting down, Mother Su just perfunctorily asked her husband to pour some tea. The atmosphere was a little awkward. Seeing Huo's uneasy look, Lu Xing had got straight to the point. Uncle, Auntie, we are here to visit today because my good friend wants to discuss his marriage with Sumo. Huo was very grateful for Lu Xing's help. He mustered up the courage to say to Su's father and mother, Uncle, Aunt, please marry your daughter to me. I will treat her well. Now that she is pregnant, I will work hard to make money and raise the child. Suma sneered and said, You are so irresponsible. You only care about your own pleasure and ruin my daughter. You still have the nerve to come here. Huo's face was very pale. If you want to marry my daughter, it's very simple. The betrothal gift is 500,000 yuan, 3 storefronts and 2 houses. One of them must be in our name and the other in my daughter's name. Otherwise, forget it, Aunt Su said aggressively. Lu Xing had found it very funny when he heard it. Auntie, is your daughter inlaid with diamonds? I have to give you 500,000 yuan, and you also want 3 storefronts and 2 apartments. This request is too harsh. Huo is still a student now, so it is difficult to meet the requirements. He paused and said, Besides, your daughter volunteered to do this, and it was consensual. Huo was wrong, but does that mean your daughter is fine? She's older than Huo and has already stepped into society. How could she not understand the importance of taking protective measures? Huo realized his mistake and took responsibility. He's not absconding from justice, so there's no need to be so harsh on him. Lu Xing spoke righteously, and Huo's eyes turned red as soon as they talked. He was very moved by what Lu Xing had said. But Suma said sarcastically, "What? The victim is guilty. Now my daughter is being bullied and is pregnant, and he hasn't even married her yet. I can't say a few words." "That's not what I meant. We are also discussing the plan now," Lu Xing said seriously. Seeing Suma's arrogant look, Lu Xing sneered. "Could it be that you don't want my brother to marry your daughter anymore? Do you want her to abort the child and find another good match?" Ansu was furious. "What are you talking about?" Lu Xing's eyes were very dark, and he didn't seem to be afraid of Suma at all. "How can you be so stupid? You came here to ask for help, so you should have a good attitude. I think you're not doing well, so you want to ruin your brother's marriage, right? You shouldn't be dealing with pink eye now. Huo, you really made the wrong friends." Ansu scolded Lu Xing arrogantly. Huo's anger suddenly flared up. "Auntie, we respect you and have always been kind to you. Why are you being so aggressive? If you insult my brother again, I will turn against you." What Huo can't stand the most is someone bullying his brother. Even if he doesn't want to get married, he doesn't want his brother to be humiliated. To him, Lu Xing is no less important than Sumo. Seeing Huo's face suddenly turn red, he looked at Suma fiercely. Mother Su was startled. She immediately pulled Sumo and said, "Daughter, does he have a tendency to domestic violence?" Chapter 208, Dog Bites Dog. I love watching it. Lu Xing was amused by Suma's words. "Just because he said something to you, does that mean he has a tendency to domestic violence? He didn't even scold you, but he hit you. Then seeing that you are so obsessed with the devil, you are probably inclined to be a mistress, right?" As soon as these words were spoken, Suma's face turned very ugly. She felt a little guilty. After all, she definitely couldn't let her husband know about what she did outside, and of course she couldn't let her daughter and these outsiders know about it. She was unhappy. "What are you talking about?" She even went to Sumo and acted pitiful. "Look at who you are looking for. They come to humiliate your mother. Daughter, you have such poor taste." Sumo pulled Suma helplessly and persuaded her. "Mom, just say less. You can't mess with me. My mouth is on my face. I can only eat, but I can't ask for justice. Is there such a thing in the world?" Mother Su was very unhappy, with contempt and unwillingness in her eyes. Lu Xing felt annoyed when he saw Suma's vanity and chattering. It is true that every wife and daughter is like their mother. It is mostly due to Suma that Sumo has become what she is now. Sumo was anxious and clarified. "Mom, he's my boss. I'm working at the Xing group now, and he's the president, Lu Xing. He's accompanying Huo to discuss marriage today. What nonsense are you talking about?" Suma, who had been aggressive, was now stunned. Originally, she felt it was cheap when she heard that her daughter was pregnant before marriage. After all, in the country, in many such cases, the man can reduce the bride price or even give no bride price. So in order to prevent her daughter from being taken advantage of for free and herself from getting nothing, she directed and acted in this play herself, just to give Huo a warning. Seeing Lu Xing defending Huo and trying to sabotage him, she became a little arrogant in order to calm the situation. "I never expected to hit a wall." Now Suma's face turned very ugly. She heard that her daughter got a job in a good company. A super famous big company. With good salary and benefits, many people are eager to get in. But she never expected that the person accompanying her future son-in-law would be the boss of her daughter's company. Now Mother Su was panicked. She felt the atmosphere was very awkward. She didn't expect that when she got angry, she would end up causing trouble. "I see, cough, 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 the weather is too hot. It's all because of the fire being too strong." In order to relieve the embarrassment, Suma strategically took a sip of water. But his attitude was obviously much softer, and he was clearly trying to please Lu Xing. "Do you want something to drink or something to eat? I'll make it for you. Hey, I should be taking you out to eat with my brain. No need to go to so much trouble. Today we just want to discuss marriage. That's the main topic. Just give me a clear idea of what you want." Lu Xing said to Suma expressionlessly. Mother Su gave Lu Xing a dry laugh and said, "I was definitely thinking about my daughter's happiness. I wasn't very polite just now, please forgive me." She looked at Sumo, blaming her for not telling her earlier, and also a little annoyed that she was too impulsive. Why bother to provoke Lu Xing if there is nothing to do? Now push yourself into the pit. Mother Su sighed. "I only have this one daughter, and I definitely don't want to let her suffer. After all, raising a son costs money. Things have come to this, so the marriage must be done quickly. Otherwise, if she gets pregnant, it will be shameful for both of our families. After all, it's legitimate, so the child will be less criticized when he's born. She said, then I'll ask for less, maybe 300,000 yuan for the betrothal gift, but I can't give less than 3 storefronts and 2 houses. How can we get married without a house? I can't let my daughter be with someone else without a name, a car, or a house. This isn't much. When Lu Xinghe saw Suma acting helpless, he wanted to laugh. What a lion's big mouth. The demands she made could completely overwhelm a working-class family. Is this selling a daughter or marrying her off? Especially since Huo's family situation is average, and his parents are ordinary employees. How could they possibly meet such high demands from Suma? Isn't my brother the product of their family's hard work and investment? Auntie, you should be kind. Although you married off a daughter, you also gained a son. Your expectations are too high. Lu Xing negotiated with Suma from a fair perspective. Suma pretended to be pitiful. The betrothal gifts here are just this high. Could it be that because my daughter is pregnant, you can take advantage of her? Huo was a little impatient. Auntie, that's what you said, but I'm still a college student and can't afford such a high price at all. My parents will definitely not agree. Mother Su slammed the table and said, your brother is rich, right? If you go and borrow money, he will definitely lend it to you. You can't just take advantage of us, right? I've already made concessions, so don't push your luck. Facing Lu Xinghe, she smiled ingratiatingly. You're right, Xing. We only have one daughter. We're worried about her, so it's normal to ask for some money. You have to understand our feelings as parents, right? Lu Xing really wanted to laugh. How could an old woman change her expression so quickly? He always says that it is not about money. But in the end, every word he says is about money. Especially when he saw Huo being oppressed and unable to raise his head. Lu Xinghe felt even more uncomfortable. He didn't want to see his brother being controlled by such a family at all. As a parent, it's normal for you to want to get some benefits for your daughter, but my brother is not a sucker. Now that we have a child, we are here to solve the problem. Marriage is not the only way, and you don't necessarily need a wife. Lu Xinghe raised his chin proudly, with a hint of coldness in his eyes. The voice was full of arrogance, which made the arrogant Suma look embarrassed. What do you mean? Even Huo was confused. Brother Xing, what are you doing? I will give 300,000 yuan on behalf of my brother, but it is not a betrothal gift. After you give me this money and give birth to the child will belong to my brother and the mother will die, leaving the child behind. Lu Xing raised his head. Suma was anxious. How can this be possible? Huo also shook his head at Lu Xing, very anxious. Lu Xing fixed his eyes on Huo and hinted, don't be impatient. Huo looked at Lu Xinghe's calm expression and seemed to understand something, so he was no longer anxious. Lu Xinghe's eyes held a hint of intriguing meaning. Why not? Anyway, marriage is just for the convenience of registering the child's household registration. But now, if you spend some money, the child can still be registered under the man's household registration, and your daughter can still get married without getting married. If you can find a son-in-law who can afford this money, isn't it great? He paused. Your family must give this child to me. After all, I have hundreds of ways to help my brother get this son back. Sumo was so anxious that she was about to cry. She immediately shook her head at Suma. No. Not only would it be embarrassing if this got out, but the child is with the man, so it would be difficult for her to see the child. It's like being caught with something, and she will definitely not be willing to give up her child. Chapter 209. Are you dating the neighbor, Mr. Wang? Mother Su also felt that this was inappropriate. She had just said that and was pushing herself into the fire pit. She was so anxious that she was about to cry and felt helpless. No, the issue of the bride price can be discussed again. Besides, if the child is born and the parents don't live together, it will easily cause education problems. Su's mother said embarrassedly. Father Su said anxiously, yes, with the current situation, a betrothal gift of hundreds of thousands is also acceptable. Now Mother Su glared at Father Su, gritting her teeth in anger. What are you talking about? Father Su was unhappy. What else? Is it true that my daughter can't get married because she's pregnant? When they started to fight among themselves, Lu Xinghe used his trump card. Truth spray. He hasn't forgotten this. Lu Xing used the truth spray on Suma. Next, Suma's actions shocked everyone. I'm just afraid they'll default on the betrothal gift and the house. Even if my daughter wants to find another man to marry after having children, how many men would be willing to do that? By then, she'll just find a divorced man. Not to mention my daughter's bad reputation here. She had an extramarital affair with a teacher before, which was already a headache. I definitely know that we should get the marriage settled sooner, but we can't do a losing deal. I've been so busy lately that it's giving me a headache. I'm super scared that you and my bestie will find out. My bestie's husband and I are dating. Last time we were making out at his house and we were almost caught in bed. Luckily, I was quick-witted, otherwise I would have been in real trouble. Mother Sue talked on and on. Her heart paused, and she realized in her heart that she couldn't say any of this. But even though I covered my mouth, a lot of things still kept coming out of my mouth. Or was it the truth that she had buried in her heart, wishing no one would know? What did you say? You're hooking up with the guy next door, Mr. Wang? Father Sue's face turned livid after hearing what Mother Sue said. He pointed at Mother Sue's nose and cursed. No wonder I was wondering why you were so cold to me lately, always going out to play mahjong. Turns out you hooked up with him while playing mahjong and you even stole your best friend's man. How shameless of you. Who can bear to have a green hat on his head? Father Sue certainly couldn't tolerate this. He had been an honest man all his life, had never done anything wrong, and loved his wife very much. I didn't expect that my wife was looking for excitement outside. It's a disgrace to his face. Sue Ma's heart suddenly trembled. She also didn't expect that she would tell her true feelings to her husband. My husband got furious on the spot. This kind of ugly thing must not be acknowledged. Mother Sue kept covering her mouth and wanted to deny it. Yes, I am cheating on you. Who told you to go to work every day busy as a dog and not know how to waste money? You go home and fall asleep immediately. If I don't cheat on you, who should I cheat on? You deserve it. You only know how to make money for me to spend, and you are not like Lao Wang who would treat me well under the moonlight and coax me. What's wrong with me cheating on you? I was planning to live with Lao Wang after I scammed you out of your money. Lao Wang said that when the time comes, he'll break up with his wife and marry me. Even Sue's mother was shocked. Oh my God, what nonsense is she talking about? Whatever you think in your heart, now you can say it all out. You have to believe what I say, it's absolutely true, otherwise go and verify it. I still have a few packs of t-shirts in my bag. Sue Ma originally wanted to refute the question, but in the end, she spoke the truth shamelessly. The most important thing is that not only her husband is there, but also Lu Xing, her daughter, and Hugh are all there. Now she has completely lost face. Okay, you shameless woman, what disgusting things did you do behind my back? Father Sue was so angry that he slapped Mother Sue in the face. Mother Sue was immediately hurt by the beating, and her face became red and swollen. I'll dare to do it again next time, what's the matter? He was clearly terrified and clearly wanted to beg for mercy, but all he said were words that angered Father Sue. Although Mr. Sue usually gives in to his wife and is taciturn, he is still a man after all. He must be bigger and stronger than his wife. He hit her head so hard that it hurt so much that Sue Ma saw stars and kept crying out in pain. The embarrassing scene at this moment was seen by Lu Xing. Lu Xing laughed out loud. It's great that someone stood up for me. He must have gotten something big. But it's too disgusting. The daughter is disgusting, and the mother is disgusting too. Lu Xing was very worried when he thought about Hugh coming to this family. Hugh is an honest man, and he doesn't know how he will be bullied in the future. Lu Xing broke out in a cold sweat because of Hugh. Little did they know that Hugh had a cold face. Mom, Sumo was extremely anxious. It was said that family disgrace should not be made public, but she never expected her mother to do such a shameful thing and spread it around with great relish. She is very concerned about her reputation. She acts like a goddess in public and creates the most perfect image. I never thought my mother was so shameless and said everything. My image must have been greatly damaged now. She wanted to protect her mother, but was accidentally injured by her father. She grimaced in pain, watching as her father still didn't let her mother go, and every punch and kick made her gasp. Just now her mother said that Hugh was a domestic violence abuser, but now it is clear that her father has a tendency to domestic violence. Sumo felt distressed when she saw this, and her attention was focused on Hugh. Hugh, think of a solution. Sumo begged Hugh. However, there was darkness and gloom in Hugh's eyes. He looked at Sumo coldly. Serves you right. After these words were spoken, Sumo's face turned very pale. She never expected that these words would come out of Hugh's mouth. What did you say? How many things are you trying to hide from me? Hugh looked at Sumo sharply. Sumo's face flushed red. She acted innocent and said to Hugh, I just found out about this too. I didn't expect my mom to be so crazy and do something like this. No, I don't mean that. What is that? What's going on with your extramarital affair with the teacher? Hugh questioned Sumo. Lu Xing felt very happy. Green tea is finally going to fall. It's pointless for Sumo to keep this matter a secret. The truth will eventually come out. Just because Huo likes her, she dares to do so many dirty and ugly things. Sumo bit her red lips. She was very anxious. Listen to my explanation. This is my mother talking nonsense. My mother is a bit menopausal. She is angry. However, Huo was no longer as obedient to her as before. A trace of sternness passed across his face, and he said to Sumo, "Your mother didn't have to frame you." "Of course she won't. She's already started talking nonsense." Sumo was extremely anxious. Lu Xing has said sharply, "Is she talking nonsense or are you lying? Do you want me to investigate?" "No need, it's too troublesome." Sumo's lips moved. She was obviously guilty and her eyes were already wandering. She knew that Lu Xing had already investigated her past. But I didn't expect that even though I was pregnant, Lu Xing still didn't stand on my side. Chapter 210, Lu Xing checks in. Why would it be troublesome? After all, I can't tarnish the reputation of my brother's fiancé. I have to find out the reason anyway. Lu Xing didn't like Sumo in the first place. If it weren't for the fact that Huo liked Sumo and the matter was already settled, he would have kept Huo away from Sumo. Sumo just took over Huo as an honest man. A newspaper is scribbled on, but it is forced to appear as a blank page. Who is this disgusting? Lu Xing felt that now that Huo knew, he shouldn't trust Sumo anymore. Sumo was so anxious that she was about to cry. Looking at Sumo's appearance, Huo more or less guessed something in his heart. "I'm tired, Brother Xing. Let's go back to the hotel." Huo lowered his eyelids, obviously out of spirits. Sumo was now anxious. She suddenly grabbed Huo's hand and coaxed him, "Stay here and live in my house." She used to be easy to coax, and even if Huo was angry, he would not be angry with her. However, now Huo looked at Sumo meaningfully, and then shook off Sumo's hand. He looked at the noisy Su couple meaningfully, then said to Sumo, "You should deal with the situation here. It's quite a mess, and I think it's more than you can handle." Sumo's face turned very pale. She never expected Huo to be so heartless. He wasn't like this before. Just because you believed her mother's crazy words, you became so cold to her. Now Sumo was very unwilling. Lu Xing looked at Sumo's ugly face, then took Huo away. After taking a taxi, Lu Xing said to Huo, "Today is a surprise to me. I thought you would stay." Huo leaned against the glass window without any love and said, "Why are you staying here? Are you going to eat melons or humiliate yourself?" He smiled bitterly. "I didn't expect that I would be a clown in the end." Lu Xing comforted Huo. "Don't be love-brained and don't give up the forest for a tree. There are plenty of girls. I'll introduce them to you when I get back." Huo looked at Lu Xing. "Did you already know Sumo's past?" Lu Xing felt like he had something stuck in his throat. "I've been looking for an opportunity to tell you, but you're so obsessed, I don't know how to bring it up." Huo smiled bitterly. "I thought she was just a little selfish, but now I find out that she is so frivolous. Destroying other people's families is what I can't tolerate the most. In the past, there were women who relied on their good looks to become mistresses and interfere with his family. Fortunately, his father was a very upright man and rejected the other party's seduction, so he did not get promoted. Otherwise, he would not have had a happy and complete childhood. But he didn't expect that when he grew up, he would find a woman who had been his mistress. It's okay if you think it's okay. Just treat this trip as a trip. I'll accompany you for 2 days to relax." Lu Xing patted Huo's shoulder. Huo hummed uncomfortably. Lu Xing was worried, but seeing that Huo did not turn back to look for Sumo, he felt relieved. "Brother Xing, come on, I'll treat you. Let's go have a drink," Huo shouted. "Drink wine." Lu Xing hasn't drunk any alcohol since Liu Ruyan became pregnant. Now looking at Huo's distraught look, I feel a little bit sorry. "Okay, but we have to find a clean place. Otherwise, my wife will not forgive me if she knows I went to a nightclub," Lu Xing said. Huo showed an envious look. "I am fed dog food again. I am so envious. When can I find a wife like my sister-in-law?" After hearing what Huo said, Lu Xing became anxious. "You can't think about your sister-in-law." Lu Xing couldn't help but raise the corners of his lips. "She's not as perfect as you think, but she's unique. She's lucky she got a great opportunity, and now she has a good husband like me." When Lu Xing was proud, he was ridiculed by Huo. Huo rubbed Lu Xing with his shoes. "Hey, Brother Xing, how shameless can you be?" "How am I shameless? I'm telling the truth, and I'm your adoptive father. Didn't I tell you before not to be with Sumo? I told you to be rebellious and to rebel against others. You know, it's right to listen to your father." Get out, get out, get out. Huo waved his fist at Lu Xinghe just to scare him. He couldn't bear to fight him. After arriving at the bar, Lu Xinghe just looked at the menu and was about to order some wine. Huo slammed the table and said proudly, "Bring me 10 bottles of whiskey. I won't leave until I'm drunk." The waiter was startled and was about to get some wine when Lu Xinghe stopped him. Etc. Lu Xinghe looked at the dejected Huo and lectured him. 10 bottles? Are you kidding me? Do you know how many there are? Don't worry, I can drink a lot. Huo waved his hand. Lu Xinghe knew that Huo could drink, but if he drank so much, he would have stomach bleeding. 1 bottle first, more if not enough. Lu Xinghe frowned and looked at Huo very seriously. Seeing Lu Xinghe's persistence, Huo could only go along with him. After drinking glass after glass of wine, Huo gradually became unconscious. He was completely drunk and fell on Lu Xinghe's shoulder. "Brother, you smell so good. Please, I'm a man with a wife, go to hell." Lu Xinghe pushed Huo away, and Huo put on a very innocent expression. "Wow, even a man despises me." Lu Xinghe, "Please, what else? Do I still want to face the challenge? There is a look, feel it yourself." However, Lu Xinghe understood that Huo was drunk and didn't do anything gay, so he forgave him. "I love her passionately and crazily." Huo was really drunk and started singing while standing on a stool. Lu Xinghe was completely socially dead. "But we can't abandon our brothers." "Come down." Pull Huo down from the stool. Lu Xinghe was afraid that he would fall. Huo was in Lu Xinghe's arms, but she didn't quarrel. Instead, she was upset with tears in her eyes. "Why is my emotional journey so tortuous and uneasy? Did I not charge enough? I've been so good to her, so sincere and devoted to her. How could she treat me like this? It's okay for others to call me a bootlicker, but why did she lie to me?" Lu Xinghe looked at Huo's distressed expression and sighed. "You just didn't meet the right person and didn't know how to judge people. It's okay, the next one will be better. Just treat this one as a calamity. After all, in this world, feelings are the most difficult things to control. If you treat her sincerely, you will get some sincerity in return. The most difficult thing now is that Sumo has a baby in her belly. This is equivalent to the bond between Huo and Sumo. There will probably be some debate as to whether to keep it or abort it. No matter what the outcome, Lu Xinghe will support his brothers." Lu Xinghe helped Huo to the hotel to get a room. Since there was only one room left, Lu Xinghe didn't hesitate and booked a room with a king-size bed. He and Huo were roommates in college. They had been together for such a long time, even wearing the same underwear and sleeping in the same bed countless times. Why bother about this? Besides, this is not a blanket. Lu Xinghe helped the heartbroken Huo back to the hotel. Inside the Liu family villa, Liu Ruyan was eating lychees when she received a report from her secretary. "Mr. Liu, the gentleman has just checked into a king-size room at the 5-star Xinyue Hotel." "Oh, I see. Do you need to report such a small matter to me?" Liu Ruyan was obviously not interested. After all, Lu Xinghe went to City B, so it was normal for him to stay in a hotel. But he just left the blue-orange bar, had a drink, and... The secretary hesitated, which made Liu Ruyan frown. "And what?" She felt that there was something wrong with the secretary's pause. Chapter 211, Seducing My Husband. The system shows that he checked into the hotel with a woman. As soon as the secretary finished speaking, Liu Ruyan denied it. "This is ridiculous. How could my husband check into a hotel with another woman?" Liu Ruyan trusts Lu Xinghe very much, especially after spending some time together with him. She doesn't believe that such an outrageous thing would happen to Lu Xinghe. He will definitely be loyal to her and won't look down on other women. But here's the check and information. It's absolutely true. Look, the probability of a husband cheating on his wife during pregnancy is 98%. The remaining 2% is either true love or it's not okay. After seeing the screenshot message on the secretary's tablet, the lychee in Liu Ruyan's hand rolled to the ground. Her calm expression suddenly changed from sunny to rainy. The white fingers suddenly grabbed the sofa and stood up abruptly. "Arrange a private plane for me. I need to rush to City B. She must know the truth." "Okay," the secretary nodded. "I want to prove to you that my husband has not betrayed me. He and I are truly in love." When Liu Ruyan got into the sports car, the night was gloomy and the clouds seemed to be falling heavily. "A storm is coming." After checking into the hotel, Lu Xinghe took a shower. After that, he was so sleepy that he fell on the big bed and fell asleep. He had no idea what was happening. When he was sleeping soundly, there was a click sound. The door was opened. Lu Xing heard footsteps outside the living room. He frowned in confusion. Who's coming in? Huo Huo was sleeping soundly beside him. Definitely not Huo Huo. The security here is too poor. Lu Xing's mood plummeted. He also began to be wary. The main thing is that I am really afraid that danger is coming. Lu Xing subconsciously picked up an umbrella beside him. What if he really is a bad guy later? He has superb fighting skills. You can also take the initiative. Lu Xing frowned and was already waiting at the door. Just wait a moment and see if the door is opened. He caught the other party off guard. The door had been pushed open from the outside. The light has been refracted in. Lu Xing held his breath and concentrated, just as he was about to smash the umbrella hard. The umbrella was grabbed quickly, accurately and fiercely. Lu Xing was stunned. When he was about to struggle, he saw a graceful girl standing outside. Lu Xing was stunned, saw Liu Ruyan's beautiful face. Husband. Her delicate call also made Lu Xing react. Wife. Lu Xing's eyes were filled with disbelief. He even wondered if he was dreaming. The person standing in front of him at this moment was none other than Liu Ruyan. She has fair skin, delicate features, a gentle temper, and a slim figure. Just like Ding Lanhua, clean and pure, with a kind of lovable charm and a hint of mischief between her eyebrows. Lu Xing's heart trembled. He never expected Liu Ruyan to appear here. Aren't you at home? Why are you here? Lu Xing grabbed Liu Ruyan's tender white hand and asked impatiently. Did you come here after traveling through mountains and rivers? You know, this place is quite far from home. Lu Xing was naturally very worried about Liu Ruyan. Liu Ruyan's eyes were moist. I miss you so much. She suddenly threw herself into Lu Xing's arms. As a result, her face was stunned, and she sniffed hard on Lu Xing's shirt. What's wrong? Lu Xing asked her puzzledly. Where does that smell of women's perfume come from? Liu Ruyan frowned. This perfume is definitely not mine. She doesn't need such inferior ones. Perfume? Lu Xing looked confused. He has taken a shower, so there shouldn't be any. Or did you pick it up when you went to the bar? After all, the perfumes used by the women in the bar are very pungent and strong. Lu Xing didn't want Liu Ruyan to know that he went to the bar. If she knew, she would definitely be angry with me. Lu Xing gave Liu Ruyan a dry laugh. No, I guess you smelled it wrongly. Is it the smell of the hotel's aromatherapy or shower gel? Really? Liu Ruyan subconsciously looked inside. What are you looking at? Let's go sit on the sofa in the living room for a while. Lu Xing pulled Liu Ruyan and prevented her from looking inside. Liu Ruyan smelled something wrong. She looked at Lu Xing in confusion. Why don't you let me in? Could it be that you did something wrong to me and hid a woman in there? Lu Xing was completely stunned after hearing what Liu Ruyan said. What are you talking about? What woman? Would I do such a thing? Lu Xing was mainly worried because Huo Huo was sleeping inside, and it was inconvenient for Liu Ruyan to go in. Huo Huo sleeps naked, wearing only his shorts. He is possessive and certainly doesn't want his wife to look at other men. Liu Ruyan was fuming like a little pufferfish. It's fine for me to lie down on the bed for a while. Why do I have to lie down on the sofa? Lu Xing was about to answer. There was a sound of something falling to the ground in the room. Liu Ruyan's expression suddenly changed. Is there really someone there? No, don't go in. Lu Xing stretched out his hand to stop Liu Ruyan. Looking at Lu Xing pulling him, Liu Ruyan felt that all her trust had been wasted. Are you worthy of me? I trusted you so much, but I didn't investigate you. If my subordinates hadn't reported that there was a woman in your room, I might still be in the dark. Thinking of this, Liu Ruyan's eyes turned red, and she was about to cry. She came here to prove Lu Xing's innocence. She wanted to tell the secretary that Lu Xing had done nothing wrong to her. But now there is someone hiding in Lu Xing's room. He is protecting her and not letting her in. After hearing this, Lu Xing was completely confused. He totally didn't understand what Liu Ruyan meant. What do you mean? There are no women at all. What did I tell you? Didn't you check into a hotel with that woman? Liu Ruyan was so anxious that she was about to cry, and she looked completely pitiful. She ran into the house in a hurry. Hey, stop it, Lu Xing shouted. As a result, when Liu Ruyan turned on the light, she saw someone curled up in the quilt. Liu Ruyan pursed her red lips unhappily, feeling as if the blood was flowing backwards. She stepped forward and was about to pull the quilt over her. Come out. You have the nerve to seduce someone else's husband, but you don't have the nerve to face me. Lu Xing was confused after hearing this. Who seduced your husband? Who else could it be but him? Liu Ruyan acted very aggrieved, almost sobbing. Lu Xing was completely amused. I'm not blind, how can I like him? Liu Ruyan said angrily. I caught you in bed with someone else. What else do you have to say? She wanted to pull back the quilt, but the other party held on tightly. Liu Ruyan couldn't get rid of the quilt at all, and a pleading voice came from inside. Sister-in-law, please let me go. I was wrong, isn't it okay? I'm not wearing any clothes. Chapter 212, Caught in Bed. Upon hearing the voice, Liu Ruyan was completely stunned. That little expression completely bewildered, her lips trembled a little. Why is it Huo? What else? Who do you think it is? Lu Xing wanted to laugh, but considering that Liu Ruyan was disobedient and came all the way here, he put on a very serious look. He said to Liu Ruyan, what do you want to do? Liu Ruyan's lips twitched, clearly feeling a little aggrieved. I made a mistake. The hotel system showed that you checked into a room with a woman. Are there other women in this room? Lu Xinghe looked at Liu Ruyan with a particularly cold expression. Liu Ruyan's lips trembled slightly, and she compared them with her fingers, clearly at a loss. I don't know how it turned out like this. I really didn't expect it. Lu Xinghe could see that Liu Ruyan was about to break down. His heart softened again, although he didn't know what was happening. But Liu Ruyan looks really pitiful now. Come on, tell me the whole story. Lu Xing still gave Liu Ruyan a chance. So Liu Ruyan told Lu Xinghe everything that had happened. Lu Xinghe found it outrageous after hearing this. Is there such a thing? He went to the front desk computer to check. Wow, it's true. The person who checked in with me was called Ma Dongmei. What kind of plum is this? When did he meet a woman named Ma Dongmei? Where did this come from? Lu Xinghe knew nothing. The girl at the front desk was almost in tears. Sorry, it's our system error. There was an error logging you in. The manager knew Lu Xinghe, and he knew that Lu Xinghe was a prominent boss. Their hotel couldn't afford to offend Lu Xinghe, so in order not to offend Lu Xinghe, they immediately expressed their attitude of apology. I'm sorry, Mr. Lu. We can reduce your room fee and let you stay for free. So he returned the money to Lu Xinghe. Lu Xing turned around and saw the girl sitting in the hotel booth, almost bursting with excitement. She lowered her fair little face, sitting in the posture of a model student with her body straight and her hands on her knees. She didn't dare to meet Lu Xinghe's gaze at all. Lu Xinghe's eyes were dark with a hint of teasing in them. Well, caught in bed. When it was mentioned, Liu Ruyan felt even more ashamed. She buried her little face even lower. Lu Xing tried hard to hold back his laughter. He really felt that Liu Ruyan was about to explode on the spot. That pretty little face was blushing. It seems that she has learned her lesson. There is no woman in my room, but there is a man. Lu Xing looked at Liu Ruyan. Liu Ruyan pouted her lips and blinked her beautiful eyes, looking pitiful. How could I have known something so ridiculous would happen? The system just happened to malfunction at that moment. I've always believed in you, but at that moment I was blinded by anger. Liu Ruyan apologized. Maybe I'm pregnant, and the estrogen secretion is causing my mood swings. As she spoke, her eyes turned red, and she was about to cry. Lu Xinghe looked at her aggrieved and innocent expression, and subconsciously softened his heart. He walked closer, took her little hand and held her in his arms. He put his chin against Liu Ruyan's forehead and gave her a kiss. Okay, I'm just kidding. I'm not angry. Anyone would explode. After all, you trusted the other person and he betrayed you and you didn't do it on purpose. Why would Lu Xing bother with a pregnant woman? Besides, she made herself angry. It would be unmanly of him to fuss over trivial matters. Besides, Liu Ruyan's initial behavior really showed that she believed in herself. Just hearing the noise, he started to explode. He actually believed what the secretary said was true, that there was a woman hiding in his room. Liu Ruyan looked at Lu Xinghe's considerate appearance, and her originally depressed and guilty expression suddenly changed. The girl's expression changed as quickly as turning pages of a book, and she became happy in seconds. She rubbed her chubby little face against the back of Lu Xinghe's hand and was reluctant to move away, just like a little wild cat who loved to act coquettishly. Lu Xing also enjoyed the coquettishness and tenderness given by Liu Ruyan. I didn't expect you would sleep with a man. Liu Ruyan was still muttering softly. No, that'll trigger some fantasies. People might think I'm coming out, Lu Xing explained. He and I are roommates. Huo is sad, so it's normal for me to sleep with him. After all, there's only one room left, and it would be troublesome to change. Liu Ruyan nodded, then asked worriedly, How's Huo? Will this have any negative consequences for him? Lu Xing shrugged. I don't know either, but if you suddenly checked on him, he would have been a little upset. He suffered a lot of critical hits today. Liu Ruyan's eyes widened. What happened? P.S. I haven't received any gifts in my backstage for a long time. I really want to update more. Everyone, please take a look at your gift columns. Generally, you will get coins after reading them. Chapter 213, Wife wants to eat melon. Want to eat some melon? Lu Xing teased her. Liu Ruyan nodded. I want to eat. I'm hungry, come with me for a midnight snack later, Lu Xing said. I thought it was something else, of course it's possible. Don't say too early. I'm going to eat fried cicada pupae, drink soy milk, and eat goat eggs. Do you want to join me? Lu Xing glanced at Liu Ruyan. Liu Ruyan got goosebumps just by hearing the name. You know, these are all the things she hates to eat the most. She can't even put it on the table on a normal day. Absolutely unacceptable food. Liu Ruyan was about to cry. Clear and innocent eyes with a pitiful look. Lu Xing had chuckled and scratched Liu Ruyan's nose lovingly. You, come on, I'll take you to eat the authentic soup dumplings here. Crystal steamed shrimp, peanut butter noodles, spicy braised tofu, and crispy roasted sweet potato skin. When Liu Ruyan heard this, she licked her red lips, clearly greedy. Okay. Seeing that Liu Ruyan was so simple and easily satisfied, Lu Xing also immersed himself in such simple happiness. He and Liu Ruyan were walking on the street holding hands. Ding, rewarding the host with a healthy digestive system. Any physical burden brought by late-night snacks will disappear, as if you had never eaten, but you can still enjoy the delicious taste of the food, the system began to remind. Lu Xing's eyes lit up. This is good. You know eating midnight snacks is bad for your health, but you just can't help it. Especially if you overeat late at night and eat greasy food, your stomach will feel uncomfortable. Eating something spicy can easily cause diarrhea. Now that all the food burdens have disappeared, Lu Xing can eat as much as he wants without gaining weight. This is not easy and bold eating. Lu Xing and Liu Ruyan went straight to a late-night snack stall and sat down. Although it was past 2 in the morning, the barbecue stalls, wonton stalls, and spicy hot pot stalls were still open for business. The stalls were gathered in groups of 2 or 3, and it was quite lively. Lu Xing and Liu Ruyan chose a slightly cleaner place to sit down. He said to Liu Ruyan seriously, "You are not allowed to travel so far alone in the future. Have you forgotten that you are pregnant? What if you encounter bad people?" Liu Ruyan gave Lu Xing a playful smile. "Bad guys are afraid of meeting me. This is not an exaggeration. After all, Liu Ruyan is a Yandere. Those bad guys have to run away when they see the Yandere. Not to mention that Liu Ruyan has such a powerful background. Who dares to bully her, especially since Liu Ruyan is so skilled?" But Lu Xing was still afraid of mishaps and accidents. "Don't let your guard down, okay? What if you get sick on the road? If you need anything, you have to call me beforehand or notify your family. Got you." Lu Xing knew that such behavior should not be encouraged. Otherwise, Liu Ruyan is so naughty that she will definitely do the same thing again next time. That way, he would be worried every day, which is not acceptable. Liu Ruyan looked at Lu Xing's caring face, and her eyes suddenly curved. She leaned against Lu Xing's arm in dependence. "Okay, honey, I get it. Isn't it enough for me to be obedient? This isn't a special case, so I came here." "Oh, your special case is that you were caught in bed with someone else." "Oh, husband, please don't mention it. It's so embarrassing and humiliating." Liu Ruyan really felt embarrassed and immediately covered her milky white face with her hands. But her red and hot face could still be seen through her fingers, which was very cute. Lu Xing was fascinated by it. "My wife is so cute and interesting. How could he be so lucky to have such a lovely wife?" Lu Xing grinned. "Honey, what do you want to order? I've already ordered quite a few." After Liu Ruyan checked the dishes on the menu, she handed it to Lu Xing. "That's enough," Lu Xing said. After hearing this, Liu Ruyan asked in a very exaggerated tone, "Really? Don't you want to eat something?" "Who said I won't eat? I'll eat what you left," Lu Xing explained. "When haven't I always left you a clean plate? You have that tiny stomach, and you always want to eat a lot, but in the end you only eat a little bit, which is not even enough to fill my teeth." The beautiful Liu Ruyan's eyes turned into crescent shapes when she smiled. She stretched out her hands and put them around Lu Xing's neck. The corners of her mouth curved into an arc, and she let out a clear and sweet laugh like a bell. "My husband really understands me better, Tilda." Chapter 214. They fought hard for a good relationship between mother-in-law and daughter-in-law. The steaming hot temperature suddenly swirled around Lu Xing's shoulders and neck, spreading all the way to the edge of his ears. The tips of Lu Xing's ears began to turn red. He looked at the sweet and lovely Ruyan Liu in his arms, raised his eyebrows, and said teasingly, "That's right, we've slept together so many times. If we don't have this little bit of tacit understanding, how can we be close?" Without a second thought, Liu Ruyan leaned in close and kissed Lu Xing on the face, saying delicately, "Hubby, I love you." Lu Xing looked at Liu Ruyan and himself being affectionate with each other, so he leaned close and whispered in her ear, "Baby, you are not afraid of being fed dog food by others. There are other children too." Liu Ruyan snorted, "What are you afraid of? Showing happiness is normal. Letting a child know that this is a world full of love is better than letting her live in a noisy environment every day." Yes, yes, you are right. In order to make Liu Ruyan sit more comfortably, Lu Xinghe let her put her legs on his thighs. Seeing this, Liu Ruyan didn't struggle but smiled very sweetly. "We agreed not to show off our affection. We agreed that there are children watching." Lu Xing raised the corner of his lips and said to Liu Ruyan, "He, my wife is right. You and I must do the right thing. If you want to show off, then show it thoroughly." He reached out and stroked her smooth and slender legs. "I'll give you a massage." You know, his wife must have long legs, smooth and beautiful, slender and charming without any extra fat. He had been attracted by her long legs and thought that other people's legs were vulgar. As a result, Liu Ruyan gently pinched Lu Xinghe and teased him. "Are you sure this is a massage, not a grope?" Lu Xing cried out in injustice. "We are doing it legally. How can it be considered as taking advantage of her? Besides, if she didn't touch me, then where did our unborn baby come from?" When Liu Ruyan heard this, her earlobes felt hot and her small, delicate ears turned slightly red. She was embarrassed by Lu Xinghe's bold words. Okay, you are right, Tilda. Haha, honey, even if you agree you can't shake your legs. Are you on vibration mode? Do you believe that my legs are not only beautiful, but also quite good at kicking people? Okay, I get it, this is domestic violence mode. When Lu Xinghe joked, Liu Ruyan felt shy and patted Lu Xinghe's chest. It wasn't a hard hit, but more of a pushing and shoving between the young couple. Only those who have been in love know this. It's too annoying to always be so affectionate with each other. Sometimes a little bit of fun is what makes it interesting. Lu Xing quite likes them, especially Liu Ruyan, who is very wild and has explosive fighting power. Of course, besides being wild, she is also quite lustful. Ding, interaction value detected plus 54, rewarding the host with a list of popular dramas for the next 6 months. The system's reminder brought Lu Xing a lot of benefits. He likes to place advertisements, but sometimes the placement is inaccurate, which not only results in nothing but also a huge loss of money. Now that the system has compiled a list of popular dramas for him, he can not only place advertisements to ensure that he makes a lot of money, but also invest and get dividends. Why not do it? Lu Xinghe looked at the list provided by the system and was very satisfied. He immediately asked his secretary to arrange and invest in these dramas. Who knew that after Lu Xinghe sent the list to the secretary started to worry. "President, are you sure? I heard that Dream Record only has a C-grade market rating. The director, actors, and screenwriter aren't very well known, and it's a low-budget production. Plus, this drama adaptation has been somewhat controversial. Shouldn't we be cautious?" After hearing what the secretary said, Lu Xinghe felt that the secretary's concerns were not unreasonable. "After all, I have a cheat and can know what will happen in the future." But the secretary didn't have a different perspective. He must have thought this was a flop. If he placed advertisements on it, he would definitely lose all his money. "Lu Xinghe, feel free to invest. Also, if the crew needs financial support, I will do my best to help them." Secretary, okay. Lu Xing could imagine that the secretary had a big question mark in her little head. But he was too lazy to explain to his secretary. After making money after a while, the secretary will be grateful for his good investment vision. After sending a message to the secretary, the midnight snack arrived. However, Liu Ruyan did not rush to eat, but picked up her mobile phone. Crack. After looking at the camera and taking the picture, Lu Xinghe laughed and joked. "What's wrong? You didn't like taking pictures of food and posting them on WeChat moments before. P.S. Because my webpage crashed and I posted it by mistake, I have modified it now and added more." Chapter 215, This punishment is not painful. Liu Ruyan snorted proudly. "I didn't say I was posting it on WeChat moments, Tilda." After hearing this, Lu Xing became curious. If it's not a circle of friends, then what is it? Liu Ruyan's red lips curved up seductively. "I sent it to my secretary. I have to tell her that my husband is accompanying me out for a midnight snack." "Ah," Lu Xing laughed and cried. "You're here not only feeding others dog food, but you also want to bully your secretary." Unexpectedly, Liu Ruyan snorted, her fair face showing a matter-of-fact expression. "This is a little punishment for her. She didn't verify it properly and it scared me." Besides, if I send the picture to her, it can also prove your innocence and let her know that you haven't messed around with other women, Tilda. Lu Xing thought about it carefully, and it made sense. It's good to debunk the rumor. She should be punished for causing my wife to run so far away. Pregnant women are not scared. What if Liu Ruyan had really encountered an accident, or something serious happened? The secretary becomes half a sinner. Besides, this punishment is not painful at all. It's just a small, mental punishment. Giving the single secretary some dog food can be considered a way to vent my anger. Lu Xing touched Liu Ruyan's little head, leaned closer, and said with a smile, "Then you only post pictures of delicious food, which only serves as a late-night temptation. It doesn't count as calling the police. Then what do you want?" With round eyes like an innocent little fox, he raised his eyes slightly. Lu Xing raised the corners of his lips and said to Liu Ruyan, "It's very simple." He hooked his finger at Liu Ruyan. Liu Ruyan moved closer. Quickly, in the blink of an eye, Lu Xing pressed Liu Ruyan's chin and kissed her. The kiss was quite forceful. Her little mouth was pouting, and it was numbed by his kisses. Click. After the phone made a sound of taking a picture. A kissing photo was taken. Liu Ruyan's eyes were filled with surprise as she looked directly at Lu Xing. "You," Lu Xing said with a strong smile on his lips. "This is what we call real dog food." Liu Ruyan covered her mouth and laughed secretly. "You are so bad. What's wrong with this? It's about showing others the world of truth, goodness, and beauty. I can't give her the photos of us quarreling," Lu Xing said proudly. Liu Ruyan snorted. "Did we have a quarrel?" Lu Xing snorted. "Of course there is. You're just selectively forgetting it. Besides, several of our quarrels were the result of your willfulness." "Who is being willful? If you say that again, I'll beat you up." Liu Ruyan scolded angrily. Her little face, which was originally full of collagen, was now filled with unwillingness. She even swung her fist in front of Lu Xing. Lu Xing smiled and felt that Liu Ruyan's behavior was really cute. How could he have such a cute and wild wife? Fortunately, I was not with Jiang Mengmeng at the time. Otherwise, I would have been bullied. Okay, it's all my fault. I was ignorant and wanted to quarrel with you." Lu Xing pinched Liu Ruyan's little face and couldn't let go. Watching Lu Xing coaxing Liu Ruyan was not the type to be unreasonable. She pouted and said softly, "Actually, it's also my fault. Sometimes I quarrel with you, and it's not just your fault, but can we quarrel less in the future?" The love in Lu Xing's eyes only grew. "Okay, let's stop arguing from now on. It's not just about less quarrels, but the most important thing is this." Whatever Liu Ruyan thought of, she emphasized it directly to Lu Xing. Lu Xing asked curiously, "What is it?" "Don't use cold violence." Liu Ruyan tapped Lu Xing's forehead with her index finger and complained, "You're really stupid." Lu Xing suddenly understood. Yes, cold violence is the most hurtful way to hurt feelings. After all, if you don't solve the problem when you encounter it, instead you treat the other person like a stranger and push them away with hostility. This is worse than a fight. It will be easy to deepen the conflicts and even become strangers in the future. Lu Xing's eyes were gentle. He rubbed Liu Ruyan into his arms, nodded, and said, "Okay, I'll listen to you. We can't use cold violence in the future. If there are any problems, we should solve them in time. It's best to communicate." "What if we can't communicate?" Liu Ruyan blinked her innocent big eyes and looked at Lu Xing. "If we can't communicate, we can just send text messages or draw pictures. There's always a way to communicate." Lu Xing feels that if you want to be in a relationship, you must find a balance. Otherwise, quarreling and ignoring each other will only push the other person away. After hearing Lu Xing's words, Liu Ruyan's eyes curved up, and she looked as cute as a kitten. "Okay, then I hope your memory is better so you don't forget it when the time comes. If you ignore me, I will tell you everything you said." She thought of something and suggested, "How about recording it?" Liu Ruyan's words immediately made Lu Xing laugh out loud. "In that case, do we still need to have a midnight snack? Otherwise, the midnight snack will be cold." "Okay, then after we finish our meal, tell me again till this must become ironclad evidence." Liu Ruyan put her hand on her chin and looked at Lu Xing with bright eyes. "Don't want." Lu Xing was busy eating skewers. The meat skewers are good, with the right ratio of fat to meat, fat but not greasy. And the green peppers and pineapples can also help to relieve the greasiness. "You're a bully. Now that you've finished talking, ignore me." Liu Ruyan curled her lips, unhappy. She even turned sideways, crossed her arms, and obviously didn't want to pay attention to Lu Xing. When Lu Xing saw this scene, he was immediately amused. "Are you sure you want to be mad at me? Is that all?" You just said that every time we argue, the problem isn't with you. Want some skewers? It's your favorite white tenderloin. Lu Xing deliberately held the white pork tenderloin and tempted Liu Ruyan with it. An enticing aroma of meat spread to Liu Ruyan's nose. She sniffed and saw the white tenderloin roasted and sizzling with oil, sprinkled with pepper, salt, and chili powder, and brushed with a thin layer of sweet sauce and sauce. It looked very tempting, especially since Lu Xing was still staring at her with a smile, and when he saw that she didn't eat, he deliberately said, "Not interested? Oh, then I'll take care of it." Lu Xing subconsciously wanted to take a bite, but Liu Ruyan ate the white pork tenderloin in one gulp. "Who said that? I want to eat it. I want to eat all of this." She took the whole plate of kebabs for herself. That little look seems to be saying, "If you dare to disobey me, I will not obey you." Lu Xing looked at her domineering look and laughed out loud. "You know, you look like a little crab right now." Little crab, what kind of weird name is that? Chapter 216, The Domineering Wife. Liu Ruyan muttered, not quite understanding what Lu Xing meant by his address. "You're such a tyrant. When you're upset, you use your pincers to pinch people. Tell me, are you a little crab?" After Lu Xing's explanation, Liu Ruyan's eyes, which were so beautiful that it made people's heart palpitate, were filled with grievance. She glared at Lu Xing. "You are the little crab. Okay, then I'll show you how domineering I am." Lu Xing held a string of fried cicada pupae and passed it to Liu Ruyan's red lips. "Here, have a bite, it's all protein, eat it." Liu Ruyan almost screamed and jumped up from the chair. "No, take it away, I don't like it, Tilda. Don't you girls all like boys to be a little more domineering? The domineering CEO is all the rage now." Lu Xing teased her on purpose. Liu Ruyan's eyes were wet. She got goose bumps when she saw the fried cicada pupae. "Anyway, I don't like it, I hate it. Husband, you're bullying me too much." Seeing Liu Ruyan's aggrieved accusation, Lu Xing stopped teasing her. He knew she was really scared, so he took the things away and held her in his arms, putting his big hands on the back of her head to make her feel a little more comfortable. "Okay, I get it, poor baby. I won't scare you anymore. I love you, love you, love you the most." Lu Xing didn't care whether it was corny or not. He was afraid that the boss would be attacked, so he showed his love unscrupulously and kissed Liu Ruyan's forehead several times. After Liu Ruyan was kissed by Lu Xing, she immediately smiled sweetly. At this moment, she is like a child surrounded by love, smiling innocently. "I love you too, kiss Tilda." Liu Ruyan pouted her red lips. Lu Xing lowered his head and stamped it on her. "Hey, kiss." In the past, he couldn't stand seeing those young couples being affectionate with each other. But now that I've met someone I like and we're really in love, I feel like no matter how much we're together, it's never enough. The act of love cannot help but spread out and is still uncontrollable. Lu Xing just wanted to be two children with Liu Ruyan and be happy forever. He didn't have many dreams, not about how much money he could make, but about being able to live happily with Liu Ruyan until old age and raise their children to be successful. Ding, interaction value detected plus 76, rewarding the host with a luxurious cargo ship. Cargo ships are very useful to Lu Xing, especially after starting his own business. If he wants to export overseas, cargo ships can also carry a lot of things. The profits created are absolutely unimaginably high. The most important thing is that we can get this cargo ship for free, without having to spend hundreds of millions of dollars to build a cargo ship like other companies. After Lu Xing accepted the gift, he naturally asked someone to put it into use. The ribbon-cutting ceremony for the cargo ship will also be officially held after he and Liu Ruyan return. After eating and drinking, Lu Xing naturally took Liu Ruyan back to the hotel. It was just a change of hotel. After all, that room was for sleeping, and there were no more rooms available. However, this hotel is more like a guest house, with an average environment, and cannot be compared with those 5-star hotels. After seeing this, Lu Xing took Liu Ruyan's hand and said, "Let's go and change." Liu Ruyan grabbed Lu Xing's hand and said, "There are no good hotels nearby. It's okay with me. In fact, there are no such bad ones. You don't have to put up with mine. But it's too unfair to you. Look for it again. Maybe you can find a good one," Lu Xing said. "But it's late now, and there aren't many hotels nearby. After all, this is just a small city. How luxurious can one find? At least this one is relatively clean." Liu Ruyan still considered Lu Xing. After all, it was very late now, and Lu Xing would definitely be very tired if he continued searching. Lu Xing looked at the little wild cat that was originally ferocious and now so considerate. He was particularly pleased and thought that this fairy wife was so great. "Our little crab has really grown up. Lu Xinghe had just finished expressing his feelings when he saw Liu Ruyan's aggressive look. "Who are you calling the little crab? Look, it's freaking out again, little crab. I'm a little crab and you're a little turtle. Thank you, turtles can live 100 years. I know you want to bless me." The corners of Lu Xinghe's lips curved. Liu Ruyan glared at Lu Xinghe and snorted. "You think too much." Lu Xinghe rubbed Liu Ruyan's shoulders and whispered to her for a while. "Okay, dear, I won't tease you anymore. Let's go to bed. It's very late." He touched the baby in Liu Ruyan's belly and said with a smile, "If you don't sleep, the baby will also need to sleep, right?" Liu Ruyan understood, and her pretty face also showed fatigue. She leaned on Lu Xinghe's shoulder, full of attachment. "Okay, I'll listen to you. I'm sleepy and it's time to go to bed." Lu Xinghe smiled and lovingly helped Liu Ruyan back into the house. Liu Ruyan seemed to be really tired. She fell asleep as soon as she touched the bed without even taking off her shoes. Lu Xinghe looked at her casual attitude and immediately shook his head. "You are just spoiled and arrogant." However, a warm feeling also rose in Lu Xinghe's heart. Liu Ruyan obviously believes in herself and relies on herself a lot. Isn't it a kind of happiness to have someone who is willing to rely on you? After Lu Xinghe took off her shoes, he covered her with a blanket. She hugged him to keep warm. It was obviously hot, but she didn't want to keep a distance from him. Lu Xinghe also turned on the air conditioner to an appropriate temperature so that they could both sleep more comfortably. Looking at her sleeping face, as peaceful and beautiful as a Barbie doll, Lu Xinghe felt full of satisfaction. "Good night, wife." So I fell asleep. Because of last night's misunderstanding, no one mentioned it again. Hugh also automatically ignored it. The marriage negotiation was not successful, so Hugh and Lu Xinghe discussed it and decided to go back first. In the car, Hugh's phone kept ringing. Lu Xinghe looked at the name flashing on the screen of his mobile phone. It was Sumo. It seems that Sumo has not given up. "Don't accept it. There's no use in avoiding it. You will have to face it sooner or later anyway," Lu Xinghe reminded Hugh. Hugh hung up the phone and lowered his eyes. "I haven't thought about it yet. I'll communicate with her when I think about it." Lu Xinghe no longer forced Hugh. By the time Hugh figures out a solution, this matter should be over. However, Liu Ruyan, who was sitting next to Lu Xinghe, looked at Lu Xinghe and Hugh's distressed expressions and blinked her eyes in confusion. "Why is this so troublesome? It's very simple. Just make this woman disappear. Do you want me to have someone kill her?" Liu Ruyan was outspoken, and as soon as she finished speaking, the driver who was driving the car deliberately looked back. Lu Xinghe felt the other party's puzzled gaze and immediately covered Liu Ruyan's mouth and laughed dryly. He was afraid that the driver would become suspicious and really discover something. Liu Ruyan didn't understand why Lu Xinghe covered his mouth and blinked innocently. "What?" Lu Xinghe whispered a reminder. "Don't always do it. In a society ruled by law, we still have to be reasonable." Chapter 217. A ruddy complexion means there must be something fishy going on. Liu Ruyan's face flushed and she muttered, "This world is such a hassle. Never mind, I don't care anymore." Although she didn't understand, she respected Lu Xinghe. After all, she is a pregnant woman now, so naturally she doesn't want to take any risks. Lu Xinghe looked at Liu Ruyan leaning quietly on his shoulder. After she didn't say anything dangerous, Lu Xinghe breathed a sigh of relief. She is indeed a Yandere. If she really wants to cause trouble, it will definitely be grand and crazy. After a journey is over, Lu Xinghe finally brought Liu Ruyan back to the villa. He had just rested for a while when he received a call from Jiang Meiwan asking for help. "Son, come quickly. I can't take it anymore." Lu Xinghe was afraid that Jiang Meiwan was really in poor health, so he coaxed Liu Ruyan. Then he rushed to Jiang Meiwan's home without stopping. But after entering the room, he found that Jiang Meiwan had a rosy complexion and there was nothing unusual about her. Instead, she was sitting on the sofa, talking and laughing with Jiang Mengmeng. "Aren't you okay?" Lu Xinghe's face suddenly darkened. After seeing Lu Xinghe appear, Jiang Meiwan explained, "Son, if you want to blame someone, blame me. This is mainly my fault. I thought that using ordinary excuses would not allow you to eat recklessly, so I used this excuse." "Real?" Lu Xinghe stared at Jiang Mengmeng unhappily. It couldn't be her idea. When Jiang Meiwan noticed that Lu Xinghe was looking at Jiang Mengmeng with a dark look, she came to his rescue. "Don't doubt others. Mengmeng also advised me not to do this, but I miss you, so I have no choice but to do this." When Lu Xinghe heard this, he wanted to laugh. "Well, now that you've met me, I'll leave." Lu Xinghe thought that Liu Ruyan was waiting for him at home. So they were about to go out, and Jiang Meiwan became anxious. She had a broken leg and ignored Jiang Mengmeng's advice. "Auntie, you're already injured. Be careful." Instead, he forcibly stopped Lu Xing from leaving. "Son, don't leave. Can't you just accompany Mom for a meal? It's been so long since you came back, and I haven't had a good meal with you." After hearing this, Lu Xing immediately made a sarcastic remark. "Mom, Yanyan is still waiting for me at home. I have to go back. After all, she is pregnant. What if something happens to her?" After hearing Lu Xing's words, Jiang Meiwan despised her. "Her period is stable now. It's not the first 3 months anymore. Why are you being so pretentious? Don't make a fuss about it. Every pregnant woman is like this. Some even work before giving birth." She curled her lips, not very happy. "What's the matter? Do you think your wife is more important now, and I, your mother, am no longer important?" Jiang Meiwan was obviously jealous and was making things difficult for Lu Xing. "I thought Lu Xing would be in a difficult situation and would try hard to comfort me." Who knew Lu Xing would reply directly and frankly, "Yes, my wife is more important than you." The smile on Jiang Meiwan's face completely disappeared. What? She was particularly suspicious of what Lu Xing had said. "What a joke. Son, were you instigated by her? What outrageous things are you saying? I'm your mother, I gave birth to you, and you don't know how to repay me. Now you're helping her to piss me off, right?" Jiang Meiwan was so angry that she slammed the table. After seeing this, Jiang Mengmeng immediately stepped forward and stroked Jiang Meiwan's back, comforting her. "Auntie, your health is not good. Didn't the doctor tell you not to get so angry?" She winked at Lu Xing again. "I know Miss Liu must be very important, but she is your biological mother after all. She doesn't want you to do anything excessive. She just wants to have a good meal with you. Is it not possible to do such a simple thing?" What Lu Xing can't stand the most is Jiang Mengmeng's sarcasm. It seems that Jiang Mengmeng is now in the same boat with Jiang Meiwan. He smiled sarcastically. "My wife is pregnant with a child. 1 + 1 is greater than 2, so she's naturally more important. Since you know it's not excessive, why do you insist on forcing me to stay for a meal? If you want to eat, you can come to my house. It happens that my daughter-in-law and I will be eating together. Isn't that better?" Lu Xing's words were as eloquent as a reed pipe, and each word was as sharp as a pearl, which instantly made Jiang Meiwan very angry. She waved her hand. "My son has grown up and I can't keep him here anymore. I can't control you now." Lu Xing laughed mockingly. "You didn't raise me when I was a child, you just came back to claim me as your relative now. In terms of importance, you are naturally not as important as her, and you never will be. No matter how much you criticize me, I am stating the truth. Although the Lu family was very partial and neglected me, but at least he still has the grace of raising me." But what about Jiang Meiwan? Apart from giving birth to the original owner, have you ever been a parent for a day? Besides, it's not like I wanted to recognize this mother. I didn't come to my house on my own. Lu Xing fulfilled his obligations, supported the original owner, and did not treat her badly. It was she who made a fuss and lost her temper. Lu Xing himself didn't have much affection for his mother, but he chose his wife himself, and he liked her. Now that his wife is pregnant, he naturally cares about her more. He felt that Jiang Meiwan was being unreasonable, and he was a straightforward person and would not indulge her. Jiang Mengmeng felt sad when she saw this. Everyone can see how much Lu Xing loves Liu Ruyan. If Liu Ruyan hadn't appeared, all that love would have been for myself. It's all because of Lu Xing's infidelity that caused him to encounter so many bad things. Jiang Mengmeng took a deep breath. She was mature now and would not act unreasonably. She knew that if she acted presumptuously, it would only push Lu Xing further away. She prefers to boil the frog in warm water. By the time Lu Xing reacted, he had already caught the person. "Auntie, you still have so much time anyway, so you don't mind taking a day or two. At the moment, it's really Miss Liu's physical condition that's not good, so it's understandable that he wants to take care of her." Jiang Mengmeng gently persuaded Jiang Meiwan. Jiang Meiwan looked at her hint in the eyes and then looked at Lu Xing's determined look. Her attitude was no longer so tough, and she immediately obeyed what Jiang Mengmeng said. "Okay, then you go back first." After hearing Jiang Mengmeng's words, Lu Xing was surprised. He never expected that Jiang Mengmeng would speak for him, but he didn't feel very grateful. He always felt that there was something fishy going on. After all, Jiang Mengmeng hates herself so much. In particular, she deliberately went to Jiang Meiwan to work as a nanny, which showed that she had ulterior motives. Lu Xing had a cold face and thought of Liu Ruyan, who was still at home, and subconsciously wanted to go out. When he walked to the door, he found several policemen breaking in. "Don't move." When Lu Xing found the gun pointed at him, his mind went blank. He had no idea that he would now be petitioning the police. Are you in a trap now? Lu Xing suddenly turned around and saw Jiang Mengmeng. Jiang Mengmeng's red lips outline a meaningful arc. Chapter 218, Bite Back. It must be a trap. Lu Xing glared at Jiang Mengmeng painfully. What did you do? Jiang Mengmeng was full of innocence. She even pretended to be frightened and replied timidly, I didn't do anything. What are you talking about? When Lu Xing was about to approach Jiang Mengmeng, the police had already arrested Lu Xing and pressed him hard on the sofa. We've received a report that there are contraband in your car. We suspect you've been involved in illegal cross-border transactions. You must assist us in our investigation. After hearing the police's notice, Lu Xing's eyes suddenly became as deep as a pool, and he almost wanted to eat Jiang Mengmeng alive. This must be more or less related to Jiang Mengmeng. This must be a misunderstanding. I'm his friend, he's not that kind of person. Besides, he's always been with us. How could he be suspected of hiding contraband? Jiang Mengmeng seemed not to notice Lu Xing's cold eyes and pretended to be hypocritical towards the police. However, Lu Xing did not struggle at all. He said calmly, I am willing to go back with you and assist in the investigation, but this does not mean that I admit my guilt. I just want to prove my innocence. Lu Xing has a clear conscience. This is the person who was wronged. Although he wanted to make money, he could not do such an illegal thing. Seeing that Lu Xing didn't hesitate to give her a smile, Jiang Mengmeng's heart sank to the extreme. Not to mention that when Lu Xing followed the police out, Lu Xing's cold voice suddenly rang out in the air. Jiang Mengmeng, don't let me find out that this matter has anything to do with you. Otherwise, I won't let you go easily. Jiang Mengmeng's heart sank suddenly, and she bit her red lips hard. After seeing Jiang Meiwan's confused eyes, Jiang Mengmeng immediately pretended to be deeply aggrieved. Auntie, I've always been with you. What little tricks could I possibly do? I just didn't expect Xinghe to hate me so much and have such a big misunderstanding of me. Actually, Xing liked me before, but I didn't accept it. Plus, Liu Ruyan wanted to take advantage of the situation and kept fanning the flames in his place, smearing my image. That's how Xing turned against me. Woohoo, but how could I hurt him? This is all Liu Ruyan's fault. Looking at Jiang Mengmeng's pitiful appearance, Jiang Meiwan comforted her. It's okay, don't worry, I'm here to make sure your misunderstanding is resolved. Auntie, you are so nice. Jiang Mengmeng pretended to be very touched and immediately held Jiang Meiwan's hand. Jiang Meiwan said lovingly, I felt a strong connection with you the moment I saw you. It would be great if you were my daughter-in-law. She gritted her teeth and said angrily, It's better than that, Jinx. He doesn't respect me, doesn't spend money on me, and tries to sow discord between me and my son every day. He doesn't even want to be close to me anymore. She's still a psychopath. You never know when she'll have a seizure. She's very dangerous. I still prefer well-educated and well-mannered girls like you. Jiang Meiwan is quite disgusted with Liu Ruyan. Ever since he knew that Liu Ruyan was willful and capricious, he had no respect for her at all. He is a mentally ill patient, and the child he will have in the future will definitely be a little lunatic. Actually, we can use this opportunity to make her give up Xing. Jiang Mengmeng thought of something and looked at Jiang Meiwan meaningfully. Jiang Meiwan instantly became interested. Oh, what do you have in mind? We can. Inside the villa, Liu Ruyan looked at the lawyer standing in front of her and sneered. Did Jiang Meiwan ask you to come? The lawyer nodded. I am the lawyer she hired. I am here to convey her intentions and to protect your rights. As he spoke, the lawyer placed 2 documents in front of Liu Ruyan. Liu Ruyan glanced at it casually. Application for divorce agreement and abortion consent form. In an instant, Liu Ruyan's eyes were filled with coldness. Jiang Meiwan, you want me to divorce you and abort the child? The lawyer trembled at the sight of Liu Ruyan's intimidating appearance, but still pretended to be calm. Ms. Jiang herself feels that you shouldn't be implicated. She said that if Mr. Liu really faces imprisonment, it will be you who will be delayed. So for the sake of your health and future, let me discuss this with you directly. We will also have a property division agreement. I will definitely not treat you unfairly. The lawyer nodded and bowed to Liu Ruyan, but Liu Ruyan didn't even think about it. She just picked up a lighter and burned the document. The firelight illuminated Liu Ruyan's beautiful and cold little face, and there was a scarlet madness in her eyes. The lawyer was shocked. Ms. Liu Yu. As soon as he finished speaking, Liu Ruyan quickly threw the burning document at him. The lawyer didn't expect Liu Ruyan to be so critical. The burning sensation made the lawyer anxious. He quickly stood up, shaking, trying to put out the fire on his body. Liu Ruyan, however, looked at the lawyer's anxious look and burst into laughter. You want to be her dog? Do you think you can bite me? Jiang Meiwan, she wants me to divorce her and abort the child. Does she deserve it? Go back and tell her that if it weren't for the fact that she's my husband's mother, I would have killed her long ago. If you dare to help her deliver a message and provoke me again, I won't even have the strength to put out the fire. Liu Ruyan's eyes were vicious, and her pretty little face was twisted madly, as if she was going to eat the lawyer alive. The lawyer looked terrified. I was wrong, Miss Liu. He doesn't want to earn this money now. I've offended a madman, and my life is almost in danger. The lawyer ran away immediately to prevent Liu Ruyan from changing her mind and really killing him. Liu Ruyan looked at the lawyer who fled in panic and sighed in disgust. What a coward! How boring! However, I thought that Lu Xinghe was framed and was being interrogated. Her eyes were burning with anger. How dare you frame my husband? I will kill him. Anyone who goes against Lu Xinghe is going against her. She must prepare a coffin and treat him well. Just as Liu Ruyan was about to rush to the police station, the secretary informed her, Boss Liu, there's no need for us to convince him. He has been cleared of all charges. Liu Ruyan was slightly surprised. How did you do it? The secretary said, It's a long story, actually. Inside the police station, Lu Xinghe sat in front of the chair without any sign of fear. His eyes were cold, and he had a lazy posture. Unlike the trembling reactions of the other captured criminals around him, he was very calm. This is 50 g of B drug found in your car. It's addictive and is an imported contraband that we don't approve of and is not allowed on the market. If you confess, your sentence can be mitigated. Otherwise, your sentence will be more severe. The police looked at Lu Xinghe sharply and threw a pile of drug powder in front of Lu Xinghe. Chapter 219, Bite Back 2. Who reported it? How can he be sure it's mine? And how can he be sure it wasn't framed by someone else? However, Lu Xinghe's eyes were sharp and his words were cold. He asked 3 questions in a row, which confused the other party. He didn't know how the other party pried open his car door and put the things in his car so openly. But the purpose is very clear, which is to let himself in. After all, only 30 g is needed to determine the sentence. With this dose, Lu Xinghe would not even have to go to jail, but would be euthanized instead. You can check the dashcam to find out if I brought it up. Lu Xinghe looked at the interrogator with burning eyes. The problem is that the dashcam is gone, and we are investigating that as well. It's just as I thought, Lu Xinghe sneered. The other party came here with precautions, and he really went to great lengths to frame me. If I were a thief, I would have disabled the dashcam, as if I knew I would be caught. But isn't that unnecessary? After all, there are other places that can prove that I got the drugs. Lu Xinghe shrugged, his tone indifferent. Also, if possible, give me a computer and a chassis, and I might be able to repair it. The restorers are already hard at work on this. Let's get back to the point. You. However, the interrogator's words were interrupted by Lu Xinghe. If I can crack it faster, wouldn't that save time and resources? If the other party can't repair it, I can still do it. Lu Xinghe's narrow eyes were slightly closed, showing confidence. He exuded a powerful aura, and every word he said was convincing. Anyway, I'm right here, right under your noses. If I do anything, you'll know. The interrogators looked at each other, and after listening to Lu Xinghe's words, they finally softened their hearts and handed a notebook to Lu Xinghe. However, all of Lu Xinghe's operations were completed under the supervision of everyone. Lu Xinghe was staring deeply at the computer screen. His hand speed is really fast. This made it difficult for the interrogators to see what he had done. They found that Lu Xinghe had turned the laptop towards them. Let's take a look. I've recovered. This should prove that I was framed. Lu Xinghe said to the interrogator seriously, with a cold and handsome face. The interrogators immediately looked at the computer. The surveillance footage showed that someone used a key to secretly open Lu Xinghe's sports car parked in the villa. Then he secretly put something into the storage compartment of the sports car. He was a man with a crew cut, and the dashcam happened to record the man's appearance very clearly. Lu Xinghe is worthy of being an electronic product expert. He can fix it so quickly. It really saves a lot of manpower and material resources. It shouldn't be difficult to find him through facial recognition. Lu Xinghe was able to easily repair the surveillance of the dashcam, thanks to the strongest brain skills given by the system. Otherwise, he would be like a dumb person talking about Copti's chinensis, unable to speak even if he cried. Maybe it will only make things worse, and he will be blamed for insufficient evidence. We will investigate thoroughly. The interrogator did not expect such a big mistake to happen. They immediately launched an investigation. Soon, relying on the powerful facial database, they found out who framed Lu Xing. The man with a crew cut was detained and squatted on the ground. Facing the interrogators questioning, he burst into tears. Lu Yunting made me do all this. He said that Lu Xing was the one who caused him to go to jail, so he had to let Lu Xing go in with him. That's why I accepted money from his men just to avenge him. He gave me the banned drugs, and I didn't do anything else that violated the law. The interrogator asked, "How did you open the car?" The man with the buzz cut cried, "I was originally a key maker. I stole things in the early years and studied this, so this is easy for me. But after I got out, I haven't used such tricks to steal things. Woo-woo-woo, please spare me." After investigation, it turned out to be just as the man with the crew cut said. The mastermind behind this is Lu Yunting. As a result, Lu Yunting's sentence was extended, and the man with the buzz cut was also detained for 2 months. But Lu Xing knew very well. Lu Yunting hates himself, but can Lu Yunting have such great ability while he is in prison? Especially with this connection, he can easily bring medicines into the country, which would definitely not be possible without the help of the Lu family. Since they want to play him like this, he must give the Lu family a big gift. When Lu Xing had left the police station and walked out, he found a Rolls-Royce extended commercial vehicle parked in front of him. With a swish, a slim figure ran down from the car in a hurry. Her eyes were red, and she looked at Lu Xing like a little rabbit about to cry. She is absolutely pitiful and as charming as she can be. After seeing Lu Xing, she choked up and said, "Woo, hubby." Liu Ruyan ran up without saying a word and hovered over Lu Xing like a koala. Her arms were tightly rubbing Lu Xing's neck, and she was reluctant to let go for a moment. She kept rubbing her smooth and white little face against Lu Xing's face, looking as cute and naive as possible. Lu Xing could feel Liu Ruyan's clinginess and reluctance to leave. The moment she threw herself into his arms, Lu Xing's heart melted. Lu Xing and Liu Ruyan whispered to each other, and Lu Xing took a deep breath of Liu Ruyan's scent. He asked ambiguously, "Why are you here?" "Why can't I come?" Liu Ruyan said with a thick sob voice like a complete crybaby. "Why are you here again? You said we live in a society ruled by law, but I didn't come in, and you always come in." Lu Xing didn't know whether to laugh or cry. "What's wrong? Are you still looking forward to coming in?" If you think about it carefully, it is true that Liu Ruyan is a dangerous person, but she has never been allowed in. But I was called to the police station every few days, which was really funny and ridiculous. Liu Ruyan looked at Lu Xing with tears in her eyes. "Then I definitely don't want to come in, woo-woo, but I don't want you to go in either, Tilda." Lu Xing stroked Liu Ruyan's beautiful, fluffy hair and asked seriously, Okay, I'll listen to you. But I had someone keep this a secret from you and deliberately didn't inform you. How did you know?" Liu Ruyan said with some resentment. "Are you still trying to hide this from me? I don't want you to worry. After all, you have my baby in your belly. I definitely don't want you to be troubled." Lu Xing was at a loss whether to laugh or cry. He didn't expect that Liu Ruyan would blame him. "It's a long story. I'll tell you when I get back." Liu Ruyan has no plans to tell Lu Xing about Jiang Meiwan hiring a lawyer to get her a divorce. Chapter 220. Rest assured and take care of your pregnancy. After all, she didn't want him to be troubled. "You're still keeping me in suspense. Fine, I'll do as you say. But husband, how did you get out? Who made you unhappy and framed you?" When Liu Ruyan heard that Lu Xing was framed, she was filled with indignation. Seeing Liu Ruyan's angry face, Lu Xing reached out and pinched Liu Ruyan's face, then said seriously, "Why do you want to avenge me? Isn't it natural to avenge your husband? No need, just focus on taking care of your baby. No one can defeat me, but I can beat them to death." There was a sharp light in Lu Xing's eyes. He was definitely not joking, but serious. Liu Ruyan was not convinced and started to act coquettishly while shaking Lu Xing's arm. "Tell me quickly, I want to know. We are husband and wife, what else can we hide?" Seeing Liu Ruyan's persistence, Lu Xing knew that he couldn't outlast her, so he told her frankly, "They said Lu Yunting was behind this, deliberately hiring someone to plot against me." "Lu Yunting, didn't he go in? He still refuses to give up like an indestructible cockroach. We need to prevent future troubles and not be too lenient," Liu Ruyan said unhappily, her eyes blazing with anger. "Look at me, I'll help you kill him." After hearing Liu Ruyan's words, Lu Xing couldn't help laughing. "Good fellow, you actually said this in front of the police station. You really are fearless. Aren't you afraid that someone will arrest you? If it's to get you out of harm's way, I think it's okay if it snaps." Liu Ruyan didn't show any sign of fear at all. Lu Xing believed that if he nodded, Liu Ruyan would definitely do those terrible things. However, Lu Xing Certainly didn't want to see his wife involved in such a storm. Besides, I don't need the other party. I can solve it easily by myself. Lu Xinghai said to Liu Ruyan, "Don't worry, it's okay. I can handle him. He can't get away with anything in prison. I will teach him a lesson." Liu Ruyan was obviously unwilling and looked at Lu Xinghe with wet eyes. Whatever she wants to do, Lu Xing must be willing to let her do it. He said to Liu Ruyan seriously, "Take care of the baby. There are so many things to do at home. Why do you have to do all that?" Liu Ruyan whimpered like a kitten, looking at Lu Xinghe pitifully. Then she rested her little face on Lu Xinghe's shoulder and acted pitifully. "Okay, don't be angry. I'm worried about you too. Since you don't want to, then forget it. I'll do whatever you say." Seeing how much he had taken control of Liu Ruyan, Lu Xing had a doting smile in his eyes. He put his face close and said, "Then kiss." Liu Ruyan immediately understood, moved closer, and kissed Lu Xinghe's handsome face. Now that he was kissed, Lu Xinghe felt particularly happy. He hugged Ruyan Liu and said with a smile, "I'll just treat it as my wife welcoming me today. Let's go home and celebrate properly." "Celebrate?" Liu Ruyan muttered. "You almost got in. Is there anything to celebrate?" Seeing that Liu Ruyan didn't understand his train of thought, Lu Xinghe laughed out loud. "Shouldn't I be celebrating that I didn't go in? Celebrating that I have such an understanding wife, isn't that normal?" Liu Ruyan snorted, her eyes sparkling. "As long as you know I'm good, that's all. Anyway, my requirements are not high. I just want you to have eyes for me. If I find out you're having an affair with another woman, haha, I'll make sure you can't see anyone else." While she is cute and innocent, she also reveals a strong sense of danger. Lu Xing followed her words and listened carefully. "You mean you want to make me invisible?" Liu Ruyan did not admit it directly, but said proudly, "Anyway, I am your crutch." "Wife, you're so scary. I almost lost my legs in fear." "Who are you trying to fool? Are you afraid of me? I'm lucky I'm not defeated by you." "You want to make me invisible? Who wouldn't be afraid? As long as you behave yourself and don't mess around with other women." Liu Ruyan's slender fingers gently stroked Lu Xing's face, her eyes full of affection, but the words she spoke were creepy and not friendly at all. "I'm sure I won't use those methods on you, understand?" Lu Xing didn't know whether to laugh or cry. "Wife, anyway, I heard what you said. I'm afraid I'm going to have a nightmare tonight. No matter what, you must be responsible." "How to be responsible? Even if I break your legs, I can still be your wheelchair and carry you to the toilet." Liu Ruyan's eyes were filled with surprise, and then a smile of excitement spread across her red lips. Lu Xing was helpless, wanting to cry but unable to. You are really a Yandere. You get excited when I mention this. If I really imprisoned you by my side, you would probably cry." Liu Ruyan leaned on Lu Xinghe's shoulder affectionately, sucking in the pleasant smell of Lu Xinghe's body, and said greedily, "No, as long as I am with you, I am happy. Husband, this is a reward for me. I will be very happy, Tilda." Lu Xinghe. Fortunately, he is neither a pervert nor a Yandere. Otherwise, Liu Ruyan's life would really be in danger. You really can't look at Liu Ruyan with a normal person's mindset. After all, Liu Ruyan is not a normal person. As a Yandere, she might even enjoy it. "I'd better save your calf first. It would be such a shame if such a beautiful leg were broken." As Lu Xing spoke, he stroked Liu Ruyan's white and slender legs, and there was a hint of excitement in Liu Ruyan's eyes. "You dare to do this right now, right in front of the police station? Do you want me to yell for help and cooperate with you?" Lu Xinghe. His wife is crazy, Tilda. System, ding. Interaction value detected +65, rewarding the host with a skill upon input. Lu Xinghe, what does input and output mean? System, it's very simple. Just input what item you want and you can ask this system for it. Lu Xinghe, I want money, is that okay? System, this is currently beyond the scope of what the system provides. After all, I'm not a money printing machine. Lu Xinghe, that's boring. What can I ask for? System, both animals and plants are fine, Tilda, as long as you can imagine it. I can basically get it for you. Lu Xinghe was excited now. He just had an interesting idea. Now I just wait for the system to help me practice. Lu Xinghe, this, I can get it eventually. System, sure, but are you sure you want to put it in? Lu Xinghe, of course. System, host, you are so bad. I like you so much, Tilda, hate you. Lu Xinghe, don't be crazy. System, boo, you're bullying me. So Lu Xing reached an agreement with the system to go along with the system. Of course, the kind that did not involve any color. Soon, the system was implemented, as Lu Xinghe said. P.S. This is a sweet story, don't worry. And it will definitely have a happy ending, Tilda. Chapter 221, Anonymous Threat. Lu Xinghe looked at the dark night with a smile on his face. Hee hee, tonight must be a very happy night. Lu Xing took Liu Ruyan home. He needed to take a good bath to wash away all the bad luck of the day. The night gradually quieted down, and the Lu family mansion was filled with darkness, as if danger was lurking in the darkness. Father Lu walked into the house with the newly signed package. He asked Lu Ma in confusion, "Wife, what express did you buy again?" Sitting on the sofa, eating sunflower seeds and watching TV, Lu's mother replied to Lu's father, "I always buy things in physical stores now. I have never shopped online." Father Lu was very surprised. "I didn't sell anything, but an anonymous package was sent to me. I don't know who sent it." Lu Ma's attention was focused on the TV. "If you open it and take a look, you should be able to guess what it is. Maybe it was given to you by a customer." Father Lu thought about it and agreed. "I have such a wide network of contacts. My company was originally in a downturn, but unexpectedly, with the help of a noble person, the company has soared and made considerable profits. Those who were pessimistic about him came up to curry favor with him. This made Lu's father feel proud, and the anger he had been holding in his heart was finally released. Now this package must have been sent specially by a boss who wanted to curry favor with me. It's quite heavy. It must be some kind of seafood." Father Lu was very happy, but when he opened the package, the smile on his face disappeared in an instant. "What is this? So many eggs, and they're all connected together. It's so strange, I've never seen anything like this before." What was in the express box was not seafood, but more like game. There were many white eggs stuck together tightly, and I had no idea what they were. "Is this some kind of wild game? Which boss has such a special taste that he sent you this?" After hearing what her husband said, Lu's mother came over to take a look. After seeing the egg, her brows furrowed. "I've never seen it before either. What is this?" Father Lu also frowned. He couldn't quite understand what the white egg in his hand was. It can be said that he has never seen anything like it before. "Weird shapes. I feel like there are no eggs like this on the market anymore. Most importantly, who would send this to me?" Just as Mr. Lu was discussing with his wife, the housekeeper suddenly walked in. "Uncle Chi, look at what this is." Father Lu knew that the housekeeper was knowledgeable, so he asked him. As a result, the housekeeper's face turned pale when he saw it. "I didn't dare to get close at all, as if I would be haunted by some ghost if I got close." "Where did you get it from? How dare you touch it, sir?" Seeing the housekeeper retreating, Father Lu was very confused. "Why can't I touch it? It's just an ordinary egg." The butler took a deep breath and said to Father Lu, "This is a disaster." After hearing the housekeeper's anxious voice, Father Lu became even more confused. Mother Lu even scolded the housekeeper. "What nonsense are you talking about? How could such a disaster happen?" The housekeeper said to Lu Ma, "Madam, you don't know this is the snake egg that crossed the mountain." "Over the mountain, what is this?" Lu's mother didn't quite understand. Father Lu was so frightened that the eggs in his hand fell to the ground. Some of them were broken and the egg liquid scattered, but there were still a few whole eggs intact. Father Lu kept muttering, "Gu Shanfeng is the king cobra. It can smell the scent and cross an entire mountain, so it's called Gu Shanfeng." After hearing what Lu's father said, the housekeeper nodded in agreement. "Yes, this one is extremely poisonous, especially since mother snakes are very protective of their children. Now that the eggs are gone, they can chase it by scent for 30 kilometers, which could last for months. They might even be lying by your bed in the middle of the night. Snakes are very aggressive and vengeful." Father Lu's face turned pale, and he immediately shouted angrily, "How can there be such a thing in my house? Throw it away immediately." Lu's mother was also scared, because she had just touched her balls. "And now you tell her that these are snake eggs from across the mountain. What a joke. Throw it away quickly. Don't let the mother snake come to our door," Lu's mother said anxiously and fearfully. The housekeeper shook his head. "It's useless. The female snake will follow the scent and come to you. Even if you take a shower, as long as it comes into contact with the snake, the scent will remain. Especially since you broke the snake eggs, it will definitely come to retaliate. All we can do now is to seal every gap and never let the snake in." Father Lu said with a sad face, "I am most afraid of snakes. How could something like this happen now? No, I can't be bitten by a snake. If a snake bites me, I will definitely die." Lu's mother immediately gave Lu's father an idea. "Why don't we move to a high-rise building? If we move, it will be harder for it to find us." The housekeeper rejected the idea. "It's useless. Even a tall building can't stop a snake. It can still climb up." Father Lu's face turned extremely ugly. "What should I do? Is there no way at all? I don't want it." Lu's mother burst into tears. "Wow, I haven't lived enough. Please don't get bit by a snake." The housekeeper sighed. "This is too vicious. Who actually brought snake eggs here?" It's obvious that they think you're in the way, so they're using this method to plot against you. Father Lu gritted his teeth and said, "Could it be Lu Xinghe?" Lu's mother was furious. "It must be that brat, otherwise how could there be snake eggs in our house? Woo woo woo, let's get through the level in front of us first and don't let the snake find us." Mr. Lu agreed with what Mrs. Lu said. If the poisonous snake really comes to your door, the consequences will be unimaginable. Father Lu quickly asked the housekeeper to spread some realgar around the house. Avoid snakes from coming to your door and causing things to get out of control. The housekeeper sighed and could only obey Mr. Lu's words and directly sprinkle some realgar and take all the necessary safety measures. But Mr. and Mrs. Lu were still very shocked and panicked. They were really scared that the snake would come to their door. There will be no good days then. They were extremely worried at the thought of the mountain coming to take revenge. I am always worried and looking around every day. It can be said that there is not a single minute of relaxation. I'm afraid that a snake will suddenly appear and something bad will happen. As night fell, the Lu couple's eyelids were drooping with sleepiness. There is no peace for a single day. There is no other way. I want to sleep. But I can't sleep. Who knows if the snake will attack us by surprise? If the snake actually showed up, it would be bad. If you get bitten while sleeping, the consequences will be disastrous. How about I take a nap first and you keep an eye on it? Father Lu lectured Mother Lu seriously, and Mother Lu timidly said, "But I'm also very sleepy. I want to sleep too, husband." Father Lu pursed his lips tightly and said seriously, "Are you sure?" Chapter 222, Belated Revenge. Looking at her husband's majestic look, Lu's mother was really scared, thinking that her husband would slap her in the next second. After all, they had a quarrel before, and he had something on me. Lu's mother still has to rely on Lu's father to make money. Otherwise, how much money can she, a housewife, have? Okay, I'll listen to you. After hearing Lu's mother's agreement, Lu's father went to sleep happily. She slept until dawn, but Lu's mother did not have such a good treatment. Staying up late was really too difficult for someone of her age. She felt so uncomfortable that her hair felt hot, her eyes went dark, her whole body was cold, and her body was so weak that she had no strength at all. After that, I fell into a drowsy sleep and woke up from a nightmare. This is simply unbearable. He looked extremely haggard. Looking at myself in the mirror, my complexion is dark yellow, and I have heavy dark circles under my eyes. Although Mr. Lu had fallen asleep, he was still very uneasy. He tried to run as far away as possible to avoid being visited by snakes. For several days in a row, I couldn't sleep or eat well. It's not just the Lu couple who are in dire straits. Even Lu Yunting suffered a heavy blow. Buzz, buzz, buzz. Lu Yunting, who was sleeping in prison, heard a strange sound. It seems to be a mosquito. He clapped his hands subconsciously. I never expected the sharp pain in the palm of my hand. Ugh. Lu Yunting struggled out of his sleep in pain. Before he could even turn on the light, he noticed a lot of noisy buzzing sounds swirling around him. Lu Yunting felt uneasy. He realized that something bad was about to happen. Sure enough, the moment he raised his head, I already have goosebumps. This is definitely the biggest shadow in his life. Inside the small dark room, there was a huge, unclear hive hanging above my head. It was a hornet's nest. With the dim light, I saw a wasp hovering in the sky. They seemed to be staring at a target and began to attack in groups, hooking their heads upside down and swarming towards it. Ugh! Inhumane screams echoed throughout the small prison. This also attracted the attention of the prison guards. When they opened the door, they were stunned by the scene before them. I saw Lu Yunting curled up in the corner, covering his face with his hands, as if he had experienced something terrible. His hands were already covered with bruises and were all swollen. Through the gaps between the fingers, one could see the unrecognizable face. The hornets circled around him, as if seeking revenge with no sign of mercy. A mysterious hornet's nest appeared in the prison room. After Lu Yunting was attacked, he was moved to another room. However, this incident obviously left a huge shadow on him, and he was arranged for psychological treatment. But he was in a trance, unconscious, and his eyes were dull. When the Lu couple went to visit Lu Yunting, they looked at the shivering Lu Yunting through the glass window. He curled himself up into a ball, muttering, "No, I was wrong, no, I was wrong." This appearance of being suppressed to the point of pain and even distortion made the Lu couple feel very distressed. It's like cutting into their flesh. Father Lu burst into tears. "Son, how could you become like this?" Lu's mother burst into tears. "Blame me, really blame me. How could this happen out of the blue? If my son wasn't in prison, this wouldn't have happened at all." Father Lu pulled the corners of his lips helplessly. What else can we do? He's in there now and we're outside. We can't protect him at all. Do you think I don't want to take the child out? Lu's mother cried and said, he is your only child. There are always more solutions than problems. As long as you want, you can always rescue him. Father Lu felt a buzzing pain in his head. It was not only because his son was not doing well, but more importantly, his wife was not willing to give in. Everything that had happened in the past few days made him feel overwhelmed. However, Father Lu had no other choice. He felt sorry for his son. It would be so pitiful if he spent his whole life in prison. Father Lu naturally couldn't bear it. Looking at his wife's unreasonable behavior, his head was about to explode. Forget it, let me think of a way. Maybe there is a way to solve it. There is really no solution with my son in there. The problem is how to rescue him legally and in compliance with regulations. While the Lu couple were busy and exhausted, Lu Xing was living a relaxed and happy life. His freighter has started. He and Liu Ruyan stood on the cargo ship and participated in the ribbon-cutting ceremony. After the etiquette lady started to bring the scissors over, Lu Xing immediately saw Liu Ruyan's eyes, which lit up instantly. It was obvious that she was excited. Lu Xing naturally wouldn't let Liu Ruyan touch the scissors. If this little Yandere really gets a pair of scissors, I wonder what crazy things he would do. The scene would definitely turn into a horror movie in seconds. Let me do it. Lu Xing stood in front of her first and picked up the scissors. Liu Ruyan stared at Lu Xing with a resentful look in her eyes. Lu Xing used his other hand to squeeze Liu Ruyan comfortingly. Pregnant women don't play with scissors. Be careful not to wet the bed at night. After hearing Lu Xing's words, Liu Ruyan's face curved into an arc, the corners of her lips raised. She leaned close to Lu Xing's shoulder and replied with a smile, when did you become so superstitious? After hearing what Liu Ruyan said, the gentle smile in Lu Xing's dark eyes became more intense. Why do I believe this? Because I am kind. Liu Ruyan pouted, stop it. Lu Xing had chuckled, comforted Liu Ruyan, and rubbed Liu Ruyan's little head. Okay, stop making trouble. After the ribbon cutting, as the boss lady, you will get your share of the profits. You can have as much ice cream as you want. Oh, you said that? Then I want to have white truffle ice cream and ask the waiter to shave it for me. Liu Ruyan put her little head on Lu Xing's shoulder, like a cunning little fox, with her red lips outlining a cunning curve. After seeing this, Lu Xing smiled and shook his head. Okay, I'll listen to you. Hey, I really can't afford to support you if this goes on. Liu Ruyan laughed happily. I don't eat much. Lu Xing said helplessly, but what you eat is expensive. Then I won't eat, I'll go buy a bag. Liu Ruyan's eyes rolled around. It cures all diseases. Okay, it cures all diseases. I'll do as you say. Lu Xing still has money to buy a bag. Besides, no matter how extravagant Liu Ruyan was, she would never squander the family fortune. Lu Xing only said that he couldn't afford it, but in fact, this little money was nothing to him at the moment. Liu Ruyan giggled and was in a very happy mood. Lu Xing looked at her smiling face and subconsciously went to cut the ribbon. With a click of the scissors, the cutting ceremony was completed, and the freight was officially started. Ding, interaction value detected, rewarding the host with the ability to control luck. You can absorb other people's luck and use it for your own benefit. Only use once a week. The system began to remind. Isn't this just stealing someone's luck if you don't like them? Then whoever he wants to bring misfortune upon can be brought misfortune upon him. P.S. Liu Ruyan's secret will be revealed later. For every message you leave, I plan to randomly answer it without typing. I will basically reply when you see me. You asked me why I reply because I am kind. Chapter 223, The Scapegoat Appears. When the ship started, Lu Xing took Liu Ruyan to the cruise ship's private room. There is a restaurant here, and it is a high-end 5-star hotel, even more luxurious than the Titanic. However, Lu Xing smiled and took Liu Ruyan's hand, saying, let's go eat white truffle ice cream. I want to see how much you can eat. Liu Ruyan snorted. I guess you'll have to pay for it while crying. Lu Xing had disagreed. Okay, then you can see if I will cry. Isn't this just a piece of cake for him? However, when Lu Xing and Liu Ruyan were about to sit down, they saw two figures walking in swaggeringly. The smile on Lu Xing's face disappeared in an instant. The people who came were Jiang Mengmeng and Jiang Meiwan. Son, congratulations. I didn't expect your cargo ship to be so impressive. It's definitely different from our little fishing boat. Jiang Meiwan sat in a wheelchair and was pushed by Jiang Mengmeng to Lu Xing. When she saw these two people, the smile in Liu Ruyan's eyes disappeared. She stared at them coldly and cruelly like a wild animal. The memory of these two people giving themselves divorce agreements and abortion papers is still vivid. She must pay back this debt. That's for sure. My husband is so outstanding. If it weren't for him, I guess you wouldn't have been able to open your eyes. Liu Ruyan did not show her anger directly, but leaned on Lu Xinghe's shoulder and acted coquettishly and cutely in front of Lu Xing. Lu Xing didn't expect Liu Ruyan, who had a particularly sweet voice and a chubby look, so adorable. She did it on purpose. Lu Xing could see it. Otherwise, she wouldn't have emphasized the word husband. Lu Xing also liked to cooperate with her. In front of them, he deliberately used his fingers to playfully tease Liu Ruyan's chin, just like teasing a cat. Okay, we just know it in our hearts, and there's no need to say it. Jiang Meiwan almost vomited when she saw Liu Ruyan acting like a spoiled brat. She looks like a vixen. It's so disgusting that she is her daughter-in-law. If this little vixen gave birth to another little fox, the consequences would be unimaginable. Jiang Mengmeng looked at Liu Ruyan deliberately showing off their affection, and her face suddenly became extremely ugly, and her pink fists hanging on the edge of her pants were clenched tightly. However, she told herself that she had to endure it. Son, I came here to tell you that this freighter is worth hundreds of millions. I heard that Liu Ruyan also got a share of the profits, but as her biological mother, I don't get any. What can I do if outsiders say something? Jiang Meiwan looked at Lu Xing with a fake smile, pretending to be hypocritical. I'm not interested in money. You can't take it with you when you're born. I'm just afraid of those unreasonable people saying nonsense. I think you should at least show some respect to me, so that public opinion won't crush you. Lu Xing wanted to laugh. This obviously costs money, and it's still standing. If you don't want money, why are you rushing to get on the boat even though you have a broken bone? Liu Ruyan replied directly and domineeringly. If anyone dares to say anything, we'll send a lawyer's letter. Every single one of them will be punished. After all, it's a sure win, and we can make money. You have to know that the Liu family has a strong background, but Pizza Hut in South City has never lost. With such a powerful lawyer's letter, anyone who says something bad about Lu Xing will be sued without a doubt. Jiang Meiwan bit her back teeth. This little vixen just loves to sabotage things. What does this have to do with the other party? Why are they trying to get involved? Although we can send a lawyer's letter, we can't control netizens' mouths, and some of the things that don't involve breaking the law are difficult to define. Aunt Jiang also wants to have something to do. She cares about having a career more than anyone else. Seeing that Jiang Meiwan was unhappy, Jiang Mengmeng quickly started to speak up for her. Jiang Meiwan looked at Jiang Mengmeng gratefully and was very happy that this little girl spoke up for her at this time. That's right. Ever since I broke my leg, I haven't had much to do. I don't want to just take your money all the time. I want to make some money myself. And since you have so many businesses and are too busy to handle everything, I want to share the burden with you. Hearing Jiang Meiwan's words, Lu Xing almost laughed out loud. I didn't expect that Jiang Meiwan, at her age, could still act like a green tea girl. Those young girls are really far behind her. With the help of Jiang Mengmeng, it was a real collaboration between inside and outside. It doesn't feel like I'm an outsider. They are the biological mother and daughter. Mom, how about this? You be the legal representative. Lu Xing did not scold Jiang Meiwan, but looked at Jiang Meiwan meaningfully. After hearing this, Liu Ruyan was stunned and tugged at Lu Xing's sleeve. No. After all, this is a thriving industry. How can we give it up? That's not going to work, Jiang Meiwan chuckled. What will you do if I become the legal representative? Lu Xing smiled deeply. I'll help you. You also said that you have to have your own career, so I think you should do it. That's great. Jiang Meiwan rubbed her hands excitedly. She hadn't expected to convince Lu Xing so easily. She had thought it would take a while to convince him. As expected, her son couldn't escape, so she had a kind heart. Lu Xing smiled mockingly. A scapegoat emerged. You know, legal persons have to bear huge risks. Freight transportation is prone to problems. Jiang Meiwan served as the legal person to help him bear the risks, and he remains the largest shareholder. Jiang Meiwan is just a puppet without any real power. She only gets a little bit of money, and the rest goes into her own pocket. Although Liu Ruyan was puzzled, looking at Lu Xing's calm appearance, she probably guessed that he had a backup plan. She was not in a hurry and let Lu Xing perform. Lu Xing smiled and said, Okay, I'll have the lawyer write the contract. If there's no problem, you can sign it. Jiang Meiwan was very happy. Okay. Jiang Mengmeng frowned, feeling that something was wrong. However, she whispered to Jiang Meiwan. Jiang Meiwan was very unhappy. My son gave it to me. What could be wrong with it? He is not so petty. Seeing that Jiang Meiwan was about to get angry, Jiang Mengmeng didn't dare to say anything more. After all, Jiang Meiwan has a very strange temper. She had finally managed to win over the other party, but if she was thrown away, her plan would fail. After Lu Xing ordered white truffle ice cream for Liu Ruyan, he originally wanted to stay with her for a while. As a result, the logistics department notified Lu Xing to attend a meeting. Lu Xing looked at Jiang Meiwan and Jiang Mengmeng, who were not easy to mess with, and felt a little worried. "Don't worry, I'm fine." Liu Ruyan smiled at Lu Xing. "I'm not worried about you, I'm worried about them." Lu Xing deliberately whispered in Liu Ruyan's ear intimately in front of Jiang Mengmeng. Liu Ruyan's eyes widened. "Aren't you worried about me?" Clearly filled with unhappiness. Chapter 224, The Damn Possessiveness of the Yandere. Lu Xing looked at the little Yandere and felt a damn possessive desire again. He calmed her down and said, "I'm just worried that you'll kill them." Liu Ruyan chuckled. "Don't worry, I'm not that crazy." Lu Xing had "No, you do." But since he was really going to be late for the meeting, he had no choice but to leave. Before leaving, Lu Xing asked someone to keep an eye on him. Don't let anything serious happen. Before leaving, Lu Xing specifically checked Jiang Mengmeng's luck value today, 55%. He directly absorbed the other party's luck without any hesitation. Now Lu Xing's luck has reached its maximum. Although I don't know what will happen to Jiang Mengmeng in a while, it's conceivable that I will be very lucky in a while. And Jiang Mengmeng was extremely unlucky. After Lu Xing left, seeing that Liu Ruyan had lost her backer, Jiang Meiwan took advantage of the situation to make trouble. "This white truffle ice cream costs 3,000 a cup and you actually managed to eat that?" Jiang Meiwan glared at Liu Ruyan. "You're such a spendthrift. My son earns money and you squander it like this. You don't act like a good wife or mother at all." Jiang Mengmeng also found the opportunity and said sarcastically, "Aunt Jiang, please stop talking. What if she runs to Lu Xing to complain?" Jiang Meiwan snorted, "Am I afraid of her? I'm just telling the truth. I can't let anything dirty in my eyes. I'm worried about my son, and he's sure he understands." Jiang Mengmeng was even laughing secretly. No one likes to be restricted by the mother-in-law. Not to mention that Liu Ruyan is a spoiled young lady with a bad temper, and she will definitely quarrel with Jiang Meiwan. The relationship between the mother-in-law and daughter-in-law is not good, and Lu Xing will be in a dilemma. It would be strange if such a relationship can last long. "Hey," Liu Ruyan put down the spoon and looked at Jiang Meiwan unhappily. "I haven't even mentioned that piece of clothing you're wearing. It's the latest high-end model, and it must have cost at least 30,000 yuan. I'm already complaining that you're not acting like a mother, squandering your son's money, and you have the nerve to say I'm here. My son earns money, so what if I spend some of it?" Jiang Meiwan felt a little ashamed after hearing the truth. Indeed, she was wearing expensive and luxurious clothes, and her lecture on Liu Ruyan about having too much money was not very convincing. "My husband makes money, so what if I spend some of it?" Liu Ruyan's eyes turned cold. "My husband didn't say anything, and you're telling me what to do." Jiang Meiwan was furious. "I think it's my son who spoiled you, so when I, your mother-in-law, say a few words to you, you dare to talk back. My mouth is mine. I can say whatever I want. What's it to you?" Liu Ruyan sneered, and Jiang Meiwan became very aggressive. She raised her arm and was about to slap Liu Ruyan hard. "You uneducated bastard, your parents didn't teach you well, so as your mother-in-law, I will teach you well for them." Jiang Meiwan was about to slap Liu Ruyan in the face, but Liu Ruyan grabbed her wrist. Liu Ruyan instantly became overbearing. "You dare to hit me." She simply winked at the bodyguard not far away. "Someone throw her into the sea to feed the sharks. She's so angry, cool her down." Liu Ruyan doesn't like to play the green tea role. She likes it simple and straightforward. She will deal with anyone who makes her unhappy. "I'm your mother-in-law, how dare you?" Jiang Meiwan's face turned very ugly. She never expected Liu Ruyan to be so bold. Jiang Mengmeng also quickly showed her affection and said to Liu Ruyan, "Liu Ruyan, if Xing knew about this, he would definitely be unhappy. After all, she is his biological mother." When Liu Ruyan heard the affectionate name, Xing, her face suddenly became gloomy. "What qualifications do you have to call my husband by his name?" She has a particularly crazy possessiveness, and can't stand Jiang Mengmeng's secret feelings for her husband. "Since you are so kind, you can go in her place." Liu Ruyan has a sense of madness, which forms a strong contrast with her innocent and pretty face. After hearing Liu Ruyan's words, Jiang Mengmeng immediately showed fear. She shook her head like a rattle and started struggling, shouting, "No." However, the bodyguards had already grabbed Jiang Mengmeng's arms tightly. No matter how Jiang Mengmeng resisted, she was unable to withstand the strength of the burly men. They grabbed Jiang Mengmeng and tried to drag her out. There was a look of pain on Jiang Mengmeng's face, and she got goosebumps when she thought about what she was about to experience. This is playing with my life. If anything happens to me, you can't get away with it. However, when Liu Ruyan looked at Jiang Mengmeng's struggle and fear, her red lips drew a cruel arc. Don't worry, I can't kill you. I'll keep your life. She will not let go of anyone who sets his sights on her, the old princess. She was originally worried about how to deal with Jiang Mengmeng, but Jiang Mengmeng stupidly started to run into her own gun. Since there is a ready-made opportunity, Liu Ruyan will naturally not give up. If you want to blame someone, just blame your bad luck today. You happened to run into me when I was unhappy. Liu Ruyan looked down at Jiang Mengmeng condescendingly. Jiang Mengmeng was already screaming frantically, "Help!" She cried and shouted. He tried desperately to shake off the bodyguards who were holding him, but there was no way. These people would never give Jiang Mengmeng a chance to escape. Jiang Meiwan began to feel distressed when she saw this. Of course, I was secretly happy too. Fortunately, I was not thrown into the sea. Otherwise, I would have been dead. At her age, she definitely can't bear it. Jiang Mengmeng was dragged out forcibly. Her throat was already broken as she screamed hysterically. Liu Ruyan, just wait for me. I'll remember everything you did to me today, and one day I'll definitely repay you double. Liu Ruyan followed Jiang Mengmeng to the deck outside. Outside, there was a blue sea and blue sky, and Jiang Mengmeng was tied up with hemp ropes by the bodyguards. Her eyes were red and her face was filled with fear. She had lost all color and was crying bitterly. This definitely creates a strong contrast. Liu Ruyan held her head high and looked at Jiang Mengmeng coldly. There will never be such a day. Think about how to protect yourself first. She winked at the bodyguard. The bodyguard understood immediately. After the bid was cast, Jiang Mengmeng was thrown into the sea. Because she was tied with a rope, Jiang Mengmeng was towed by the boat and did not fall completely to the bottom of the water and lose her direction. Her hands and feet were not bound, so she could still swim. It's just that the waves were particularly big, and one wave hit Jiang Mengmeng so hard that her whole body hurt. And without any precautions, he choked on a mouthful of sea water. Poo poo poo. Sea water is very salty. This made Jiang Mengmeng almost nauseous. Not to mention drifting on the sea. She was in poor health to begin with and soon became exhausted. But there was no time to rest at all, and he was dragged away. When the attack occurred in the sea, Jiang Mengmeng felt like she was about to die. Help! Chapter 225, if you try to snatch it away, I will lose. Help! When Jiang Mengmeng was in agony, she saw Liu Ruyan standing on the deck. Liu Ruyan did not show any sign of softness in her heart, and there was a hint of excitement in her eyes. That's definitely a demon. Jiang Mengmeng trembled. As a result, his hatred for Liu Ruyan had reached its peak. Jiang Meiwan no longer dared to look into the sea. She heard Jiang Mengmeng's hysterical cry for help from a distance, not to mention Jiang Mengmeng's miserable and painful appearance in the sea. This really made Jiang Meiwan feel very disappointed. If I go into the sea by myself, I will probably die. Jiang Mengmeng is in such a miserable state now. This obviously served as a warning to others. Jiang Meiwan now stays away from Liu Ruyan, for fear of provoking Liu Ruyan, who will then kill her. Liu Ruyan is a psychopath, and there is nothing she can't do. It seems that as a mother-in-law, she has no way to intimidate her daughter-in-law. I don't know what kind of vision my son has to choose a wife like this. When Jiang Mengmeng was dragged to the surface of the sea, her face was pale and her body was soaked. She was so nauseous that she vomited as soon as she felt the sun's blazing rays. Vomit? My stomach was churning with the smell of seawater. Jiang Mengmeng vomited hard. I felt like I had vomited out all the stomach water. It was so spicy and sour. But the sourness in my stomach was still extremely nauseating. While she was suffering, a shadow had already been cast upon her. She raised her head dully and saw Liu Ruyan with a cold face. Liu Ruyan folded her arms, with a curve at the corner of her lips, and looked at herself with a completely arrogant attitude. Today I'm just playing with you, but next time we might get serious. I hope you know what to do and what not to do. Liu Ruyan was obviously warning Jiang Mengmeng. Jiang Mengmeng's eyes were red, and she was biting her back teeth. I am very unwilling. After all, he had worked so hard for so long. But in the end, Liu Ruyan was safe and sound, while he himself was tortured. If Liu Ruyan hadn't been so despicable and snatched Lu Xing away. Now she is already a superior person and lives the life of a rich wife. So why should I bother to care about her mood? Ha 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 ha. Jiang Mengmeng laughed out loud. Liu Ruyan looked at Jiang Mengmeng, laughing in confusion. You regard me as your rival because you think I am a threat to you. You are afraid that I will snatch Lu Xing away from you. You are afraid that he will still like me like before and abandon you for me. Jiang Mengmeng stared at Liu Ruyan fiercely. Don't worry, what you worry about will happen sooner or later. Jiang Meiwan was dumbfounded. Is Jiang Mengmeng trying to kill herself? What good would it do for Liu Ruyan to say these things so arrogantly in front of her and anger her? Mengmeng, you should go and have a rest. Jiang Meiwan just wanted Jiang Mengmeng to shut up, so that Liu Ruyan wouldn't go crazy again and cause something serious. Pachai, just as Jiang Mengmeng gritted her teeth and prepared to get up, she heard a cold sneer. Jiang Mengmeng looked in the direction of the voice and saw Liu Ruyan with sarcasm in her eyes. Her cold and beautiful little face was filled with a sneer. Her long, curly chestnut hair fluttered in the wind, and her eyes were so deep that they were hard to see clearly. It was as if she was superior to him and didn't take him seriously at all. If you try to steal it, I lose if you manage to take it away. Liu Ruyan trusts Lu Xinghe more than anyone else. Lu Xinghe will not change his decision. She knows him inside and out. He would definitely not abandon her just for that little bit of novelty, and it was even more impossible for him to collude with Jiang Mengmeng. In Liu Ruyan's view, Jiang Mengmeng's so-called self-confidence is blind self-confidence. After hearing Liu Ruyan's mocking tone, Jiang Mengmeng's face was flushed with anger. She felt that her self-esteem was being trampled on and played with by Liu Ruyan. It was obvious that Liu Ruyan did not take her seriously and was not even afraid of her threats. Jiang Mengmeng also grew up in a pampered environment. Everything has been smooth sailing without any setbacks. And the biggest setback now is Liu Ruyan. There was only one thought in her mind: defeat Ruyan Liu. Kill Liu Ruyan again. A competitive desire to win spread wildly in her heart like ivy. Then let's take a look. After hearing Jiang Mengmeng's words, Liu Ruyan was very disdainful. She had no interest in Jiang Mengmeng's little tricks at all. Just as she was about to enter the cabin, she heard footsteps. Before she saw the figure, she heard a quick cry of grievance. Xinghe woo-woo-woo, I'm fine. I can be patient for a while. The main reason is that I didn't expect Liu Ruyan to bully not only me but also Aunt Jiang. Liu Ruyan's heart suddenly sank. She saw the handsome and elegant Lu Xing. When Lu Xing heard the report from his subordinates, he rushed over in a hurry. He immediately saw the pitiful Jiang Mengmeng lying on the deck, crying. She was in a terrible state at the moment. She was soaked all over with water dripping down her long black hair, as if she had been soaked in the sea. Her face was slightly swollen and pale, without a trace of blood. Even her lips were white. The clothes were so transparent that you could even see the shape and pattern of the underwear underneath. It was obvious that it had suffered some kind of abuse. Losing his narrow eyes suddenly narrowed. He looked at the current environment, looked at Liu Ruyan, who was on edge, and then looked at Jiang Mengmeng, who was acting delicately and pitifully, and he almost understood what was going on. Seeing her son appear, Jiang Meiwan, who was originally very timid, now feels confident. She finally had the guts to complain. Son, I just wanted her to be more frugal. After all, it's not easy for you to make money, but I didn't expect her to get so angry that she had us thrown into the sea to feed sharks. How could a daughter-in-law treat her mother-in-law like this? When Lu Xing heard Jiang Meiwan say, feed the shark, a picture suddenly appeared in his mind. It fits Liu Ruyan's personality very well. A hot-tempered little pepper, but she is still cute. It's a pity that Lu Xinghe didn't witness the whole process. Otherwise, it would have been really exciting. After hearing Jiang Meiwan's complaint, Liu Ruyan became unhappy. Don't exaggerate. It's obviously not true. I admit it if you throw it into the sea, but I'm definitely not being unreasonable. She added angrily, besides, you're fine, aren't you? I just asked Jiang Mengmeng to go to the sea in your place. Jiang Mengmeng cried and said, if I wasn't here today, would you really have abandoned Aunt Jiang and gone to the sea? If the news gets out, it will definitely affect Xing's reputation, right? Liu Ruyan was very angry. Who do you think you are? You keep calling me Xing. Shouldn't you be called Mr. Lu? Chapter 226, You are not afraid of getting into trouble. There is no way to end it. Lu Xing could tell that Liu Ruyan was jealous. Looking at her, who looked like a kitten with its fur standing on end, he actually felt a strange feeling in his heart. Jiang Meiwan started to make a big deal out of nothing and started crying. Son, you have to take care of me. You just went to a meeting and she wanted to kill me. I can't imagine how she would harm me if I were to be alone with her in the future. Jiang Mengmeng even sang the same tune as Jiang Mengmeng. Can she control her tears? They fall like pearls one by one quite accurately. Lu Xinghe thought it was a pity that she didn't act in a Qiang Yao drama. Wow, you spoil her, I understand. Luckily, it was me you played a trick on me today, so I can let it go. If it was someone else, I would definitely not let it go so easily, and it would bring you huge trouble. Jiang Mengmeng was about to cry, looking completely pitiful. When Liu Ruyan heard this, she raised her eyebrows in disgust. She really hates Jiang Mengmeng. He really says one thing in front of people, and another behind their backs. Then forget it. Lu Xinghe put his hands in his pockets and said lightly, "What? Didn't you say you didn't care? Then forget it." Lu Xinghe responded calmly. "No, I—" Jiang Mengmeng didn't expect that she had dug a hole for herself. Jiang Mengmeng originally thought that Lu Xinghe, due to the presence of outsiders, would take charge of the situation and side with her. If that didn't work, she would just try to get some help. As a result, Lu Xinghe refused to act and directly sided with Liu Ruyan. "Or what do you want?" Lu Xinghe stared straight at Jiang Mengmeng and asked, "Are you asking me to divorce my wife?" "I'm not like that." "That's all right. I'll upgrade you to a VIP suite later. You can have a good rest and drink as many bowls of ginger tea as you want. If you get sick, you'll have a private doctor." Lu Xinghe's simple words completely blocked Jiang Mengmeng's heart. When Liu Ruyan heard Lu Xinghe's words, the corners of her mouth curled up. Her eyes curved and she held Lu Xinghe's arm. "Husband, I won't divorce you either, Tilda." Liu Ruyan looked at Jiang Mengmeng again. "My husband is very wise. Consider this my compensation to you. You can stay in the VIP suite. It will save you money." Jiang Mengmeng clenched her fists and gritted her teeth, feeling even more unwilling. Even if Lu Xinghe showed a little bit of sympathy for her on his face, she would not feel bad. But the problem is that Lu Xinghe, apart from being gentle towards Liu Ruyan, has no reaction to herself at all. Even Lu Xinghe's actions seemed to be encouraging Liu Ruyan to play a prank on her. Jiang Mengmeng couldn't swallow this insult. A terrible thought also swirled in her mind. Lu Xinghe took Liu Ruyan back to the room and looked at Liu Ruyan, who was secretly happy while holding his arm. He immediately tapped Liu Ruyan's nose, still with a blaming tone. "Didn't I tell you not to play so hard and you still didn't listen?" Listening to Lu Xinghe's accusations, Liu Ruyan did not feel unhappy at all. Instead, she grinned and was in a good mood. "It's so boring on the boat, and we won't dock until tomorrow, so I must do something to entertain myself. Who told you not to accompany me?" Liu Ruyan couldn't stand Jiang Meiwan and Jiang Mengmeng acting wild in front of her, so she made the rules. As it turns out, these two people have also been much more low-key. Lu Xinghe raised his eyebrows. "Aren't you afraid of getting into trouble and having no way to end it?" Liu Ruyan replied confidently, "I have such a powerful husband, why would I be afraid? Anyway, you have my back." Lu Xinghe said seriously, "That's what I said, but no one must die, understand?" Okay, I got it." Liu Ruyan leaned her little face on Lu Xinghe's arm and laughed. "Will you think I'm a troublemaker?" Lu Xinghe whispered softly in Liu Ruyan's ear. "Of course you will feel that." Liu Ruyan's expression is very resentful. Lu Xinghe felt that if she had a 50M sword in her hand, she would probably swing it at him in the next second. Lu Xinghe stroked Liu Ruyan's curly hair and said, "But I like challenging things. For example, I think you are quite cute, so cute that I can forget your shortcomings. Some of your small shortcomings are quite interesting." Liu Ruyan snorted. "I usually don't take the initiative. This time it's all because she went too far." Lu Xinghe asked curiously, "What happened to her?" Liu Ruyan touched her belly and complained, "My baby has been wronged. They are going to attack him." Lu Xinghe's heart skipped a beat. He was obviously nervous and asked Liu Ruyan, "What did they do?" He suddenly leaned over and put his face on Liu Ruyan's belly. The baby is not fully formed yet, and Lu Xinghe can't hear any fetal movements, but he can feel the other party's presence. "After you were taken to the police station, Jiang Meiwan wanted to kill the child." Liu Ruyan looked at Lu Xinghe seriously. "But I won't admit it. She just wants us to divorce." This one sentence made Lu Xinghe's expression extremely cold. "Is there such a thing?" "Yes, I didn't want to say it at first, but today she went too far and wanted to hit me." Liu Ruyan was furious, her cheeks puffed up like a little goldfish. "I have never suffered any injustice since I was a child. What right does she have to hit me?" Lu Xinghe's eyes darkened and he said in a calm voice, "Okay, I understand." Liu Ruyan frowned all of a sudden. She could see that Lu Xinghe's face was horrible and asked, "What are you going to do?" Lu Xinghe looked at Liu Ruyan meaningfully. "Of course I want to find a way to prevent her from bothering you again." Liu Ruyan's heart trembled when she heard Lu Xinghe's words. Something seemed to appear in her mind, and she immediately said to Lu Xinghe, "No." "Why?" Lu Xinghe looked up at Liu Ruyan and said, "You are worried about me. We are husband and wife, so I am definitely worried about you." Liu Ruyan held Lu Xinghe's handsome face in her hands and said seriously, "I will do what I should do, but I will never implicate you." Lu Xinghe's brows relaxed. He kissed Liu Ruyan's red lips and said softly, "I won't put myself to death. Don't worry, I won't kill her, but I will definitely make sure she doesn't disturb your life anymore." Liu Ruyan blinked her eyes and fell on Lu Xing's shoulder with an innocent look. She relied on Lu Xing very much and wrapped her hands around his neck tightly. "You are very important. If it is better than you leaving me, then I would rather she didn't disappear. Anyway, I have ways to deal with her. Torturing her is more satisfying than letting her disappear." Lu Xing has said solemnly, "Don't worry, I will come up with a foolproof plan." Liu Ruyan's eyes curved slightly, and she leaned closer, revealing a sweet smile. "I believe it." Lu Xing could feel Liu Ruyan's trust, as if he had fallen into a warm harbor. However, when he thought of the troublesome Jiang Meiwan, his brows furrowed again. "I have to say, it's quite difficult to get Jiang Meiwan to give up." Chapter 227, Jiang Mengmeng's Temptation. At this moment, the system also began to sound a reminder. Ding, interaction value detected plus 43, rewarding the host with the Mind Blast skill, which can directly attack the enemy's mind, causing panic, confusion, and even coma. Lu Xing put away the system panel. His attention was focused on Liu Ruyan. Seeing that Liu Ruyan was sleepy, he coaxed her to go to sleep quickly. When Liu Ruyan fell asleep, Lu Xing left the room and wanted to go to work. Unexpectedly, a waiter started to pass on the message. "Sir, Miss Jiang in VIP room 6 is ill, suffering from vomiting and diarrhea. She hasn't gotten much better after taking medicine. She wants you to come over." After hearing the waiter's words, Lu Xing frowned. Jiang Mengmeng was not feeling well, obviously because of the torment she suffered from Liu Ruyan. Let him go. He wanted to see what tricks Jiang Mengmeng could come up with. Lu Xing walked straight to the door of Jiang Mengmeng's room, but he found that the door was not closed, but half open. Lu Xing pushed the door open and saw Jiang Mengmeng lying in bed. Her long, fluffy hair drooped on her shoulders, and she looked completely sickly, a far cry from the lively and vibrant image he had in mind. Lu Xinghe didn't have a good impression of her, and spoke to her in a very cold tone. "What's the matter?" Lu Xing looked at her like a clown, wanting to see what Jiang Mengmeng was up to. Who would have thought that Jiang Mengmeng would immediately put on a pitiful look? "You're so mean. I got sick because of Liu Ruyan. No matter what happened between us, we are old acquaintances after all. You shouldn't yell at me." When Lu Xing heard Jiang Mengmeng's words, he found it ridiculous. "Before, I just treated him as a bootlicker, thinking it was profitable, and never regarded him as a normal man at all." As a result, he said these words hypocritically. If he didn't have the original owner's memory, he would have almost been deceived by Jiang Mengmeng. "Who are we old acquaintances? You are just our family's caregiver. I advise you to resign as soon as possible and don't ask for trouble. Otherwise, there will be more suffering waiting for you." Lu Xing threatened Jiang Mengmeng coldly. However, Jiang Mengmeng's pupils shrank. "Xing, you are still soft-hearted and don't take hardship." She bit her red lips in anger and put on a very affectionate look. "I obviously love you and treat you so well. For you, I gave up Lu Yunting. But you, a heartless man, abandoned me for Liu Ruyan. But it doesn't matter. I'm not the kind of person who likes to nitpick. Doesn't this mean that the bond between us is deep? Besides, I don't care about those grudges and hatreds anymore. What can't be moved on?" There was a crazy smile on Jiang Mengmeng's lips, which made Lu Xing feel weird. The next second, her action shocked herself even more. Lu Xing actually saw her lift the quilt. Hazy and graceful curves, fair skin. "If you still care about the mistakes I made in the past, it's okay. I can pay them back with my own money." When the vivid scene appeared in front of Lu Xinghe's eyes, Lu Xinghe didn't seem to be tempted at all, but instead felt like vomiting. "Madman!" Lu Xing was very angry. However, facing Lu Xinghe's verbal abuse, Jiang Mengmeng clearly had no sense of shame at all. She even had a very crazy posture, with a hint of a strong smile in her eyes. Jiang Mengmeng showed off her figure generously, and it didn't matter even if Lu Xinghe disliked her. She flew towards Lu Xinghe like a butterfly. "I don't believe there's no man who doesn't cheat. You liked me so much before, it's impossible for you to change your mind so easily. Why don't you dare look at me? Are you afraid of having the same feelings for me again? Are you afraid of falling in love with me again, right?" She was very bold. When Lu Xing turned his face away and didn't look at her with disgust, she took advantage of the situation and hugged Lu Xing from behind. As soon as he felt her embrace, Lu Xing felt so nauseous that he vomited. not to mention her words, which made Lu Xing feel extremely disgusted. Where on earth did this creature come from? Why are you so narcissistic? Lu Xing pushed Jiang Mengmeng away. Jiang Mengmeng was not careful and hit her waist hard against the edge of the table. You know, the edge of the table is very smooth and sharp, and it's poking at the back of my waist. Jiang Mengmeng grimaced in pain. Ah, stop being so narcissistic. I think I'd like you. You're dreaming. Don't even think about rekindling our old love. How shameless of you to seduce a married man. Where's the propriety and honor you learned in school? Lu Xing directly spitted on Jiang Mengmeng. If you loved yourself a little, I would have a better impression of you, but the problem is that you don't know how to love yourself at all, so how can you love others? This is the biggest difference between Jiang Mengmeng and Liu Ruyan. Liu Ruyan would never do such a disgusting thing, no matter what. Obviously, Liu Ruyan is not a normal person, but she knows how to keep herself clean better than Jiang Mengmeng. When Jiang Mengmeng heard Lu Xing praising Liu Ruyan and putting herself down, her eyes suddenly turned red. She bit her lower lip and smiled sarcastically. Yeah, she's so perfect, so outstanding, she completely blows me away. Compared to her, I'm just a frog in a well. But have you ever thought that it was she who forced me to do this? If you hadn't teamed up with her to force me, would I have become what I am now? Jiang Mengmeng yelled hysterically, and as she yelled, big tears flowed from her eyes. Who doesn't want to be pampered and become a glamorous little princess? The problem is that I don't have that opportunity. I know that everything must be earned through one's own efforts. Liu Ruyan is, after all, a third party. If she hadn't intervened in our relationship, how could things have turned out like this? Seeing Jiang Mengmeng slandering Liu Ruyan, Lu Xing was fed up with her. You're hopeless. Now you're still blaming all your mistakes on others, and you never think about your own problems. Jiang Mengmeng, your conditions are no worse than hers. It's you who messed up a good hand. Besides, my wife is the main wife. You and I have never had any romantic relationship. How can she be considered the third party? The real third party is you. You were dating Lu Yunting at the time, and you couldn't give me up. You're the greediest person, and now you have nothing. It's all your own fault. You can't blame anyone else. Lu Xing took the initiative and vented all the frustrations in his heart. Jiang Mengmeng's eyes were extremely red. It was obvious that everything Lu Xing said hurt her heart, but she couldn't hear a single word. Chapter 228, You've hit my Achilles heel. Don't even think about clearing her name now. I just hate her. If you had been patient enough to wait for me until I came to my senses, we would have been a model couple that everyone praised. You ruined your happiness, and you ruined mine too. Jiang Mengmeng's voice trembled because of sadness. You said you would always treat me well, you can't lie. You were the one who broke the rules, so why should you be the only one who is happy? Jiang Mengmeng gritted her teeth and stared at Lu Xing intently. Now we are alone in a room, a man and a woman, and I am still like this. If I scream now, you will be charged with attempted rape. She paused again. But if you obey me, then you can not only have Liu Ruyan, but also possess me. Why not do it? Why bother with your brain? Jiang Mengmeng was about to kiss Lu Xing as she spoke, but Lu Xing angrily pushed her to the ground. Okay, if you go and frame me, I'll just send you to jail and solve a big problem in one go. As for Yanyan, if she believes your lies, then my marriage with her will be over. I believe she will not choose to believe you and will continue to be with me. Lu Xing and Liu Ruyan have been together for such a long time that they still have basic trust in each other. He knew Liu Ruyan's character very well. Sometimes she was a little naughty, but she was not willful or capricious. Especially since Jiang Mengmeng was saying such absurd things now, she would never believe it. Not only will she not believe it, she will also help him get rid of Jiang Mengmeng directly. After all, Jiang Mengmeng is the thorn in her side. Jiang Mengmeng trembled when she heard Lu Xing's words. She bit her red lips, feeling very unwilling. But looking at Lu Xing's tenacious eyes, she knew that what Lu Xing said was true. If a quarrel really breaks out, it will be disadvantageous to you. She was too impulsive today. Instead of trying to seduce me again and again, why don't you think about how to please me? I've never seen anyone who always seeks his own death. Lu Xing's eyes became very cold. You have completely stepped on my weak spot. Lu Xing would never let Jiang Mengmeng go so easily. Jiang Mengmeng will eventually have to pay the price for what she did. After hearing Lu Xing's words, Jiang Mengmeng was like a dead fish, with no light in her eyes. Her lips moved, but no words came out. But she caught a glimpse of Lu Xing, slamming the door and leaving resolutely. Jiang Mengmeng's self-esteem was completely gone. She screamed in pain and tears burst out all of a sudden. It was like the desperate struggle of a mermaid on the reef, but she was vulnerable, and the result she faced must be steep and dangerous. This is indeed the case. Lu Xing sat in the VIP box. He frowned and looked at the blue sea and sky outside the cabin window. The seagulls were flying alone, and his heart was chilled to the extreme. He told his men coldly, "Are the things ready?" The subordinate nodded to Lu Xing. "We're ready." A package of small pills in a transparent plastic bag appeared in front of Lu Xing. Lu Xing pursed his lips coldly and said, "Find the right opportunity. I will only allow success, not failure." The subordinate nodded immediately. "Yes, I know." Lu Xing's hand rested on his chin, his eyes still fixed on the window. His handsome face was full of coldness and darkness, which made his subordinates dare not act rashly. They had to carefully look at Lu Xing's eyes. Since Jiang Mengmeng wants to offend him, she should be prepared for the most terrible consequences. He will never be as kind as before. The room was filled with painful groans. "Oh, it hurts so much." Jiang Mengmeng was lying on the bed. Her face was paler than the bed sheet, and she seemed to be enduring tremendous pain